strange scandal. Opie and Anthony on satellite radio. Host Anthony Cumia and Greg Opie. Commercial team. Opie and Anthony apologizing for yet another raunchy comment. Profanity was the last. Is this the last straw for the raunchy radio duo?
Our show is stupid.
This is so irresponsible.
This should be illegal. It really should be. It's like, it's so unethical.
God, I hate fucking radio.
This could be the worst audio ever.
Shut up. Shut your fucking mouth. This is terrible.
We just suck all around.
I hope you show restraint in fucking my girlfriend.
This stinks.
Fucking shut the fuck up. We get it. Get it. Get it.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yes, okay. That was a mic check, sorry. Hi. Yeah. Yuck. Yuck to having to adjust things every morning.
I'll tell you, one thing never changes from school till, I think, retirement is the day before vacation.
And this is the day before vacation.
And the complete lack of enthusiasm to be there. I'm kidding, of course. This is a pleasure. This is a pleasure.
Absolutely.
And enough about showing me the flying car. It's not a flying car.
That's an airplane.
It's an airplane that looks like a car. Stop it. People going, it finally got a flying car. No. I just blurted that out because I saw a picture on the news, and it's not a flying car.
Well, what makes a flying car and what makes an airplane?
An airplane's a fucking airplane. It's got some wings, it's got a tail, it's got fucking rudder, it's got all the things an airplane. A flying car is like Jetsons. Well, it's like it just takes off and you go...
Well, then we're never going to get the flying car because you need the wings and shit for a flying car.
I know.
Which makes it an airplane, which means we already have the flying car.
Yeah, we have the flying car. It's called an airplane.
We've always had it. It's just been called an airplane.
You can only drive it on a runway. That's it, though. And then it's in the air.
And then you got... What are they talking about with this flying car thing? That's a flying car. Now we're Googling flying cars.
See, if they got stuff that it looks like... See, that isn't a flying car. That's an airplane that kind of looks like a car for a fuselage.
Well, how do you tuck in the wings after you land so you could drive normal roadways?
Yeah, they show
without
people
knocking out pedestrians as they're walking down the sidewalk.
Or, you know what else about a flying car? You can't have a flying car that if somebody taps you... You got to take it in for hundreds of thousands of dollars in repairs because it hit your wing while he was parallel parking. Like you can't just drive that around, and if it gets a ding, it's okay because you got to unfold the wings and fly it. And if someone hit your fucking aileron, you're screwed.
I don't know. Imagine if we all had flying cars. What a disaster that would be.
We can't even drive on flying
cars
roads.
Would be falling out of the sky left and right.
We suck in 2 dimensions.
Why?
Never mind adding a fucking third.
Right? Can you imagine?
People would be just falling on top of each other.
Imagine you're dealing with airspace with Asians.
Oh,
and they're in their flying cars.
You think there'd be problems?
There would be many problems.
Just flying like shit.
Not sure how high they want to be.
Yes.
They're up here, they're down here, they're all over the place.
Absolutely. Flying car means DeLorean from Back to the Future 2. That is like flying car. It flies, it's a car. I don't know how it does it, but it just does. It's 2010, for fuck's sake. So, no wings. Stop with the wings already.
But what's the latest version of the flying car that we just saw on TV?
That's it's an airplane.
Yeah, I know. I saw the headline
fold
last night, like we got a flying car, and then I saw the picture too this morning and thought to myself, yeah, it's just another plane.
Yeah, they're bamboozling us again. We need stuff with like turbines in there that lift it up like a Harrier. But even that would be, not quite flying car, but at least it's not wings.
And then if there was a flying car, don't they have to change all the rules of the roadway? You can't just all of a sudden have planes like...
Start taking off?
Taking off and going, you know what, now I want to land on the LIE right about here because this is my exit coming up.
Yeah. How do you turn it from a flying thing to a car thing?
And how does the state, the country, the local laws allow this?
Yeah, how do you get back onto the road?
Exactly.
You're right. You can't just land on the road.
You can't just decide tomorrow, okay, flying cars are now allowed in Manhattan.
So are there going to be landing strips with on-ramps? So, like, you land, right? Mm-hmm. And then you drive, and you're on an on-ramp to the expressway.
Right.
So, but there's designated landing areas for the flying car.
It's way too complicated, and with all the red tape and all the bullshit that we deal with now, none of these exciting things will ever happen in our lifetime.
Never ever happen.
You ever I don't know, travel or just travel around America and see some of the shit they got done? You're like, how the fuck they do that? Mm-hmm. We don't do that type of stuff anymore.
No.
Because it just costs way too much money.
Costs too much. Got too much of that. What they call red tape. A lot of red tape.
Yeah, and a screw now costs $1,000 or something.
Yeah,
so.
And then some environmental group has a problem with building. Imagine like the friggin' like Boulder Dam and some of those giant dams they made out west. How you could never do that again.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, there'd be environmental groups saying, no, there's a fucking beetle bug there. That
You've seen the documentary on Robert Moses, right? And all the shit he accomplished. And you think to yourself, that would never happen in 2010.
Nope.
Because we have some major issues in the New York City area, but they're not going to take on these massive projects anymore. They're just not.
Is the Robert Moses being a huge racist true?
I don't know.
Because of the Parkway?
I've heard.
I've heard that too. The
big rumor is that the Parkways out on Long Island. They're not even rumors. The overpasses, you can't really fit trucks and buses.
No, trucks aren't allowed on there.
Trucks aren't allowed at all.
Yeah,
obviously, yeah. But they said the reason they did that was so the city buses couldn't bring the Schwoogies to the beach.
To the beaches on Long Island.
That's been a rumor forever.
That they made these parkways with these really low overpasses, which they are. Sometimes you drive your car under them.
Because the guy was brilliant with his ideas.
Yeah, why would he do that?
You know, he loved destroying entire neighborhoods to get his stupid road built.
Get his dumb highways.
But the guy was brilliant, and he would make that mistake where the overpasses would be a bit short. But supposedly it was like they didn't want the Schwoogies at the beaches.
Didn't want them bust in.
They didn't want them bust in. That's the big rumor that's been around for a really long time.
Brilliant man.
I love that guy though. He just decided, you know what, we need a highway here, and he didn't care who lived there.
No, just.
You've seen that documentary, right?
Asunder. Yeah.
Where you watch him just plowing through entire neighborhoods that have been there since the start of life in the New York area.
Didn't care.
And him and his heavy equipment just plowed everyone's lives right over. Everyone had to relocate so they could get a highway in.
So they could just put Robert Moses' dumb highway in.
All sorts of highways.
And they named a beach after him.
Cross Bronx Expressway, I'm sure that ripped up a neighborhood or two.
Yeah.
The LIE certainly ripped up a neighborhood or two.
Yep. I guess that Moses. Okay. Biographer Robert Caro argues that Moses also demonstrated racist tendencies. He, along with other members of the New York City Planning Commission, were vocal opponents against black war veterans moving into Stuyvesant Town, a Manhattan residential complex created to house World War II veterans. Oh, really? So he didn't want... I think he was racist.
He probably was.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I think everybody was back then. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I think
just all were.
You know, I think you're right.
Everybody, anyone.
No,
with
I think
any
you're right.
Power,
because all the neighborhoods were pretty much separated. So if you didn't, belong in that neighborhood, you were
stay out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the flying car is a joke. Another
flying
joke.
Car joke. It's a plane. Flying cars are like the DeLorean in Back to the Future too. It takes off. You don't know how it does it. The wheels tuck in, and you're off.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It certainly doesn't.
All of a sudden, let's say in January, okay, you're allowed to fly cars.
Yeah.
Really? How do you get that done? Who's allowed to fly cars?
Yeah. I'd like to see that driving test, too.
Right.
People can't even parallel fucking park. They're going to be flying their cars around. Old people stepping on the wrong pedals.
Sure. Hey, you know what? I didn't know this. This is a Robert Moses Parkway in the Buffalo area. Eric in Buffalo. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, we got one right out here just outside of Niagara Falls. I don't know if it's to keep them out of Buffalo or keep them in Buffalo, but yeah, there's one kind of split in Niagara Falls, and it really fucks up a lot of trucking and stuff like that.
Wait, but the same thing where the overpasses are too short?
Yeah, exactly.
What was he thinking?
He was thinking.
What was he thinking?
He was thinking buses. That was a man who could see into the future.
Oh, my God.
That Robert Moses, what a visionary.
Unbelievable.
he knew there wouldn't be any flying cars.
All right, thank you, sir. MJ in Manhattan. We're talking about the flying car out of nowhere today, but that's the beauty of us. We didn't even know we were going to talk about
it popped up on the TV.
What do you got, MJ?
Hey, good morning, boys.
Good morning.
You know, in Back to the Future Part 2, the old Biff takes a cab to Hill Valley. Now, here in Manhattan, I'm already afraid to get into taxi cabs because the drivers all look like terrorists. Now, imagine having to fly in taxi cab here in Manhattan.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine?
Every ride would be a suicide mission, you know?
Yeah.
They already look like terrorists, and now you're going to get into a flying cab?
You end up flying into a building.
Oh, my God.
With this cab.
No, thank you.
Nope. Sorry.
Thank you, sir. This guy's got info on the flying car.
Oh, great.
Wes in Dallas. It's been our dream to have the flying car. What do you got on it?
Well, what I got is basically the thing that depends on an electronic highway in the sky, a bunch of radar beams that will put you on an autopilot and direct you from place to place.
So what are you saying, a month or two?
I think that it's going to take considerably longer to install the infrastructure for that one.
The infrastructure, sorry. Yeah, it would take forever just to get that built.
Please.
So we could accept the whole flying car culture.
Regular planes, the FAA, and the air traffic control it takes, and just all that. Imagine having to put that in place for everybody that has a flying car.
And if it's drizzling, they shut down airports. So you as Joe commuter in your flying car, how are you going to
make the call?
Yeah, how are you going to know not to fly that day?
I'm late. I'm going to give it a shot. Right. I'm just going to try to fly in this storm with my car, and then you end up just crashing. And
let's call it right here in 2010, July 1st, 2010. Opie and Anthony are calling it. There will never be a flying car.
No flying car.
There will always be airplanes, but
Resign
there will
yourself
not be
to
flying cars for you and I.
Just resign yourself to the fact there won't be flying cars.
Oh, you know what? This is a very good point, Trucker Bob. A movie that I saw many, many times because I think my mom, I don't know, wanted us out of the fucking house. Go ahead, Trucker Bob.
Morning, boys.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, you know, that dates way back, you know. If it was fixing to break down, you could always push that bitch Mary Poppins out and ride her umbrella to the ground, you know.
Well, what about Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Isn't that what you're talking about?
Yeah, have you seen the movie?
I've seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Shitty Bang Bang. What an awful fucking movie.
I think that played at the Northport movie theater, and back then movies stayed in theaters for months.
Flying car that sounds like this.
Yeah. That's what you want to hear, 5,000 feet in the air, 10,000 feet in the air, whatever it would be.
Looked all stupid.
Yeah.
How did it fly? How did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang fly?
It didn't have wings, man.
No, did it have little bat wings that came out of the side?
I don't think so.
Shit?
I think it was just an old school car that was in the air.
Let me see the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car, Danny.
Why are you?
Yes, look. It had stupid wings.
It did?
Look, it's not even aerodynamic.
That's stupid. How would that fly?
It's not flying.
I didn't know it looked like that.
It looks like it drove over a hang glider.
Hey, they had imaginations back then, right?
No, they didn't.
I love Trucker Bob. You rule.
Trucker Bob.
Our movies sucked when we were growing up. Who are you kidding? We didn't have no
Dick
fucking
Van
Avatar
Dyke.
shit.
Why does it have in the front? It has like a weird wing in the front, like an
It's
awning.
a canard wing in the front.
What's a canard wing?
A canard wing.
What is a canard wing?
It's like all the shit that's in the back of a plane is in the front.
But why?
You got a few things up front.
That would slow it down or something.
Yeah.
That would make it flop end over end.
Nah, they figured it out. They figured out the canard.
Not for the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang vehicle.
Some of the supersonic planes have canard wings.
In the front like that?
Yeah. I don't know why they put it on Shitty
Wait,
Bang
do you
Bang.
mean like the Concorde?
Yeah, you get like an elevator type deal going in the front instead of in the back. Canard. A canard.
Let's go to Rich
Yes,
on Long Island. Rich.
Canard wing.
Hey, guys, what about, you know, when the car runs out of gas, you see them on the side of the road. How about when you're in the air? What the hell you do then?
Yeah. I mean,
How's that work?
People wouldn't be responsible enough to make sure they have enough gas. They would do what you do with cars. I think I can make it.
You push it.
I think I can make it to the next exit.
Lean over to the left so
Right.
it looks like the
Right.
gauge is a little further.
You've done that too.
Oh, yeah, you've done the lean. Yeah, I think that's okay.
I think I can make it to Cleveland today.
And then you rationalize that the car company wouldn't have put dead empty right when it hits empty. They'll give you a little more. They understand how people drive.
That's what I tell people in my car all the time when they see that fucking light going. I'm like, they give you a little extra.
They know it.
We're fine.
Who's they?
And then I do quick math for everybody in the car.
You know how many miles per gallon I get? And a gallon isn't even going to show up on the gas gauge, but we could go at least 20 more miles highway.
That worked well until I broke down in Cape Cod in the middle of nowhere and got picked up by the hippies in the van with the fucking, you remember the story with the chain and the lock. They locked me into the van to get me to a gas station with a bunch of other hippies. Yeah.
Goddamn hippies.
Oh, by the way, I wasn't in my 20s. That only happened a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Very irresponsible on my part.
Yeah.
Ope is thinking of the Absent-Minded Professor, which featured the Model T that flew without wings.
That was the Flubber, which got it to fly.
Fuck, man, I was thinking Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, but this was the Model T car that flew.
Yes, that was with what's his name, McMurray.
The Absent-Minded Professor. I want to see the Model T in the air.
Oh, they have that was the remake. With Robin Williams. Oh, flying car rubber. Oh, man. Stop.
Yuck. Yucca.
Look at that. The absent-minded professor.
Look at this. Not a hint of a wing on that one.
That looks stupid.
They weren't even trying to fool around with the concept.
Here's what I didn't understand. Flubber was like this rubbery stuff that made things bounce very high.
Right.
And they put it on the shoes of the basketball team at the college.
Right.
And the all-white basketball team was really good in that because Perish the Thought a Negro was in a Disney movie.
Why didn't the refs disqualify that team?
They were flying through the air.
There was obvious shenanigans going on.
Obvious shenanigans, but they couldn't figure it out. It was flubber. It was all new.
But it was up to the refs to say, you know what, get the fuck off the basketball court.
But I understand the bounce thing. Here. But then how did the car just fly? Because the car didn't start bouncing. It just decided flubber now was something that defied gravity constantly and could just make things fly.
Was it one big bounce?
It was stupid. Fred McMurray.
Did he go with one big bounce?
One big bounce, maybe.
Yeah.
But he was steering around with it and shit.
How many compound fractures did those boys suffer from bouncing?
Oh, I
and
know.
Landing on their fucking...
On the basketball court.
Spinal column damage and fucking joint problems.
Well, at least it was... What was the other Disney film where the stupid animal kicked the football?
There was some really bad Disney movies.
Or am I thinking of something else? Wasn't it a donkey or a mule or something? And they fucking...
They always had animals doing things, becoming a mayor. Like a dog becomes the mayor or something. What the fuck is that?
And the whole town has to accept it.
What shitty movies. The kids these days get Toy Story 3, which looks amazing. We had fucking Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Wouldn't you just take the dog out if it became the mayor of your little town?
Yeah.
Why would you accept that?
What?
Why would you accept that?
What was the one called? The Shaggy something?
There were a bunch of Shaggy something.
Was there the Shaggy Dog?
The Shaggy Dog, and what did he become?
I don't know. Remember Air Bud? There was like 5 different Air Bud movies where he did like every different sport. That might be what Ope's thinking about.
No, see, we're from different generations.
Air Bud's too new.
Yeah, Air Bud is for your generation. We're going way back.
And the real Air Bud died.
To these old school Disney films.
Right after he made Air Bud. The dog died.
So it couldn't even, like, enjoy its fame?
Oh, the Shaggy DA. That was it. The dog was the district attorney. The fuck is that about? The Shaggy DA.
If your boss was a dog, wouldn't you be a little pissed off?
Yes.
Wouldn't you be a little pissed?
Why was the dog the district attorney? Who pitched that idea? Dean Jones and Tim Conway in Walt Disney's The Shaggy DA.
Tim Conway is a funny motherfucker, though.
He certainly is, but Jesus Christ.
I like the Tim Conway.
How do you throw a guy in jail forever on the word of a prosecutor with hair all over him and a little pink dick sticking out?
Just licking his balls instead of telling the jury.
Making a shit on the floor.
Closing statement, he's just fucking licking his lipstick, his little red dick. Licking that yellow crud off of his red dick.
But he's wearing glasses, man.
He's smart.
He's looking the part, at least, of a DA.
Wouldn't you appeal that?
Ooh.
Wouldn't you appeal if you were prosecuted by a dog?
Is that what is It's Laughter by the Pound? Is that the same one?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. Let me go to Stryker. Stryker has something on the flying car.
What?
Infrastructure.
Actually, I got something on both subjects. You guys are missing the Shaggy Dog part. He was a human who turned into a dog when nobody was around. He wasn't a dog all the time.
So he was the district attorney, and then he would turn into a dog and shit on the floor?
Well, something like that. As far as the flying cars, Anthony, it'd be very easy to set up the infrastructure. We already have it. You would just take and use retrofit light poles with assembly on top that would create the lane designators in the sky.
Yeah, but how do you fucking land your flying car while other people are just driving regularly? Because it'll be just like old school shit. Remember when they started introducing the car into America, but they still had the horse and buggies and they had to get along with each other? So how the fuck do you get your flying car down back on the highway with the other dopes that can't afford a flying car yet?
You're saying how does the bleed over work?
Is it called the bleed over?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just naming it that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. How is that going to work, Stryker?
Very simple. Using the high occupancy vehicle lanes like we have in other parts.
In the words of Anthony, doesn't make sense. Plus, you live way out there in Denver, right? Colorado area, somewhere, something. Yeah, there's a little more room out there, sir.
And here's another problem. Retrofitting the light poles with some kind of navigation system means that the flying cars would be right over the highways. So any problem you have takes out the fucking highway? Mm-hmm. No, you'd want these things not near the highway.
So you would have to have a separate highway for flying cars. And if
you got a flying car, why the fuck are you following the highway? I want to go as the crow flies to work.
Well, you could still do that.
Yeah.
Your primary routing would be using. You would create the lane.
I don't want to follow the curves of the road.
That's right.
I don't want to follow that shit.
Why would you follow that shit if you don't have to?
I got a flying car. I'm going point A to point B. Shortest distance, my friend.
Anthony, you already don't follow the rules of the road, so what difference does it make?
That is true.
All right,
I do tend to drive on sidewalks.
So imagine Anthony in a flying car. How crazy that would be.
That'd be great in a flying car.
Stryker, we already called it. There will never be a flying car.
Never. Multipass.
How about a what?
Multipass.
Flying semi.
Flying semi. We can't even get the rocket pack figured out.
That's great.
I thought we would have figured out the rocket pack by now.
You got one guy risking his life at a sporting event to do a little show-off thing with a rocket pack. That's all we got. It's not like you go out and buy one and just rocket pack yourself somewhere.
That rocket pack thing looks like it could be cool.
It looks so dangerous.
It's got to be the most dangerous thing you could do on Earth.
How many people are going to shoot up and crack their skulls on things that are 10 feet above them?
Right.
It just looks like a balloon letting all the air out, just going through the sky. Like, just winging through, and you fucking knock your head into a building.
Yeah, a gust will take you right up against the side of a building. You'll kill office workers.
Right. Jetpack my ass.
Two things. The mule kicking the football was a fine movie called Gus. Thanks for everybody on instant feedback. Gus was on a football team, Anthony, and he kicked winning field goals for the team.
Yes.
And no one saw a problem with this.
No one had a problem with a mule being the kicker on a football team.
Right.
That's the movies
we have the trailer for Gus, that was another Disney film.
Yeah, another great Disney film of an animal doing so. How many fucking dumb movies did they make us sit through?
Well,
where animals were doing things.
Everyone knows the movies, though. They were that popular.
It's all we had. What crap they gave us.
They really did give us
They fed us just shit.
Yeah, this new generation has fucking Avatar. We had a stupid mule kicking footballs. Oh my God! How do we even fucking relate to these people anymore?
We're fucking.
No wonder they hate us, though. No wonder the younger generation has no respect for us.
Right.
It's what you faggots found entertaining.
There you go, Gus, 1976.
Was that Bob Crane's last movie? Somebody's saying that in here. Was that
Bob Crane?
Germ Freak?
Really?
Was Bob? Oh my God!
Don Knotts was in Gus.
Don Knotts was in it.
How good!
Why is there a helmet on the donkey
with an atom on the side of it, like a nuclear little symbol?
Well, that was the name of the group, the Atoms, the team, the Atoms.
Oh, the Atoms.
Yeah,
well, they had to make it futuristic.
They were like a nerdy team.
And
it's from the Walt Disney Don Knotts collection.
He has a fucking football helmet on with a hole cut for his big dumb donkey ears. Who's going to tackle that fucking thing, braying and biting with its teeth?
And why does it need a helmet? You ever hit a donkey in the head? And it's not getting hurt.
And could it really kick accurately? Wouldn't it be just willy-nilly every time he tried kicking a football?
Of course it would.
He would just go and shit by the ball. It'd be like, time out, fucking asshole animal. He did it once.
His tail slowly goes up. You see his asshole pucker and fucking prolapse and little shits come out.
You're not far off, because all these movies, there was some kind of catch where they had to give the thing something to do its special skill.
Yes.
I don't know what it would be in this case.
They would pinch its cock really hard. That would kick you.
Oh, yes.
Is there any footage,
Surfing.
Danny? Any footage of the fucking donkey kicking?
Oh, who doesn't want to see that? There has to be. Come on.
I think even YouTube said, you know what? Let's not put fucking Gus clips up here.
Gus
the mule.
Gus the mule. There was another
get
one
some
coming
fucking some woman from Tijuana to suck its dick before it kicks. Shoots a big donkey load in her face.
He has a bachelor party jerking off right in front of the football. Despise Gus. Gus stinks. His helmet really made me angry. Because his legs would break. If he got tackled, he's all clumsy.
Oh, yeah, very clumsy.
No Gus clips?
Oh, how could there be a Gus clip?
Probably
no
pirated.
one cares.
Well,
no one cares.
It's a mule kicking fucking footballs, man. No?
That's not the
and what was the movie? Broomstick something and
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Broomsticks.
Someone is reminding me that the bed in that movie flew.
Really?
They had a flying bed, so
I
that's
thought it was about a girl's first foray into masturbation.
And Uncle Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Escape to Witch Mountain. That was another one.
That had what? Something flying in it?
Yeah, something's always flying back then. Everything was flying. The fuck was that about? Fascinated with flying things.
All right, let's say hi to Screw in Jersey. Screw.
Hey, Screw.
What's up, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening, man. Screw.
You were talking before about Robert Moses being a possible racist.
Yeah.
Okay.
When the Dodgers wanted the new stadium, where they wanted it was where the new Nets stadium is going to be.
Yeah.
And he was the one who stopped it. He was like the zoning commissioner or whatever he was.
Yeah, I mean, just to cut to the chase, he's the reason we lost the Dodgers and the Giants. You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. All he gave a shit about was highways.
He loved his roads.
Mm-hmm.
He loved tar. Isn't that odd and kind of ironic?
What shut down Robert Moses, if I remember the documentary correctly, he wanted a highway to come right into Manhattan, which we have, but it stops as soon as you get out of the tunnel or over the bridge, right?
Yeah.
He wanted the highway to continue. It would sweep around, so you'd get a nice solid left turn for all the locals out there, say from the LIE, and then the highway would continue all the way to downtown, to like Wall Street area.
Really?
And that would have just ripped Manhattan completely in half. And that's when the locals finally said, you know what, enough with your stupid fucking roads.
Hey, Moses.
What was Robert Moses? Was he a
off.
mayor or?
He was, that's a very good question.
He was
developer?
He was a robber baron. I don't know what he was. He was a carpetbagger. Just old words for people. I don't know what it
He
is.
was a mudslinger. He was a coal burner.
Coal burner. He was an oil driller. I don't know what he was. Like
I don't know
one
what
of
his
those-
official title was.
All you had
he
to
was a
be
developer,
was rich.
obviously.
All you had to be was rich back then,
Right. And
like
then
the Rockefellers and stuff, and you're like, you have like money. You're like the guy on the Monopoly fucking board and shit.
The Illuminati.
And then you could do things. Yeah,
You could do whatever you want.
whatever you want.
Kevin in Connecticut, what's up, sir?
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Remember Don Knotts' finest acting was in as a fish?
Yeah.
Incredible Mr. Limpet.
Yeah, he turned into a Don Knotts cartoon fish.
How the hell did that happen?
He fell overboard, I think, right?
But you can't just turn into a fish if you fall overboard.
I know. He turned into a fish that looked like Don Knotts.
But we need all the we need all the twists in these movies. How did he turn into a fish? You just don't turn into a fish. Was there some kind of chemical reaction or something?
No, it was in his own mind. He turned into a fish. He fell in love with another fish, and
Was he drowning?
In
Was
the end,
it?
he dove in the water, and I guess he became a fish.
Oh,
No,
really?
no.
He died.
That's not it. Here's the answer. The name is in it. It's Mr. Limpet. He could no longer achieve an erection, and his wife was humiliating him in front of his friends, and she said he had a fish dick. She said old fish dick because it was floppy.
His fish was like a little fucking guppy, like a dead minnow.
His fish was like a little...
His fish, his dick, whatever.
Yes. He turned into Abe Vigoda.
Did he join the army?
The fish joined the army?
I think Mr. Limpet.
The fish.
Mr. Limp Dick joined the army and became like a underwater fucking like army thing or navy something.
All right, let me thank you, Sarah. Let's go to Sean. We're trying to learn a little more about this Gus movie. That's the one I'm obsessed with today. Sean in Idaho.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Sean.
Hello.
I remember this movie from Wilder when the Disney was on NBC way back when, and the guy who held the ball for the field goals was the owner of the donkey.
Yeah.
And they lived on a farm somewhere in Europe, and when he said a certain code word, and it kind of sounded like a sneeze, the donkey would kick his leg. And so he brought him to America, and the team, the Adams were a terrible football team, could never score.
Of course.
So they would kick, this donkey would kick 80, 90-yard field goals accurately.
A 90-yard field goal.
Yeah, because they could never make it past third down. So he would like make some kind of sound like a sneeze.
Yeah.
The donkey would kick a 90-yard field goal, and then they started winning.
Somebody is saying that the word was oyage.
Yeah, that was it. Oyage. It sounded like
What the fuck does oyage mean?
So the guy holding the ball who owned the mule would have to say oyage. And
Probably a
then the mule would kick.
derogatory term. It's an anti-Semitic term.
Now, what was the twist in the movie? Because the mule couldn't get away with this the entire movie. Obviously, something had to go wrong where now the team's depressed. Like, oh, fuck, our secret weapon is fucked up now.
You know what it was? They had to paint a Jew's face on the football. And oyage meant kick the Jew in farmer language. And the other team objected.
Walt loved it.
Can I say a quick thank you to Jim Norton?
Sure, he's right
Depends
there.
on why.
Mr. Norton,
Yeah.
You had a caller call you and was calling you out on something, and you got really pissed at him. And you said, and his name was like Dana or something, and you said, "Hey, girl's name," and you really got him upset. My 8-year-old came home because a 5th grader was picking on him, and I asked him what his name was, and he said it was Dana. And I said, "You go up to him in a big crowd and go, 'Hey, girl's name. Why don't you go pick on someone else?'" He did that. Everybody laughed at that kid. And now nobody picks on my kid because they think he's the shit for coming up with such a cool line.
Oh, you're welcome.
Fast forward a few years, and Dana goes to school with a fucking semi-automatic.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking,
Wipes the school
that
out.
just wipes out everybody.
Your
It sounds
kid's
great
at the
now,
top,
but
top of his list.
Right.
It was Lynn, by the way, not Dana. Remember that? That was the guy's name was Lynn.
Lynn.
No, we've done it with Dana, too.
Yeah,
Really?
I think we,
Oh, yeah, we
I
have.
think we have, yeah.
We do it with all the girl names.
Girl name.
The guy hung up, and oyage was the thing. Okay.
Oyage.
But all these movies fall apart because something happens, like you can't say oyage anymore
Yeah.
or something.
Well, you
And
look
then,
at,
then they have to figure it out.
The original Nutty Professor with Jerry Lewis.
Right.
It started wearing off. Remember, he was Buddy Love.
Sure.
And he would be singing. He would be singing about the black magic.
And then he would start
and then
turning
it
back.
started going. His teeth started growing, and
He turned back into the professor.
and then he was Buddy Love. Get out of here, you broad. He was, smoking cigarettes and drinking.
And then he turned back into the professor.
Was he an ass as the professor?
Oh, he was a complete bumbling fool.
With buck
Couldn't get a
teeth.
chick.
Didn't he have buck teeth and all
Buddy
that?
Love was just fucking out anything that moved.
Yeah.
And yeah.
He had the big buck teeth.
Horrible
and he walked
glasses.
around just talking about his formulas.
Oh, and you want to know the twist?
Stella Stevens was in that one. She was the babe that Buddy Love was like fucking just pounding.
Was she hot?
Yeah, Stella Stevens was all right for the time.
Let me go to Ron in Arizona because he's got the twist in the Gus movie. Because all the Disney movies had some dumb twist.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, Opie, the twist was simply that the guy that held the ball was a little guy, the one that held oyish, which meant kick. Well, the opposing team kidnapped him, and so the donkey wouldn't kick the ball without him saying oyish. And this girl that had that liked the little kicker guy, she got Gus to kick the ball, and the guy was all depressed because now he was of no use because Gus would kick for anybody now.
Did he commit suicide at the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Is that Stella fucking topless? We got to go, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Look at those long, droopy, heavy tits.
Oh, she went topless way too
those
fucking
were
late
nice,
in her
though.
life.
Those are
So who is this? This is Stella?
Stella Stevens.
She's nice. Her big areolas. She's sexy.
Travis's screen is in the way. God damn it.
I bet
Can you
if-
move that picture over somehow?
I bet if
I could
she
sort of
laid
see
down,
her right wow.
if she laid down on her back, though, those things would totally be under her armpits.
They're just out of range.
They could be up a little higher.
They're big and heavies, but they're just out of range. They're sagging just slightly too much.
It looks like the aspect ratio is off on the picture.
Looks like Stella liked to get naked, though, huh?
Yeah,
she must have been a
took her
Playboy
fucking
girl.
Clothes off.
Stella Stevens.
Stella Stevens.
What does she look like now? Is there?
Oh,
there a
God.
current
You want to
picture?
see the fucking curse of time?
Why would we do this to ourselves?
Just look at the curse of fucking time.
Make sure she's still alive.
Let's just make sure
She's still alive? Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
all right, let's see what she looks like now.
That's going to be a problem.
Because the one picture that sort of looks hot, there was already problems setting in.
Yeah. Oh, no,
Is that
that's not her.
That can't be.
Oh, Christ. She looks like some old hippie bitch.
Not bad, actually, for her age.
How old is she?
She's got to be 70-something.
Oh, yeah, she's all right.
Wow.
Would you?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, not now.
No, back
Why
then.
not, man?
No.
Do the
All right,
Stella
For the
Stevens.
story.
Yeah.
Do it for the story.
I wouldn't eat her pussy after
Oh.
hot lead and cold feet.
Look at that fucking ass on her.
Yeah, she was buxom.
She had a nice A's.
She was one of those that
Nice E.
totally fit the bill for back then. Had the tits, the wide hips.
Oh, and Gus the Mule waited for the word to kick the ball, and the bad guys put a different mule in.
What?
Huh? You have to have bad guys in Disney films.
They put a different mule in?
They couldn't fucking
The bad guys
do shit.
Were they the Negroes or the Jews in the Disney movie? which was the bad guy?
Wait, what year was Gus?
70-something. They were all in the 70s. Maybe not, though. Maybe that was like...
Oh, 76.
Yeah.
Oh, Walt was dead already, right?
All right, Dean in Maine wants to talk about Disney films. Dean.
You got to remember that Kurt Russell got all his stardom from all the like the World's Strongest Man and.
Kurt Russell was in all these movies.
Yeah, Kurt Russell was in a
Just about
shitload
all
of
of
Disney
them.
movies when he was pretty much a little kid.
Right.
Yeah, and then you got like the Apple Dumpling Gang, and Don Knotts, the
Now,
shakiest gun in the West.
Did Kurt Russell make the jump when he went and did used cars? Or was he still doing
I
Disney
think
films
that's
after that?
when he finally made his big jump.
Right.
You know, he's had a lot of decent movies, but
Escape from New York.
yeah,
I was a biggie.
Yeah, good movies. But,
Yeah, he was like
you're bringing back all kinds of memories.
of horrid memories of terrible fucking movies.
all
Opie's
those Don
buddy.
Knotts movies and
Here's what Kevin from
Thank
Connecticut is saying. Opie's buddy Ed Asner starred in Gus too. He was in there. Huh?
Oh, can we play our great Ed Asner fucking interview? Have we played that in a while? Maybe we could play it at the break.
Stupid Ed Asner.
You're a destroyer. The bad guys, Anthony, were Spinner and Crankcase.
Were they like
Booger
motorheads?
Couch, is that true?
Were they like bikers and motorheads?
I don't know.
Or
Were
is
they
that
the
a-
bad
is that
guys
a-
in Gus?
Sounds like a morning radio team.
Spinner and Crankcase.
Yeah, Spinner and Crankcase all morning.
We have outrageous fucking names, but we can't do
Yeah.
shit because it's regular radio. I love that. Wow, you guys have edgy names, but you can't do shit.
Yeah.
We're action bloodbath, and we're going to make fart sounds until the boss tells us not to.
Can't even
Which
do
is
fart
immediately-
sounds on regular
yeah,
radio.
Immediately.
We
Stop
learned
it.
that the hard way.
God, you can't, right?
No, when we were still on regular radio, they even shut us down with fucking fart bits. The staple
Amazing.
of comedy we weren't even allowed to do on regular radio.
What was the
It
one
all
that-
started with the fart.
What was the one they said no to? We wanted to do something with farts or the name farts or something.
I don't remember.
And they're like,
anymore.
well, you can't promote it. Is that? Remember Chiasano?
Yeah, it was just lunacy.
There was so many instances I can't even remember anymore.
But it was like, you can't promote it as
Tragic.
a fart thing, but you can have a fart noise in it. It was some fucking embarrassing.
Now I need to know because
But you do remember, right? It was-
of course I do. I just don't remember the
Yeah.
specific bit. We had a really good idea. Well, a really good idea. How could it be a really good idea if it had a fart in it? But it was something. Does anyone remember? We have all these guys that work here. Someone's got to remember.
I don't remember that particular instance, but I just searched some of the old dump sheets, and I do have a dump of a fart here. It says at one day at August 7th of 2008.
Okay, hold on. You know what? This is a random dump sheet from when we were on regular radio.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years ago. Just read off the dumps from that day. This is what we had to deal with on a daily basis. And this is just a random one. We didn't even find a good one.
There was a fart sound that was dumped because it followed Anthony saying he would put his butt against your head and let one loose.
And then
a fart sound, so the fart sound got dumped.
We weren't allowed to do that.
And you wonder why it was difficult on terrestrial radio.
Yeah.
People were like, oh, they couldn't do it on terrestrial radio.
Bobby Kelly just getting dumped like crazy. He said, I accidentally finger popped my dog. And then he said it was hot dog pee. And then a caller said douchebag and got dumped.
Yep.
That was a completely company decision for us because other guys could say that on the road.
Yep. Bob Kelly said shit, which of course we get dumped. And then we have Kike getting dumped, Jim Norton. Kike 2 times, Jim Norton. Kike, Bob Kelly. Kike, Bob Kelly. Pussy whipped Anthony. Scumbag Norton. That wasn't a dump. I was just calling you a scumbag.
Why? I'm a good boy, Kike.
And by the way, Derek remembers what that bit was. It was for fart trivia.
Oh, right.
So I guess
we had to make fart sounds
to
answer
buzz
the
in.
question. But I think people had to do a real fart before they could answer the question.
God, and they wouldn't let us
it's obviously not a fucking an award-winning bit idea, but the point being, when you're that emasculated, your balls are cut off that much. Like, Kike, you don't have to run around saying Kike. There was obviously a bit we were doing something or quoting
probably
something.
A context of it, yeah.
Couldn't
fag, look at that. I couldn't say fag.
Couldn't use politically incorrect language.
Yeah.
And you wonder why we had trouble on regular radio.
It wasn't even FCC rules that were being dumped.
We had trouble creatively. We still
Asian accent.
We still
Bob
made
Kelly.
it happen.
There was I just saw Asian accent Bob Kelly that got dumped out of.
Yeah, that fucking. And you know what? Chiasano, I'm sure, was great with Howard, but by the time he had us, he was just. I think he didn't want to fight anymore.
What the fuck were we thinking that? Go back to that one. Oh, man. What the fuck are we thinking? Caller, shit. Norton, cunt. Bob Kelly, asshole. Bob Kelly, shit. Bob Kelly, fuck. Where did he think we were?
And then an email from Mark Chernoff that says, does Bob have to curse so much?
These are hysterical.
I love it.
Oh, the tragedy that was regular radio.
Oh, it fucking stinks. They deserve everything they're getting over there.
Which is nothing. They're getting nothing. They had to turn every station into a jukebox.
Every one.
And sports talk.
No
sports talk is big right now.
Oh, that's shit. Jim Jeffries. Erection. Jim Jeffries.
Can't say erection.
This was taken out so other reference to erect penises could be left in. Tits. Seth Rogen.
All right.
C beep CK Anthony.
Oh, so you were doing one of your
things. I did my
things.
beep thing, and I went like with a beep in between.
Yeah.
Did it to their mouths.
Do it in their mouths.
Oh, referring to douching. I'm pinching my helmet, Norton.
What does that even mean?
I'll pinch your helmet,
Why are we getting
Jim
mad
Jeffries.
again? This is like 2 years ago.
I
Who gives
know.
a shit?
Look at us freaking out because it's like,
Who gives a shit?
Pinch the helmet, you can't say.
And those fucking lawyers continue to get their paychecks over there.
Yep, but sort of
when they were the ones that completely ruined. All right, now you got me going. All right, let's go.
You know what the best part of this is?
Let's go.
You know what the best part of this is?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what context these were in, so you're just reading things like, I'm just saying faggot, Opie pussy, she goes down on me, audio of Third Eye Blind song. That was She Goes Down on Me. You can't say that. You can fit lots
diarrhea
in that cup.
That was Seth Green.
Yeah. And jack off.
When not many people knew Seth Green yet.
Shoot a guy in the dick.
They all know him now, obviously. Yeah, and the lawyers over there continue to get their fucking paychecks. We've been long gone at this point, and they continue to get paychecks, even though everyone knows they were the ones that ruined regular radio with their stupid rules that the company allowed them to put in place.
The company's despicable,
the
too.
The companies hire the lawyers. Hold on, the companies hire the lawyers to keep everybody quote safe, and they just ruined everything. And they're still working today, getting their big fucking paychecks.
Here's an Opie line.
Yeah.
Probably a good fisting.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. It was taken out.
I was imagining Chiasano that day.
Probably a good fisting.
I like Chiasano. What am I doing? I thought he was going to be a complete dick to us because of the Howard thing, and he couldn't have been cooler. What am I doing?
Who?
Chiasano.
He was. You know what? I like Tom on a personal level.
I mean, he was a tie guy. You know, he wore the tie every day, but
he didn't fight for us, dude. I like Tom on a personal level. He didn't fight for us.
I was surprised that he was as cool as he was to us.
As a guy, yes, but as a boss, I think he was done arguing with upper management, and I don't think he gave a shit about us doing bits we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I know he didn't like me, so I guess I'm
Twatto.
He didn't like you? You don't think?
I know he didn't.
Twatto. Colin Quinn saying Twatto. Oh, my God. Just stop.
All right.
Yeah.
Loves O&A. Oh, God. Okay, here we go. Greg and DC. I love when it starts with loves O&A, but. I'm not a big fan of you assholes out there like, hey, I'm a big fan, but.
No, guys.
That means I block you immediately because you're not a fan.
You're blocked.
Go ahead, Greg.
Guys,
Make your
you guys
stupid
don't wanna
fucking
use
point,
fans.
you
Go ahead,
cocksucker.
but.
There are some people out there in terrestrial radio who are really good. You might make fun of Nick Cannon as much as you want, but, I mean, I like him. I think he's doing a great job.
All right, Greg. All right, I got to stop you. This is obviously a bit, right?
He's going to be at the Borgata.
I was just going to say.
Thank God.
I was just going to say that.
I ruined your bit. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that this is going to be a Jimmy at the Borgata, the second and third bit.
I've been doing that bit for about a month now, and Opie just ruined the last time I could do it.
Yeah,
you can do it
did
again.
ruin it,
Just
right.
call in as a different name.
And you know, I kind of recognized your voice. I'm lazy and tired because we're a day away from vacation. Now I feel like an idiot. I don't feel too good about myself right now.
It's okay. It happens.
Stupid caller.
All you have is this dumb little bit, and I fucking walked all over it. I feel bad.
But
now.
it was so obvious because you said you
Nick
liked
Cannon,
Nick Cannon,
yeah.
and no one likes Nick Cannon.
There are some guys out there that do the best. Like I honestly like Toucher Richie's show, and Jim and Randy in Pittsburgh for comedians are
But they've
fucking
been
great.
Castrated.
They haven't been attacked that bad because they're not in New York, so they get away with a lot
Toucher
more.
and Rich were able to adjust a bit, so yeah, absolutely, they're all right.
And Jim and Randy, I felt none of that. Oh, as long as you don't fucking drop, any type of profanity or things that would get them booted off the air, they were great.
Danny, look up Kim Richards.
Yeah, you see that too,
topless.
huh?
Because she was the girl from Nanny and the Professor.
And Escape from Witch Mountain. And then she became like this kind of topless broad.
Sexy thing. She tried that with the crimped hair.
Oh, her?
And, oh, fuck. No, that's Denise Richards.
No, not
Looking
her.
for Kim Richards. Kim Richards is the upper left-hand girl.
Yeah, I thought I saw her.
Yeah,
in the
that-
upper left.
I'll find it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Find her some fucking naked
let's see.
pictures.
Fucking Kim
Yeah,
Richards.
she was
Oh,
fucking.
get topless.
She was fucking. Motherfucking.
The beauty of actresses in the 70s, they were forced to be topless.
Oh yeah, you're taking your fucking top off. No nudity. They show a picture of when.
Do you know I had just how paranoid everybody is now? I had for the HBO
double
show. I have the small part in that Bored to Death, and there's a bit of the top of my ass cheek showing in one of them. It's nothing.
Yeah.
But I had to sign a special nudity waiver, which they had brought to my house because now I guess there's been lawsuits about showing stuff, so they make absolutely sure you know.
Ass?
Not even my whole a teeny bit. I mean, it was literally just in a moment of jostling around.
Wow.
But they make sure that you sign a fucking nudity waiver.
So you can't be like, oh, I didn't know, and now I can't sleep and have sexual relations. Always boils down to that. No matter what happens, you can't sleep and have sexual relations.
I know.
Okay, great. You're married.
We can't find Kim Richards.
Nah.
You know what?
She was nude in something, but it wasn't really her as a body double. That's
Body
the only thing I
double.
could find.
Because she had little boobies. She had kind of little boobies.
Well, we all right. We'll break. We'll get into some shit next. LeBron James officially is a free agent. Some people care about that.
I've been hearing that on the news all morning. It was like the top story. John Montone was talking to people about it, hoping that he would be going to the Knicks.
Yeah, he's staying in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You think staying in Cleveland?
Yes.
I didn't know about that whole $30 million thing.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
huge.
but you can make that back in endorsements.
That's true.
If you're in a bigger city.
Gives a shit, though. Why wouldn't you just stay put?
It is New York, though, man. It's hard
It's
to say
New
no to
York.
fucking New York.
He's friends with Jay-Z, so there's a net thing happening.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be tough for him to stay in Cleveland. We'll see. What do we know?
Especially after that thing with his mother, if that's true. Or just maybe just the rumors of that would fuck him up in Cleveland. Like, people think this about my mom. I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? That's embarrassing.
Right.
Certainly
And
is.
I think the Cavaliers had their best shot at a title this past year too. So who knows? I don't know. What do I know? I haven't watched a fucking game in months.
I don't know. What do I know?
And also, Tiger Woods is pretty much giving up almost $1 billion. How much money is this guy worth that he can take that hit? We'll talk about that next as well. Stay there.
You trying to get rid of me?
Yes.
What are you doing? What's the sign language?
Ed.
He's our producer.
And he decides when a guest is getting a little too boring, and that was the sign that,
What the
that
fuck?
he usually gives. And
More
what's the
disrespect to
problem?
Ed
We're
Asner.
having a good interview with Ed Asner.
I can tell you, Anthony, that's the last time I'll ever be on your show.
No, that was yeah.
I've suffered your insults enough, and I certainly wouldn't come back again. I'll be glad to talk to you about the Columbia documentary some other time when he's not around.
Can I talk to you, Ed? I'm a big fan. I love you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But be sure that he's not in.
I don't. He does this all the time. I'm a big fan. We're very happy to have you on the show.
He's a destroyer.
He's a destroyer.
Destroyer.
He's like Gordon Gekko. He builds nothing. He liquidates. He's filthy.
He's greasy.
Yes, he is.
I don't want to
swarthy.
smell his shorts.
He's a Sven Collins.
In quotes, I don't want to smell his shorts. Ed Asner. Bravo. The great Ed Asner. Great Ed Asner. Thank you, sir. Very nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
You're a destroyer. He called you a destroyer.
Wait till Anthony hears this on the replay.
Oh, it was phenomenal.
Hey, Jimmy, get back here, man. I started sweating. Ed, no, come on. Give me a handshake, please.
Fuck you, he said. No, fuck you. Dude, Ed Asner just said fuck you. Oh, that's phenomenal.
Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus, Sirius XM.
Just got very exciting news, Anthony. Very exciting news.
Yes.
Just got a phone call from home. Little milestone for my son.
Uh-oh.
He projectiled vomited for the first time.
Oh, wow.
I'm a proud father today. Ruining our really, 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 nice comforter.
Oh, no. See, that's...
Have you noticed I haven't bought a new shirt in about 6 months?
Have you been, have you gotten food on you?
Food on
I mean,
me?
like that puked up food kind of?
Yes!
Yeah.
But now, officially, he has started the projectile vomiting phase of his life.
Yeah?
Yeah, the parents out there know what I'm talking about. And I would have panicked, but I was at the Stress Factory over the weekend. I went and saw Jim Brewer.
Yeah.
And Vinny has a whole montage before he goes on stage and does his silly act.
Oh, right.
Where it's a whole montage of little babies the same age as my son projectile vomiting. So I was able to tell my wife, oh, that's completely normal. Don't worry about it.
Because of what you saw at the
Vinny's
Comedy
Comedy Club. Yes.
But yeah, you're right. There's a montage of babies puking. It's hilarious.
It's a lot of babies. It's not just a couple. Grandma's holding the baby and getting a face full of vomit.
You'll be funny, though, if you got so mad at him for ruining the comforter and you never forgave him. And it put a rift between you and your wife and the baby. Like, you just both were, like, disinterested in him. And he's like, what happened? You ruined that comforter back in 2010.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
See, now, funny baby puke is a big video on YouTube.
That baby.
God.
See. No, mine did it much better than that.
That was a cute baby.
That was a cute baby. It was big, dumb, fucking round Charlie Brown head.
Dora gets owned. Upchuck Baby on VH1.
You can do it.
Uh-oh.
You can do what?
Gonna puke all over Dora the Explorer.
Oh, yeah, see?
Oh, wow.
That's what happened this morning for the first time.
Babies rule, though, when they puke.
Oh, really?
Because they're just looking at you. Their eyes don't even open wider. They just vomit.
Right. That looked like Pat from Munaki's mini-me. Vomiting with his big round head.
It looked like Steve on Saturday morning. I had a busy night last night. Because it's all white.
Yes,
Get it?
was like
It's a cum joke.
Because he chugs cum on the weekends.
He sure does. Like eggnog.
So now I got to get a new comforter, but it's a good milestone. I just wanted to share with the audience. Things are going.
I'm embarrassed, by the way.
Well, right now.
I said to my girlfriend as I left this morning, I'm like, remind me, I have to get you and Lindsay a gift for you. I didn't know that was protocol. I really didn't. I don't have that many friends that have had babies that I remember.
No, I'm the same asshole.
I understand wedding gifts, birthday gifts, stuff like that, but baby gifts, I was like, oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
You could put the two together, Ant. The wedding gift and the baby gift.
That's what I was waiting for.
Awkward.
I was waiting for wedding and baby gift.
Awkward.
I'm pawning that one off on Keith because I told him what to get and he didn't.
He didn't.
And then you wound up getting one.
He's.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
I have to get a baby gift. What does a kid need?
You don't have to do anything.
I actually will. It's it makes me feel better. But I didn't realize until you said yesterday we got 93 gifts. I'm like, I guess that's...
Get me something.
Kid need a gun? I'll buy the kid a gun.
Yeah, you can buy him his first gun.
His
first
gun.
water pistol.
Does he need the Ozzy photos?
Signed.
Baby's first pistol.
Hey, does he like to read funny novels about people who get massages? Does he need any comedy CDs? All right, Jim, we get the joke.
The greatest baby gifts are the ones I could use.
Oh.
My pal Boris, who teaches me golf lessons when I'm not trying to raise a newborn. Haven't picked up a golf club yet this summer.
Yeah.
He sent me a couple wedges, see? E-Rock's father sent me a fucking driver. These are baby gifts that I could use.
That's a baby gift?
Yes.
But aren't you supposed to send a onesie?
We have enough onesies, trust me.
Onesies?
Oh, I know what I get the kid a rattle because he probably doesn't have a rattle. Chip's a terrible estimator of things.
Yeah,
hey, does he have a rattle or a bib? I'll get him a bib. He probably doesn't have one.
So there you go. He's projectile vomiting, so we're
wow,
moving right along.
That's great.
Ruining everything in the house.
One comforter down.
Yep. Hey, Willie Dixon's birthday today. Kevin from Connecticut is reminding us. And yesterday we did the whole Led Zeppelin Willie Dixon thing.
Yeah.
You got a little Willie Dixon for everybody for his birthday?
How old is Willie?
Well, he would have been 192 today. I don't know. He's been dead for years,
yeah,
right?
I assumed he was dead. He's dead.
Give me one of the Led Zeppelin rip-off Willie Dixon songs. Travis doesn't know.
Willie Dixon.
I don't know either.
There's so many Led Zeppelin rip-off songs, I don't remember which is which. So
name some Willie Dixon songs.
Well, if I'm spelling it right, I don't have a single Willie Dixon song in Gillette.
Why don't we have Willie Dixon in the system?
I love watching Travis Cam. See, we have a camera in Travis's little glassed-off studio, and we can watch right here on a little monitor. And whenever Travis has to do something, he panics like he's in one of the fucking...
No, it's not panicking. It's moving fast.
Don't correct the boss in mid-discussion.
I love it.
You
It's
look
moving
like you're...
fast. What
you
a
know
great
what you look
answer.
like? He looks like he's in the hatch. You look like you're in the hatch and Lost.
What a
I'm like
great
watching,
answer.
and you're panicking.
He's not panicking.
Just put the numbers in.
I'm just typing fast because I want to find what the bosses need. Okay, I have a lot of Willie Dixon, actually. I was spelling his last name.
Of course you were.
How do you spell Willie Dixon differently?
I spelled it Dickson.
Of course you did.
Wow.
Of course you did.
Yeah, and it's Dixon.
You're an idiot, an I-T-I-E-T.
I would have spelled it the same way.
Yes, Dixon.
Dick's in. I would have put.
Jimmy, going back to the baby thing, you said you want to buy me a baby gift, and
Yes.
what do I need? And, of course, Kevin from Connecticut comes up with the answer. I need a new comforter.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the answer, which is too late now to say.
giant puke cloth.
Right.
That's what that'll amount to.
What do you got, Travis? Give me a couple titles here.
Slim's Thing, Spoonful, Tell That Woman, Insane Asylum, All by Myself. I'm trying to find the one that...
Yeah, we want to find one that's
Led Zeppelin
the Led Zeppelin thing. I don't know. 'Cause he called them obviously different songs.
Song remains the same.
Song remains similar.
Yeah.
Do we have one that we can play for
Yeah, I got
everybody?
one.
All right, here it is.
Oh.
In honor of Willie Dixon's birthday.
You know you make me... Oh. Yeah, you can't quit your baby.
Do you know this? Do you know this one, Jimmy?
I do not.
You don't know the Zeppelin version of this?
No.
Don't play it for Jimmy. He'll yell and scream.
Whoa!
Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm embarrassed to be a Zeppelin fan. I didn't realize
So
that.
this is that close, right? I know I've heard the Zeppelin.
Travis, could you play I Can't Quit You Baby, the first part of it now? Watch Jimmy's reaction when he hears this for the first
Now,
time.
I have a problem with this, because I asked Danny yesterday, did they at least credit these guys? And Danny said not until later when they were forced to.
I heard conflicting stories yesterday. A few people got a hold of me and said that they did credit these guys a bit on their album.
Originally?
I don't know.
I don't think not on the original releases. It wasn't until after these the
All
first
these people
two Zeppelin
came forward?
albums were out and people were like, "Hey, what the fuck?" Then they kind of went back, and I think not even all of the Zeppelin songs gave credit. A few of them were changed to reflect some credit.
What was the writing credit, though? Sometimes you see, like, I Can't Quit Your Baby, and then in parentheses they would say Willie Dixon.
Parentheses.
Like I said, now you'll see that. Now
I wonder if it was like that in the original.
Yeah, does anybody
That's
know
the
the
conflicting
answer to that?
report I'm getting.
Someone's got to have
I've heard it both
photocop-
ways, so I'm not positive.
Any pictures of the original album covers or whatever? There's got to be.
It's difficult to locate.
Yeah. Play I Can't Quit You Baby by Zeppelin for Norton so I could get the nice reaction.
No, this isn't. It's a live version or something, or some other version.
This is from the complete studio recordings.
I think this is live, right?
Yeah, it's not the album version.
Yeah, this is different.
All right, so
But it sounds more like the Willie Dixon version.
Yeah? Look at Jimmy's face. It's good enough.
This is not the way white guys relate sadness about our women. That's the way. This is a black blues guy thing.
Yeah, screw him.
You're right.
He'd have just lost all the money anyway, shooting craps.
Because he's irresponsible because he's black, right?
Shooting craps. Such a trivial thing to do.
Of course it is. Losing all that huge Led Zeppelin type money.
He'd have left it in his shoe.
He would have been 94 today. We can move on. So
When did he die?
The great Willie Dixon.
94.
I don't know. He's got to be dead for a while now.
Yeah.
Dang, it's not that big of a deal. It's fine.
He died
I've
the
just heard it
first
both
time he
ways.
heard
I'm trying to
fucking
figure out
Led
what the
Zeppelin.
real reason, the real thing is here.
Yeah, I'm curious about that because I'll respect them more if they actually just put in parentheses who wrote the song. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
But they're the best cover band ever. They really are a great cover band.
Yeah, they took other people's songs and really made it their own.
We should have told Robert Plant that when we met him with his big fucking head.
Giant
of his.
head.
He and I looked in love. One of his locks was over my forehead.
I love that picture.
We looked in love.
Of his
It
giant
really
head?
is.
Yeah.
You were giddy. Your face just looked giddy.
Dude, me and Ope watched him warm up. We were from here to Travis to Robert Plant. It was just us and him and his band in the room watching in that little XM room in D.C.
Yeah.
Me and Jimmy were creeped out because, Robert Plant likes to fucking show his cock and kind of sing to the broads, and he was practicing, so he's doing the same shit to me and Jimmy, and we're like, this is really
Was he
fucking
shaking
awkward.
his hips and fucking
all that shit.
His big,
and his locks,
giant hog.
and his big eyes were looking at me and Jimmy like, what the fuck, dude?
Like Robert Plant.
Remember
right
that?
there.
Yes, I do. And I wish we could go
We
back
felt
and do...
so uncomfortable because it was nice of XM. We were down in Washington. They're like, hey, you want to watch them fucking practice before the big session they're doing down here? I'm like, yeah.
Sure.
I don't know where you were because you were down there too. And all of a sudden, it's just 2 seats in front of the band.
Yeah.
Who gets that opportunity?
Unbelievable.
And the stuff he was doing at the time was kind of cool.
I fell in love
It
with
never
that
really
record.
took off, but it was kind of cool, the stuff.
It was called The Mighty Rearranger was the
that's
solo.
right.
And, dude, after that, I wish I had known the material then because we didn't even watch him that. I would have loved to have seen Plant play that because I fell in love with that record.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yeah, but all the weird, sexy moves that he...
It was just doing it to you two idiots. sitting
A,
in
we're
there.
dudes, and B, it's not 1974 anymore.
Yeah.
Robert. Robert.
See his ball bag halfway down to his knee.
Right. Let me say hi to John in Sacto, California. You know where that is, Ed?
Sacramento?
Yeah.
O-B. They give Willie Dixon credit right on the album cover if you have the original album.
All right, but
okay.
this is what we're arguing because Danny's saying no, and I'm saying I heard this.
I'm not necessarily saying no. I'm saying that possibly could have been, but for most of their songs that were borrowed, let's say, they did not give credit. That might have been one of the songs they did give credit. I'm trying to research it now, but it's I don't exactly have the original the original Zeppelin 1 EP or LP, whatever, to bust out so I can take a look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who would know is the mad scientist.
And plus the
Lee
info,
Abrams.
that's on the web now. I mean, I don't know if credit was added. You know, I don't know if if information's been updated since or not.
I'm with you, man. I'm definitely with you. I'm trying to figure it out myself because I've been a huge Zeppelin fan. We got to get Lee Abrams on the phone. He would know.
Oh, Jesus.
He would know.
Yeah, but having to listen to him just go on and on about stuff
Yeah.
just to get an answer.
You don't like when he talks about radio formats on our show? Hey, why are you doing that, John? This is a professional fucking show.
That's right.
Get the fuck out of here.
What is wrong with people?
Everyone's saying get the comforter dry cleaned. I'm going to, but for the sake of the radio, I'm trying to pump up the story and say it's ruined. Jesus.
Is it the same one you jerk off under? Because
I don't jerk off, though, really.
I thought it was the one you used to pound your pud under while you watch NASCAR.
Oh, that's an old fucking... I didn't watch NASCAR. I had to change the channel real fast.
Yeah, of course.
Because, the woman I was with at the time was really surprised that she found me jerking off, really. What do you think?
Maybe if we were having
sex. Yeah, exactly. Figure it out in your own stupid head. If we're not having sex, I got to get rid of the poison somehow, you dummy.
Please tell me that was the answer you gave.
The poison.
No, I was embarrassed and covered up my pud, and NASCAR was on, and she walked out all disgusted, and then I lasted another fucking 3 years in a stupid relationship that I shouldn't have been in.
You didn't just come over and
Good
say,
job.
why don't you fucking pop this in your fucking gums?
Hell fucking no.
In your gums.
I was an idiot. Fucking idiot. Trying to take care of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, just make everyone happy.
Yeah.
Much to your own fucking
That's
misery.
right.
It's always fun.
Make sure everyone else is happy around you.
That's all. That's it.
All right. We'll I don't know. Danny's researching it. I don't know. I just heard it told a couple different ways. That's all.
You ever get online?
We need an expert. We need an expert to really let us know.
Never?
What this is about. Oh,
No,
sorry.
no, it's okay. I was just never. You ever get online to research something and you're really digging into it and you're trying to find, you can't quite get it, and you're almost there, and you just go, fuck it. Go, why? This isn't that important to me, and then you just bail out.
See, I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Yeah?
I was completely with you. You go, you know what? I need to know the answer to this, whatever. And you're deep into research, like you said. And then all of a sudden, somehow, it leads to maybe a little porn. And then you forget about the reason you started.
That happens too. But there's other times where I'm looking for something, and then I just realize I go, why do I care? And then just stop.
Mm-hmm. Original Led Zeppelin album said traditional arrangements. What does that mean?
Page.
Well, all right. Here's an original.
Bonham.
Here's an original.
But how do you know that's
pressing.
original, Dan?
It says 69 on the label.
But it's the internet. All right.
Well, it's on eBay.
I would trust
as the
that one.
original.
Okay.
And what does
Good
it
enough.
say?
Good enough.
It says for "You Shook Me," which isn't the song that was in question, but they do credit.
It says Dixon.
They do credit Willie Dixon on that particular one.
Yeah, I sort of remember seeing this in parentheses. A lot of bands back then did that because they would, I think the Stones did it as well.
Yeah.
But Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, that's just Page.
That was a blatant ripoff, and it just says Page.
Who was that?
Wait, but I think Page originally did it in the Yardbirds.
True, but
and then the Zeppelin technically was called the New Yardbirds.
But that other
then
guy,
they changed the name
that
to
guy
Led
that we were talking
Zeppelin.
about yesterday,
Who?
The guy that's suing now,
Holmes.
Oh,
what's his
Jake
face?
Holmes?
Yeah.
Jake Holmes, right?
Yeah, he did it
Well,
a lot sooner than.
Oh, right.
Not
Oh,
earlier.
I'm sorry.
'cause
Right.
that was 2 years before this came out.
I'm
Apparently,
sorry. So Jake Holmes did Dazed and Confused. Then freaking Page did it with his Yardbirds, and then Page starts up Zeppelin and does another version of Dazed and Confused.
I read yesterday that the Yardbirds actually opened for that guy back in the day, and that's how how Jimmy Page heard Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, but that guy could suck a dick because he was talking about mice and cats in the middle of his dumb song.
Yeah. He felt like a mouse.
Page probably wrote the lyrics, and they're just going on that.
And then there was a cat.
Yeah.
Got all angry.
And it
about
wore a
the
hat.
What a
Like a
dick.
mouse and a cat.
That guy sucked.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Good.
You know what, and fuck you. Ian King from Colorado. Who's your favorite driver to jack to? See, you got him going with this NASCAR jerking off story.
Dick
again.
Trickle.
Yeah, that's
I
my
like
favorite.
Dick Trickle.
I like jerking off to Dick
I don't
Trickle.
think Dick Trickle drives anymore.
No.
I'm not sure.
Can I, off the record for 1 second, just say, by and large, what fucking babies most of you conspiracy theorist guys are? Can I just say...
What happened?
You've been getting a lot of feedback from the interviews?
Not a couple, not many.
Yeah.
But the idea that you fucking little babies are upset with we treated Alex Jones fucking
like a gentleman
really well.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused about, because I got a lot of the same tweets, and I went back and forth with one guy, and I actually settled a little beef I had with this one guy. I said, dude, we didn't go after the guy. We weren't going to agree with him, or it was mostly Jimmy, obviously. We weren't going to just agree with him. It was a nice discussion. It was a nice debate.
But that's who these guys are.
But it was amazing to me. They just heard Jimmy beating up Alex Jones.
Beating him up.
That just didn't happen. I mean, we could play tape of Jimmy and all of us beating up people on the show, but that didn't happen with Alex Jones.
I said to Alex,
we gave him nothing but respect.
Plugged his fucking show a bunch of times. Plugged his website. Said that he was a compelling guy. I just didn't agree with him. And yeah, I harped on points. He's coming off saying something. I disagree. Of course I debated back and forth, but I didn't insult him. I didn't talk over him or degrade him. So you fucking little cunty baby conspiracy guys, that's why I have no respect for you. You don't want to debate, and this is not about Alex. This is about the people who are upset.
Yeah.
You can't just go, hey, look, these guys had Alex on. Alex says, sure, he says has controversial points of views. He's going to be debated. But these little fucking faggots want to just be able to talk without any debate. Any debate is seen as aggression, unless it's by them.
Right.
This is why I can't fucking stomach most of you conspiracy guys.
It was a great back and forth interview, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It really was. And then Jimmy and I were talking on the way out, and I said to Jimmy, I want to talk to the guy that's in between the two. The conspiracy guys are way over here with their theories, and then you got the government with their official. I want to get someone in the middle, and because I mean Alex Jones got me thinking, but I'm not going to be believing all his far-fetched ideas. Some of them seem far-fetched to me. I'm going to do
a lot of them do.
I'm going to do a little more research, but just hearing it at face value. So then I'm thinking, okay, maybe some of this is true, but I want to talk to the guy that's sort of in the middle that could rationalize both sides.
And the staying with one point or the talking about, we were talking about certain things, and I felt he was trying to get away from something that I felt was a valid point. Instead of going, hey, that's a valid point, or that's true. He just kind of bypassed it, so I didn't want to let him bypass it. But that's part of debating.
We covered a lot of ground. A lot of ground. I didn't feel like we were sticking on one subject too long. I mean, the JFK stuff is the
biggest conspiracy ever.
Right?
The biggest conspiracy theory, I should say.
I was going to say one of them, but you're probably right. The biggest one ever.
And like that hasn't been debated between people over the years. That's what people do.
But these fucking little babies, they cannot handle a back and forth. That's why most of you and again, I'm not saying all of you, some of you are rational, but most of you just suck. That's why Ventura gets so fucking angry. He's the same baby that most of you guys are. He cannot take. Alex actually was a nice guy about it. He didn't get upset. He just went back and forth. He didn't get he didn't get upset.
Thank you for the service to your country.
Here's do you want to talk to Dustin from Texas or?
Yeah, I might have been talking about him. I blocked him. He was being a cunt about it, so I blocked him.
Hey, what's up, Dustin?
What's the matter, Dustin? You don't like a little back and forth?
Hey, you want to hear what really the real deal is, Jim?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't like some parts of the interview, right?
Right.
And I was a little uncomfortable about it, but then I sat up all night drinking vodka, okay? And I said some things I didn't really mean.
He told me this too on Twitter yesterday.
Blaming it on the booze.
He goes, you know what? I gotta say, I was drinking all night before I started tweeting you guys.
All right, fair enough.
You motherfuckers.
He had
I'm a huge fan of the show, and I'm a huge fan of Alex.
A huge alcoholic.
That's true.
Whenever I heard that Alex was going to be on your show, man, it was like the fucking dream team to me. I like both of you, and then whenever he got on, I just felt like there was kind of like a condescending tone to the whole interview, to be completely honest.
I just didn't see it that way.
Not at all, dude. You misread us.
Okay. Well, listen, it really wasn't a big deal, though. But then I got drunk, and what the tweet amounted to was a verbal drunken, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean,
it really wasn't as big a deal as my tweet made it sound.
All right.
And I do apologize.
I know, Lars.
You know what?
That's cool.
I think I got to unblock a lot
I'll
of
unblock
people
'em.
now. I got to unblock a lot of people. They probably don't even
Based
know
on booze?
the horrible tweets they sent because they were fucked up.
Also, I mean, Dan, I don't know if he's there or not, but he can verify I stay up all night drinking. I'm the one that was chatting with you the other morning on Facebook saying I was reading my monitor with one eye closed. I don't know if Danny remembers that, but...
No, because he was doing the same thing. But no, don't forget, Dustin, Alex was very much, he's a very talkative guy, and he was very much kind of like, you know, and like I was trying to get points in. He, you know, again, that's what he does. But I thought we treated him very well, considering how much I disagree on almost every point. I still liked the guy and respected the guy, and just didn't agree with him.
And Dustin, the other side of this, there's a guy, we don't have to go to him, Nick in Tennessee. He's mad that we didn't go after Alex Jones more.
Yeah, a lot of the people
I mean, where we sit, it's a no-win situation sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, you got the big conspiracy fans out there thinking we disrespected Alex. I'm telling you, I don't think we did at all. And then you got other guys going, why the fuck didn't you beat him up?
Yeah.
So, you know,
I think,
can't win.
I didn't even realize you knew I existed or read my tweets, to tell you the truth.
Well, I try to keep in touch with the people that listen to the show. What can I tell you, Dustin?
Then you know that I'm a huge fan of the show. I'm always leaving positive comments everywhere I can, and I love you guys. I love Alex, too. I'd like to see him on more. Hey, just give him a chance, man.
We did, though. Don't forget.
What?
I know, but just, if you go to his website, you'll find out that he's not quite as tinfoily hat as he sounds.
Can I ask you this, Dustin?
Tinfoily hat.
What do we have in common with Alex Jones? Do we have anything in common with Alex?
Hey.
Oh. Shit. Now he's going to go drink.
I didn't think he sounded tinfoily hat. I thought that he was informed about, like, the banking situations. When you listen to all that, hey, look, there were some interesting points. Even if it's not right or whether it is right, at least he presents it well.
Right.
I didn't think he sounded like a lunatic or an idiot at all. I just didn't agree. And the JFK I happen to have read a lot about, so that's why I stayed on that.
He's got a lot of smart people that are in his camp. A lot of people that are big Alex Jones fans. Joe Rogan being one of them, right?
That was the main thing that convinced me to have him on. Is that
Joe
Rogan
Rogan's
loves
a
him.
very intelligent guy.
He's
Kenny,
also, you know,
a drug addict, like Jimmy pointed out.
I love Rogan.
Awkwardly the other day.
That was so goddamn funny.
I love Joe. He fucking mainlines fucking angel dust into his bag.
It's the only vein that's still working on the
But no, I'm wrong. Joe doesn't do too many drugs. Nah, not at all. Let's see if I can find the text.
Oh, the cell phone one?
Yeah, where's Joe's text?
I'll jump to the chase. He tweeted his cell phone yesterday.
Oh, shit. Why would he do that?
Yo, dude, it's Joe Rogan. I fucked up and Twittered my number online, so I had to get a new one. And then he gives me his new cell. And I laughed. I'm like, hey, cool. Did you think you were texting? Because that's how it happens.
Yeah.
And he goes, I thought I was sending Doug Benson a private message. And I said, it could have been worse. At least you didn't offer to suck his cock. And then he laughed and offered to suck mine. We're good friends.
Let's go to Kenny. Kenny.
Hi, GH.
Well, Kenny says he works for Jake Holmes, the guy that's suing Zeppelin. Are you there, Kenny?
Yeah, I'm here. Let me put you off speaker.
Okay.
All right, what do you got, Kenny?
You guys there?
We are, Kenny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Hey, listen, don't worry about it. I work for Jake Holmes. He's a really cool guy. I'm a contractor. I built a recording studio for him.
Okay.
He's up in north of Peekskill. I don't want to say where he lives.
All right.
Why? Because there'll be a Beatle thing happening?
It might be. Who knows? He's really wild. He's totally creative. He wrote a lot of stuff for a lot of big things. He went into commercials and things.
Yeah,
like
we went over his resume.
Yeah, what do you like? Why? By the way, did it take him so long to sue?
Well, he was trying to sue several times in the past years, and for whatever reason, it could never go through. They fought him back, and he got beat down. Finally, I think he got a lawyer who can really document what he did. I mean, there was a lot of copyright stuff that he had, and I think that they were trying to say that his copyright wasn't valid. So they found out how to prove that his copyright is valid, and now he has a totally legitimate case to go after him. He's been pitching about it ever since I met him 10 years ago.
Now, and is it true the Yardbirds had Jake Holmes on some of the tours?
Yes.
He definitely wrote for the Yardbirds, and
Jesus.
he was, I think, the main writer for Spirit.
Oh, he's the Spirit guy.
I'm pretty sure he
So,
wrote
because Zeppelin also ripped off "Going to California" from a little song called "Taurus" by Spirit.
Yes.
Yes, he told me about that one time.
I didn't know it was
and
the
I
same
didn't-
guy.
I
Did
didn't-
you?
I didn't really believe him, but I've seen him in action. He really writes a lot of cool stuff.
No, I mean we got the original Spirit song that sounds just like not going to California, "Stairway to Heaven."
Yeah, Stairway
to Heaven.
The big one,
Yeah.
Stairway.
I mean, if you wanted to hear it direct from him, I could call him and tell him to call you guys.
Yeah, we'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, we would actually.
How old is he now?
He's probably in his early 50s, mid-50s.
Is that possible?
He's,
Aren't the Zeppelin guys in their 60s
Christ.
now?
Yeah, how old are
They should be. He's in really good shape too. He plays basketball. He rides a bike. He runs around all the time. He's full of energy.
Oh boy, we're gonna get that fucking news story.
Who said he was in his mid-50s?
He would just on the radio with you guys. Forget it. It'd be a blast.
So he wrote these songs when he was like 10 years old?
Yeah, I know. That's what he can't be in his mid-50s, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's a little over 60 then.
All right. Yeah, we'd love to have him on the show. Maybe he could perform for us. Do his original fucking "Stairway to Heaven" song.
Why don't you send me to somebody that I can give the information?
Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Yes.
All right, hold on, man. We'll get Jake Holmes in studio to talk about the Zeppelin thing. And then finally, one more on the Zeppelin thing, and then we're going to move on. Andrew.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey, man.
There's a DJ from Philly. I think his name is Ed Shockey, and his whole life's work is this whole Zeppelin thing, and he's an authority on it. I think he's even written a book about it, and he's been talking about it for years also.
Oh, about how Zeppelin stole it? Does he not like Zeppelin?
No, I think he just, it started as a hobby, and then once he started figuring out, the whole catalog has been lifted, it kind of pissed him off. So basically, he can go through almost every song and tell you
Oh, wow.
where he pissed it off from.
All right, well, how do we get a hold of that guy?
How the fuck do I know?
You know what?
Oh, fuck do I
That's
know?
exactly what he should have said.
Exactly.
What's his name, so we can at least try to find him? Ed Shockey in Philly?
Yeah.
Shockey,
Yeah.
All right, Andrew.
How the fuck do
I
I
know.
Very, very good comeback, by the way, sir.
Fuck you.
Pat yourself on the back and have a few beers. Take
They're
the
all
day
just
off.
Assholes.
And then finally, a middle guy as far as conspiracies go. Brian in San Diego. You got someone we can talk to who's kind of in the middle of the whole thing?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple people that are more informed about it, like Peter Joseph, who does the Zeitgeist shit. Now, the Zeitgeist shit is kind of over the top, and his filmmaking is a little nutty and stuff like that. He's a really smart dude, but I don't think he would do really great radio. If you guys could get the head guy from WikiLeaks, I know you guys have heard of it. This guy is fucking. He does a lot of PR. He goes on all the news shows and stuff like that. If you can get him, he'll give you good radio.
Yep.
Because I came from a school of thought of science. When I grew up, I was reading Carl Sagan and stuff like that. I used to think conspiracies were all complete bullshit. And then I started looking into them, and a lot of them really are. And I believe I watched Alex's film Endgame last night, and I thought it was sucked. I mean, because of what Jimmy was saying, a lot of the stuff is stated as fact, and he builds up a big well of evidence for his case and ignores or downplays certain other parts that don't support his case.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, there's there are certain aspects of conspiracy theory, especially the financial aspects of it, that are true. So.
Yeah, it's much easier for me to. It's much easier for me to believe the financial aspect of, because look, people are disgusting, but I think it's easier to at least it's easier to convince me that you can get a bunch of people in a room who are figuring out a great way to steal.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
people, I think, are much easier to sleep. Like Bernie Madoff stole a billion, whatever the fuck he stole.
Yeah.
And people are murderers and scumbags. But to me, it's a lot easier to believe there's a conglomerate of secretive thieves than a conglomerate of secretive murderers. Because I don't know, it's just easier for me to swallow. I know you're being naive, man, but I don't think I am.
Yeah.
All right,
One of the biggest ways they control the world is by setting up big centralized banking systems and then going in and providing like aid to developing countries, and then calling them on their loans and basically like robbing the people and things like that. So
yeah, I'm sure that does exist. It's probably sure it does.
All right, I'm going to check out WikiLeaks.
Yeah, that guy's got.
I'll check that shit out. Why not? Thank you. Who was this? Brian. Thank you, Brian.
Brian.
And we got good news. We know where Ed Shockey is. Josh in D.C.
Hey, what's up, guys? I know how you can get a hold of Ed Shockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead. So maybe we can resurrect him and talk about Led Zeppelin.
Maybe we could get a Ouija board and see what he knows about this.
How did it happen?
Weekend at Ed Shockey's if you
How did
want.
it happen? Probably someone in the fucking Zeppelin camp decided you want to talk about conspiracies. Why don't you shut the fuck up? We
Shank
enjoy
them.
living in our castles.
All right, guys.
They cast a spell on him.
That's right.
Because they're warlocks.
Yeah, they hit him with a piece of lead when he crashed his Zeppelin into his house.
Can't happen, Chip.
Nah, Chip's been in bad shape. He had a mini stroke.
What?
He had a mini stroke.
What happened?
It's just hard to talk sometimes.
You go around now with Chip having had a mini stroke.
At home, he had a mini stroke.
You are an asshole. Why would you do that to Chip?
Because there's something about the way his right cheek pops out when he talks now that really is annoying to his girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Chip wasn't annoying enough. She was finding him endearing.
She started to like Chip.
Yeah, she started to like Chip. So Jimmy had to give him a mini
Now you
stroke.
have to take that away from her.
Oh, poor Chip.
Yeah, she hated rapping Chip, too.
Yeah, so Chip can't rap anymore? No.
Is she afraid that Chip's going to kill her in the middle of the night?
No, Chip doesn't scare her.
Edgar scares her?
Edgar's not as bad as Eugene, who's Edgar's overly religious brother from the South, who always tells her she's a woman of loose virtue.
Do we know Eugene?
He kind of looks like Edgar, except his mouth's a little crooked, like...
Oh, there it is.
You need to straighten yourself with the Lord, girl. And she really fucking hates him, because he touches her with his nails only. When he holds her arms, it's always his fingernails.
Fuck. Dude, what
I don't know how he fucking comes up with this shit.
Yeah, Eugene is the hated one now.
Have you ever looked into all these voices to see if it might be connected to something else?
I know. There's a bunch of people in my past. What do you mean we had a neighbor named Eugene who was arrested?
He always touch people with his nails.
All right. You know what? Fuck it. Let's take another break.
Yeah, where's my goddamn food?
Got great news for everybody.
Motherfucker.
What?
We got the trailer for Jersey Shore Season 2.
Oh, good. I want to hear the Situations rap, by the way.
You want to hear that, too?
Is it out?
Yeah, I'm sure. We'll get Sam
It
in here.
has to suck.
I bet it's good.
Jimmy.
And other things. We got lots to do still before we take that little vacation of ours. Hey, let's give away $100. What the hell?
What?
It's not my money.
To who? For what?
Random caller. Let's make it easy. Now let's give it to someone in Missouri.
What?
No?
Yeah, you're just picking a state?
You should make them earn
The
it somehow.
show me state?
Why? We're going on vacation tomorrow. Why do you want to work so hard?
Yeah, make them earn it. Make them do something entertaining.
All right.
Perfect
Jim
timing.
Norton's contest right now.
How about the first one that fucking has... When we go to the phone, some point in the show, the first person...
I just said now, though. So now we have to do it.
How about, all right, the
That's
first
part of the rules.
person that makes us laugh.
Posted enough.
Well, we are doing it now in the collective now.
Send it back.
No, it's all right.
What happened?
I'll send it back.
What's wrong with it, my love?
It's not toasted. Bagels
my
that aren't
love.
toasted suck.
Angel, baby.
Bring it back. Bring it back so they can spit in your food.
I know, right?
They won't
Fuck
spit in your
that.
food if they got it wrong.
Oh, really?
Nah, as long as you're not a dick about it.
You never worked in a restaurant.
That's true.
Oh, hell.
They
Nah,
said
that's
this-
fine.
Huh? Little. We're loaded up with $100 in seven. Am I supposed to read this stuff? 7-Eleven gift cards. Think of it as your ticket to all the great. Oh, this is the slug line.
Oh.
Every contest has to have a slug line. Who wants to do
Yeah.
the slug line?
Let me see.
Kenny, you do the slug line. Let Kenny do the slug line. He's great at slug lines.
He was great when he was on the job at Slug Lines. Especially people of certain,
Yeah.
Which one is it?
He'd hit colored people. That's what I was saying.
I shouldn't even get it. That is funny.
Kenny, put on your reading glasses, your old man reading glasses.
No, he made it a big font for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Nana Kenny.
Okay, go ahead. Read the slug line.
We're loaded up with $100 in 7-Eleven gift cards. Think of it as your ticket to all the great Farmville, Mafia Wars, and Yoville related items at 7-Eleven right now.
I was just looking around the room as he was reading that, and we all were lipping it.
We were like reading along with you.
Yeah, you know when they're
trying to help you.
You know when your little kid's reading for the first time, and you just want them to get through it, so you kind of read the words to yourself. That's what we all were doing when Kenny was doing that.
I hated those kids in school that couldn't read aloud. You just sit there going like, "Oh, come on already!" And the dog went outside, and you're just like, you're a dummy. You're always going to be a dummy.
Well, they're sitting there reading washing machine.
And the teacher would have to be washing machine. Machine, dummy.
Well,
stupid kids.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Oh. And they're sitting in a garbage pile crying.
Jimmy, this is your contest.
I think that they should be the first one to call up and make us laugh.
Well,
with something funny.
It's like make me laugh.
All right, David.
It's a subjective judgment.
David in Israel. You know David. He just called the other day.
I do.
You survived another day. Congratulations, sir.
Jimmy, I don't know if it's going to make you laugh, but all I could say is I'm Jewish and we like free money, so that's why I'm calling up.
Well, to answer your question, it most certainly did not.
But he's calling from Israel.
Cool. Yeah. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Jimmy. Punching out.
Godspeed.
Got to be a U.S. resident. He can play.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Ted in South Dakota. Ted.
Yes, Opie!
Hi, Ted.
I was going to change my name, but I didn't want to be offensive. I was going to be Horsecock McNegro Penis, but the Irish are cocksuckers like that.
And you have to be 18 and over and a U.S. resident.
He made me laugh.
Did he?
Horsecock McNegro Penis.
You found the key to Anthony's heart. Racism.
That's just a funny fucking name.
Congratulations, my friend. You and your giant horsecock have won $100.
Courtesy of 7-Eleven.
Yep, you made...
Thank heaven for 7-Eleven. Or they don't use that anymore.
Thank heaven.
Oh, thank heaven.
And he goes, you ate pudding.
All right, you gotta hold on, and Travis will get you a photo of your cock on his cell phone.
All right, hold on.
We'll lick the phone.
Hold on, Ted. In South Dakota.
I'm right here, Gregory.
He's got $100 thanks to 7-Eleven. Wow. So I guess this is starting to become real. Tiger Woods' wife is walking away with a fucking boatload of money.
Unbelievable. They're saying biggest celebrity divorce settlement
ever, right?
Yep.
Wife to win reported $750 million divorce settlement. No girlfriends visits with their young kids is the headline.
Yeah, you can't have the kids over when he's got like chicks over.
This is unbelievable. Tiger Woods is banned from letting girlfriends near his kids in a divorce deal, netting his ex a record $750 million. She also gets full custody of the kids as well,
which will be revisited in 5 years.
He is pretty much out of this whole fucking thing. He's a single guy.
But he has...
Because he can't be a weekend father. That's when he makes his money.
Right.
Yeah, what's he going to do?
Right.
Fucking spend time at some little amusement park?
When he could be playing the British Open?
Yeah.
He has 50% rights, though, as far as decision-making. So she can't just take the kids and move to another country.
You know, there's some stuff in here, though, man. What does she know? Because, well, let's read through this.
I wish my dad would have had that deal where I couldn't go over there and see him if he had his chicks over.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they were all
you know
like,
a little something about that, huh?
They were all like just dad's whores. And you go over there and they try to like...
be your new mommy?
Yeah, like not even be mommy, but try to like be
cool.
your pal and cool first. Like to get in good with dad, I guess. I guess dad was a good fuck. So, you know.
How many did he have?
Oh, there was like a shitload. A shitload. When they first got divorced.
One a year?
He got like a little apartment, more than that. They wouldn't last very long, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd go over, like, we'd go to whatever he'd have me do on the weekend, sit in a bar and watch a game while he drank. And then back to his apartment, and then he'd hook up with his chippy.
Because he's now a little drunk.
Oh, no, Chip. It was a chippy. And that face he makes is priceless. And the Chippy was just like kind of like, oh, hi, Anthony, and you're so funny, and I was
But
get
you
away
are
from
funny,
me.
so
yeah, but I didn't
tell the truth.
I didn't want to hear it from Dad's whore.
And
Dad's whore. I wanted him to get back together with my mommy.
And these didn't look like your mommy, did they?
No, that wasn't my mommy.
They didn't look like your mommy.
No, they look like fucking total blowjob chicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were probably pissed we were over there. It's like, oh, could you kids leave so I could get some of that fucking Kumia cock?
You bring up a good point. Blowjob chicks do have a look about them.
Yeah, they got a look about them.
They really do.
Yes. Yep. They look like the incredible Mr. Limpet with those big lips.
And they have no legs. And their heads are craned back for maximum cock and ball suckage.
All right, so would they have sex in the small apartment while you were over there?
No, not while I was there.
It's your time with Daddy?
Nah, I had to like leave, you know? I had to get picked up or dropped off or whatever the fuck. But they were always trying to be like, this one crazy hippie chick took pictures of me and Dawn and Joe, and on the back of the pictures she wrote like what our personality was and what we'll do.
Was she right?
On the fucking money. Jesus Christ.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, Joe, you're gonna go far in music and with your guitar playing, and Anthony, you're funny. I could see you doing radio."
No.
I swear.
She said radio?
Yes, the dumb whore. She knew.
Wow.
And then Dawn, I could see you, whatever Dawn does. I don't even know.
Retail.
I could see you in retail and changing your job every 3 months.
I see you marrying people in the future.
Yes. I see rock and roll Johnny Race. And
rock
that
and
not
roll.
working out. And
I loved
rock and roll. Rock and roll.
You were a fan of rock and roll,
Johnny,
weren't
who
you?
didn't like Johnny? Johnny was cool.
Where is he?
It was fun.
He's
Still
rocking somewhere.
rocking and knocking around the island and shit.
He had a catchphrase, rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll.
So you know something about the girlfriends
that whole
after
thing.
divorce.
So that's probably why she wants no contact with the other.
But let's go
with not mommy.
Let's go through this because very interesting. The Love Cheat golfer has agreed to keep single women away from his daughter Sam, 3, and son Charlie, 1. He can bring a new flame into their lives only if he has married her. So if he remarries, then the kids could be around her.
What if he has a long-term girlfriend?
Yeah.
In return, former wife, Elin, 30, gets the biggest payout ever seen in a celebrity divorce. But she can never publicly speak out. This is what's weird. What does she know? Because we all know a lot, right?
Yep.
So there's obviously the stuff we don't know.
You're right.
But she can never publicly speak out over his flings with Rachel Yucatel, reality star Jamie Grubbs, porn queen Jocelyn James, and up to 17 others. She can't talk about any of it.
A tell-all book from her.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, but if you're getting $750 million, what is a tell-all book going to bring in?
Well, just
You know
well,
what I
she'll
mean?
be getting less than that. Like, say she got $500 million, and she wrote a tell-all book. What his concern is that would ruin his image again. Like, he's going to take a while to rebuild his marketability. But he will rebuild it.
Right.
And say in 3 or 4 years when he gets it rebuilt and they say, hey, he's divorced, he fucked up,
And then all
he's
of a sudden
better.
a book comes out. I got you.
With how much he hurt her.
Right.
And the humiliation of all these
gotcha.
texts.
I'm with you.
And details that we don't know. But I think much more her humiliation and then Tiger was with his father and the next day I saw him and he told me, but he had been with her. And it would just be a disaster.
I like to think there's more.
Gotcha.
I like to think maybe
there's more,
maybe
too.
he was banging that neighbor before a little earlier than they were saying.
Yeah, that was
maybe
that's it.
By 15
you know what
years.
I mean? Yeah.
Tiger's main fear is her telling her story after he's rebuilt his reputation. Very good, Jimmy. Sending him back to the gutter. Elin ended up with double the sum she originally sought after her lawyers proved Tiger 34 was worth much more than the $1 billion she thought.
Oh,
holy shit! So if she's getting $750 million, he's worth at least 2
or 1.5. She's probably getting half or 3. She might be getting more than half.
If that's half,
I don't know. I don't know if it's half.
That poor motherfucker.
I don't know if it's half.
Jesus.
I bet you he's worth a hell of a lot more money. You know? Yeah. Maybe it is half.
God,
Jesus,
damn, dude. I mean, and again, on that level though, it's like it sucks, but his earning potential is still
He's having a rough year, man.
He's still making a lot of money, though.
He hasn't won a tournament yet. Yeah, true. But he's got to win tournaments to continue making a lot of money. And he hasn't done that yet.
He really fucked up with this one, though, because this was not just infidelity. This was so much infidelity.
Over the top.
And it was a public humiliation. That's humiliating when people read the texts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Kevin in Atlanta, he might be onto something. You know what? We should take this call because this was in the paper today. Kevin, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, yeah, you guys are, besides the girl, the real thing that his lawyer wanted to quash was he didn't want Elin to come out and bust him on using steroids, because if that comes out, then the PGA will take away all his championships, all that prize money.
Well,
that's what they're worried about.
Can they take away all his
I don't think
titles?
they can get the money, but they should be able to take. I mean, if they could take.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are at the PGA and steroids.
And also, he
Used
said
from
he
guys
didn't
that-
use them. So
Well-
maybe he's worried if she said that, it would be her word against his. They wouldn't prove that.
It's really suspicious because the paper's saying that he admitted going to this particular doctor,
right?
And but he didn't use steroids. He went there because of an injury. What do you know, Kevin? I only read.
As far as I know, is the doctor had been busted giving steroids to other people, and Tiger says he went to this doctor for help, but he didn't use any steroids.
Which, come on, I mean, look, we don't know, but you got to think he used steroids.
You're right. I mean, and
I don't know, and because I don't feel like getting sued by a guy that has a lot of money.
He's probably less likely to be tied up. He's probably trying to get some of it back, too.
So you're right, but I mean, that's way too suspicious. He goes to the guy that is now admitting that he, did the steroid thing.
Do you think he'll be able to rebuild his image like Mike Vick, or is it over?
Mike Vick's image is not rebuilt. I mean, he's just maintaining.
Well, there's a story about Mike Vick. He was at a party for what? It was his 30th birthday party, and supposedly right after he left, there was a shooting.
That was his fault, though.
No, I know. Now they're saying he probably left in time. He wasn't there, but
he was there. But I'll tell you what happened with Michael Vick. He was having a birthday party, and one of the guys he knew from the dogfighting days showed up, and he's not supposed to associate with him anymore. And I think the NFL contract he's not supposed to. So they said to the guy, "You have to leave." And the guy was being very vocal and being a dick and slapped someone's plate, whatever.
Of course he was.
But somebody. I'm sure it was about respect, and then somebody. They don't know who shot though, but I don't think it had anything to do with Michael Vick.
Oh my
God! They think it's his brother, and the guy who was shot is one of the guys that rolled over on him. So that's why they're looking into it.
Oh, what is Michael Vick doing? He got the.
All right, punch it out, boys.
What's he doing?
He skated. What are you doing?
He's doing.
I don't think it was him.
I know, but it's too close. I have never been involved with a shooting.
That's true.
And has a million guns. He's never been involved with a shooting.
Knock wood.
What is he doing? Stay clean.
Oh.
Okay, so the reputation, possibly the steroid thing. Okay, the price of the huge sum is her silence. No interviews, no tell-all books, no TV appearances about this for the rest of her life.
Wow.
Even if Tiger dies first, or she'll lose the lot.
Holy shit. If he's dead, she can't even talk about him?
Dude, for $750 million, who gives a shit?
Exactly. What is it to tell? Unless he flies.
Shit?
Like, unless there's something worth telling, like Tiger can fly. I want to tell people you can fly. You can't.
No. Never say it.
Maybe there's some kind of cuckold incident they had.
Oh. Dude, it would not surprise me. And I'm not just saying that because I've been cuckolded twice in the last week. Believe me, I'm quite sure.
Oh, no. Cuckolded.
It might be something like that, dude. It really might be.
Okay.
You never know.
Elin keeps their main home, and God, I don't understand the women that get to keep the main home. Go take the money I just gave you and go fucking get your own stupid house.
You didn't see her fucking play golf over the years? She plays great.
The main home she gets. So it's the main home in Windermere, Florida, and a nearby property jointly worth $3 million, plus an apartment in Stockholm and her island farmhouse nearby.
4 homes she gets.
Tiger gets a $61 million estate in Jupiter Island, Florida, where they were building a brand new mansion there. So he gets that. I mean,
$61 million house.
Well, she only got the $3 million house. I say only because that's nothing compared to the $61 million house.
What is there, a golf course in the bathroom? What is it?
Sure there is.
He will also keep their $2 million apartment in L.A. She doesn't want that
little
place.
piece of shit.
There's fucking
that closet.
There's poison all over that
dude.
apartment. She's like, you know what? Keep the L.A. place where you brought your whores. She gets sole physical custody of the kids, and you said, Tiger shares in the decision about their future.
Oh man.
Oh, and Elin will not be able to permanently locate them to her native, Sweden. She can't take the kids to Sweden.
Take the kids over there.
That's got to hurt her because that's where she's from and that's where she's got her family.
She can take them there, but she can't live there.
She can't live there. So, wow.
All right, so he keeps a $61 million.
There is something that he doesn't want her saying.
Way past the image.
For
thing.
that money,
there's something going on.
There's something.
I think that he might.
Because everything's out there. I hear like.
Yeah, she could she could ruin him financially again, though. Like it might be about embarrassment, but I also think she could have a multi-$100 million impact on him financially if his image, let's say 3 or 4 years, people have forgotten, and then all of a sudden she's headline news again. He might start losing sponsors. He just doesn't want to start over. This is also about him just going, "Fuck it, let me move on."
Oh.
Well, unless there's bisexuality or fucking homosexual, who knows?
The rest of his life, though.
That is too much.
Rest of his
fucking
life, because I mean, he could put in there. You can't write a book for at least 10 years. And,
He gave in.
and that would be the end of his career, basically.
He gave in to everything.
He just said, "Fuck it." He threw his hands up and went, "Just give it." Good.
Wow. Yeah, Tiger's doctor was in Canada, which is sketchy. Tiger was probably using HGH. Yeah, there's some.
Yeah, why would he go to Canada?
There's suspicion there
for a doctor.
700.
All those Canadians are nothing but drug addicts. $50 million. All their drugs.
Wow. Someone else is saying the doctor's legit. All right. Well,
do you know how much? Even though he fucked up on Elon really bad, do you know how much he must hate her stupid Swedish face?
Oh, yeah.
And her dumb blonde hair.
Probably wants to shove a grapefruit right in that face.
Dude.
Yeah, why? Give me a drink.
$750 million.
You know what? Before we go back to the funny,
God damn.
Something has to be mentioned today. There's a story in the fucking paper. There was a guy. I hate New York State. I really do.
Do you know, as you said that, I was so worried something else was about to fly out of your mouth. I don't know why I thought that.
Oh, really?
It was just, not that it would make sense, but it's just a momentary.
Would it make sense if somebody else said it in this studio?
Of course it would.
Of course it would.
Just making sure.
It'd be more shocking if it came from me, is what Jimmy's saying. I fucking hate New York State. I really do. I've been obsessed with this death penalty in New York State. Now, Pataki, right, Ant?
Yep.
Let's go back. Pataki, somewhere in the 90s, I believe, brought back the death penalty for New York State. What year? Do we know? Mid-90s, maybe?
Yeah, it was like right after he was elected.
So let's say 95. I mean, we could get the exact date pretty easily, but let's say 95. So it's been about 15 years. We haven't killed one fucking asshole yet.
No.
Not a one. And there was a guy who killed 2 fucking cops.
Animal.
An animal, absolutely.
Staten Island, right?
Yep. Staten Island, 2 cops to the back of the head. He executed 2 cops.
Executed them.
And he was given the death penalty.
Federal, too.
And you know, at the fucking, in court.
So it was a federal death penalty?
Yeah.
Wow, all right, so
it went beyond just
beyond
the New York State.
Okay,
right.
But I still fucking hate New York State.
In court, he stuck his tongue out at the widows, or the victim's family.
Yeah. What a great gentleman.
And this is what you get as you know, the victim's family. They overruled it, and this guy will not be put to death, and he's not on death row anymore.
No, they found some type of bullshit.
What's the
legal
bullshit?
Loophole that the prosecution did this or that. It's bullshit. In a trial, there are so many details that no matter what the fuck happens, you're going to be able to come up with something that one side or the other did that you could talk a judge into saying that it was inappropriate for the trial.
It's unbelievable.
And by the way, both of these detectives were black. The perp, black also. So this is an issue that, I mean, I don't see why Reverend Al isn't all over this one.
Why would he be?
Well,
it's only 2 cops shot. He doesn't care about 2 cops being shot.
Exactly. And it even transcends the race thing because they were both black officers. The perp is just a disgusting piece of shit.
Yeah, he really is.
And where's the outrage?
Well, here's what it is. Sharpton's in a weird position, and so is Jesse. Because the perp is black. So they cannot say anything about that. However, the victims are black, so they kind of want to say something about that. But the victims are cops, which means nothing to Sharpton and Jackson, so they don't have to say anything about that.
Right.
You know.
How about you base it on just what happened and the fact that 2 detectives were executed by this piece of shit?
He really is a bug.
Yeah. He'd been in trouble before, of course
no one starts off murdering 2 detectives.
Exactly.
That's never somebody's first crime. He stole candy and then he shot 2 cops.
He didn't do anything, sir. I beg for leniency. Yeah, just another awful case. Why isn't he on death row? Why isn't he just being put to death?
Here, just the first couple of paragraphs. A stunning Manhattan federal appeals court ruling yesterday overturned the death sentence for a vicious cop killer and gave him a second chance to plead with jurors to spare his life.
Right.
Plead, like the cops probably were pleading when they realized, holy shit, this fucking animal's going to kill us, and we have families.
Yeah.
The split decision sparked outrage from NYPD officials and the widows of hero detectives Rodney Andrews and James Nemerin, who were shot execution-style by Ronell Wilson during a 2003 undercover gun buy and bust operation on Staten Island.
That was 7 years ago?
Yeah. 7 years ago already.
Fuck.
So cold-blooded was Wilson that he brazenly stuck out his tongue, this is what Jimmy was talking about, to taunt the family members of his victims during his sentencing.
And they decided that he shouldn't be put to death. I mean, what the fuck?
Well, he's no. It's only. It doesn't mean he will not get the death penalty. There was something that happened during the process of his getting the death penalty that went a little awry, and so they have to give it to him again.
All right. Give it to him again then.
But they're not saying the evidence was no good. They're not saying that he wasn't read his rights or any bullshit like that. He's not getting a new trial. I think he's only getting a new shot to plead the death.
Whatever.
He's in jail forever.
It's ridiculous.
In jail forever, though? I mean, when we were talking with Billy Hayes yesterday, he even said, in a Turkish fucking prison, he was able to realize, this is my life. I go day to day. The sun comes up. The sun goes down. You live your life. You become. That becomes your life. It's not like every day you're going, oh, my God, I'm in prison. Oh, my God.
If
you just become like, this is now my life.
Let me summarize it. If you're allowed to jerk off, you're not suffering.
Yeah. Jerk off. Watch TV.
But I'm just saying, if you could have any type of pleasure in your life, you're not suffering.
Everyone becomes... we're very adaptable as far as getting used to our surroundings, whether it's the great outdoors or prison.
I was going to say, or Sirius XM.
Yes, exactly.
We've adapted.
Yes, we've adapted.
We hate half these fucking people.
Able to... But you are able to just adapt.
It becomes your life.
When they're strapping you to a fucking gurney, if you don't want to die, you're not adapting right then and there to go and resigning yourself to the fact.
Correct.
There's going to be fear. There's going to be,
Correct.
And then you're just going to be gone, which is good. This guy should not be a member of society, even if he's locked up.
So you got the widows. They're crying. They're shaking in court. They can't believe this. They feel like they're reliving the whole thing again. They thought they didn't have to deal with this piece of shit anymore.
Ugh.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Fucking.
Just.
This state's a joke. It really is. We got a fucking blind governor that couldn't even see the bills he was signing yesterday. Did you see that picture on the paper? I tweeted it.
Your tweet was very funny. It looks exhausting because that's exactly what it does. It looks tiring.
Are you following me now? I'm following you.
I read you. I don't follow you, but I read you every day. I actually go to you every day. I read your tweets. I do.
You're in Funny People. You and Ann are in Funny Peeps.
I don't know what that means.
People.
You got to do the lists.
Oh, little lists?
Start your lists.
But do lists qualify as following under the same thing? I don't even know what that means.
It's just easier because I follow a lot of people, but then you break it down a list. So I got Funny Peeps. It's all my comedy friends. And then you click on the list, and then it's only my comedy friends and their tweets. It's perfect. You got to look into lists if you're into Twitter. It's a great way to organize your shit.
I follow
It's like putting it in folders like Ant was talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
I follow 13 people, I think.
It looks like he's going down on the bill. On the piece
a lot
of, paper
people
he's signing.
made cocaine references.
Oh, it also looks like
he's doing a
snorting,
line.
yeah.
It's a tweet I did yesterday, so you might have to go down a little bit if you follow me on Opie Radio. But
I feel bad for him. Look at his signature.
It's Governor Patterson. His nose is actually touching the paper as he signs a bill for New York State. And then the paper says he has to do this 6,899 times. He's got to sign 6,899 of these this way. And I wrote, yeah, it looks exhausting.
His name looks like you're just learning to write in cursive.
What happened? They were trying to kick him out of office, and they got
he wouldn't
tired.
leave, and they got tired of it.
Which proves our point. If these stupid radio companies would just hang in there, everyone just goes away eventually. They wanted to get rid of the governor of New York, and he said, no, I'm not leaving. Half his staff left. Really important people that, worked side by side with him left. And all of a sudden, he's still the governor. Now he's going to ride out his term.
Why does he get a fucking stamp?
You just stamp your
like
name
a
on
Caesar used to do.
Yeah.
It's humiliating.
It really is that he's got.
Why would he allow
down like that?
Someone to photograph him signing a bill like that?
What an asshole he looks like. You know that? Looks like he's fucking doing a line off the bill.
Yeah.
The governor's an idiot. Get your fucking face out of the paper.
Unbelievable.
What are you doing? Can't you do it by feel?
Braille, yes. You should be signing it in Braille.
You know what it is? He's probably has to sign with a bunch of different pens. Like the president. There's no way.
I'd be like, no, I'm not doing it that way.
There's no way he could sign that fucking horribly. How about you have someone put your hand there like this? Okay, where is it? Right here. Good. Jim Norton.
Oh.
There we go. That was better than fucking old nose on the table.
Do they still teach the kids penmanship in school?
I have
Remember
no
when you
idea.
had to start writing in script? I don't write it. I still do block print. I'm getting old, and I still
Do you
block
really?
print. I can't, the only thing I could write in script is my last name.
Aside from
I
your-
could barely even write my first name in script.
I think aside from their
could do
your
it,
name,
but-
signing your name, I think it's a dying fucking
has to be
thing that
cursive.
Yeah, cursive
'Cause that
writing.
looks like
script.
You're right. When you first started learning how to write in script, that's exactly what
That's
it would
looks
look like.
That's a name that should be underneath a fucking paper plate with that macaroni glued to it and spray painted gold, and you write your name on it and put it on the fridge.
He looks like he's fucking making a model airplane. Or a ship. He's putting a ship in a bottle. But he's doing it wrong.
Hey, you know
putting
what?
a bottle in a ship because he's blind.
Let's go to Sean in North Carolina that doesn't agree with us as far as the cop killer goes.
Yes, he does.
Come on, Sean. What do you got?
Come on.
What do you got on this?
Well, even though he's been taken off death row, I still think he's being made to be punished. You know, even though he's still in prison. You know.
Okay. Well, are you an anti-death penalty guy?
No, I'm just saying. You know, July 2nd and 3rd, he's not going to get to see Jimmy Norton at the Borgata.
Yes, you're right.
All right.
That was a good
Sam.
one.
Very
Nice.
good.
Damn, he's not.
See, I didn't jump all over that one.
I actually didn't see that one coming.
Where's
I didn't
Sam? Jersey Shore is about to start up
Oh
again.
my God!
Sam knows a little bit about this dumb pop culture club.
I cannot wait. That show is. So
I was a fan of the first one because it caught me by surprise, but that's the problem they're going to have with season 2. It's going to be the same horse shit, but now everyone knows they're famous, so they can't be incognito for the most part.
I was a fan of Snooki getting blasted in the fucking
absolutely.
face. That's the only thing I looked at and just went, that's fantastic.
Hilarious TV.
Everything else is like, all right, we get it. A bunch of fucking the wops are putting gel in their hair and fucking taking their abs out.
Tanning.
Tanning, yeah.
So, are you excited about season 2, Jersey Shore?
I'm very excited. I'll be watching every episode. I can already guarantee that.
How are you going to watch that and wrestling?
DVR.
Oh.
Plus, I think Jersey Shore will be on Thursday nights, so that's just TNA, so I'll be able to flip back and forth.
Oh, okay.
What do you think this show's going to do? You think it's going to do great numbers?
Horrid.
It will, in the
do you
beginning,
think it's going to be a
it'll do
big drop-off?
Tank.
I think it's going to have a big drop-off. First couple episodes, sure, and then people are going to be like, okay, enough of these
Well,
clowns.
unless they got some real
these
spicy
clowns.
episodes coming up.
I can't wait to see half these people at a used car dealership
Oh,
in the coming years, trying to hang on. for $100 for a couple hours.
Not the situation.
That boy.
Really?
Why, he's multifaceted,
Yep.
right?
Well, he's not only does he have the show, he's got the rap career starting.
Double threat.
Yeah, he's in good shape. He could be a trainer.
How's his rapping?
Very good. I mean, he's got a future in music after the reality show. That's for sure.
You're an asshole. Ow, my head.
How you doing?
Turn that down.
How you doing?
How you doing?
What the hell are you looking at? Get a DJ, get it in like that. Grab some ass, drink some yak. I ain't doing shit till I get my cash. Yeah, where the ladies at? I ain't by the bar.
Do you mind? I'm trying to groove.
That sucked a moose's cock.
Well, you weren't fair. You didn't hear the whole thing.
That's true.
It's auto-tuned. You can't keep up with the beat.
No, he's all off.
Holy shit.
When I get drunk alone, I'm gonna take a hottie home. She's sniffing on my $85 cologne, yeah. She likes me, yeah, she really likes me. She wanna scoop me like that man and lick me like some ice cream.
Oh! What happened? Did you see Lick Me Like Some Ice Cream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very saucy.
Oh, he wears $85 cologne. You hear him say that?
Oh, does it? I thought it was $5.
No, $85.
Oh.
That's how much his cologne costs, probably.
I'm checking my email. Will you shut up?
Well, I mean,
I was
we're
just
doing
getting
a show. And
Oh, what?
I
the
think he's
radio
good.
show's on. It's,
What happened?
Girl wanna eat me up, they wanna menage and three me up, and this my
Menage
shit, they
three.
treat me up, and all these girls wanna freak me up, back me up, confiscation, they don't really want conversation, all of them choosing, but they ain't.
Is radio playing this?
no.
Why not?
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah, it hasn't gotten a huge buzz.
Knock on Shade 45's door.
And ask if they're playing the situation.
Yeah.
Certainly hasn't.
Why don't we get along with those guys? What did we do wrong with them?
I get along with them.
I don't have any
'Cause
problem with them.
You got, a little,
I got what? I'm just friends with.
You got a couple
Kid.
drops of black
Yeah.
in you.
Oh.
They know that.
They
They smell it.
They don't like that we did Marion Barry that time.
Huh?
They don't
Oh,
like-
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
give a fuck.
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
I don't have any problem with those guys.
Marion
If they don't
Barry
like
was
us,
a
I could
great
care
moment
less.
for our fucking show. Great moment.
I don't think they dislike us. Why do we think they don't like us?
I don't know. We
Or
don't,
they?
we don't have an interaction with them.
Because I'm a
That's all.
racist.
Yeah, Who Kid loves you guys, so I don't think.
Yeah, I
they
like the Who Kid.
Who Kid was great.
But the situation has certainly not crossed over to hits one.
Oh shit, it's a situation. Whoa,
It's too edgy.
Whoa, we got a situation. Whoa, we got a situation. Whoa, we got a situation. Let's go. Whoa, we got a situation.
Which voice is he?
Well, that's Fat Man Scoop going, let's go! Huh?
I thought it was
His hype
Pee-wee.
man, kind of like
Yeah.
Flavor Flav was
It
for
sounded like
PE.
Pee Wee Herman.
No, that's Fat Man Scoop. Fat Man.
Here we go. Yes, I'm Scoop Carlisi.
Fat Man.
Yeah. Likes cum.
Gay.
Whoa, we got a situation. Whoa, we got a situation. We got a situation.
No.
This is great.
What happened to there's still more, actually.
Really?
You cut
Is
it off
there?
a little.
Yeah, a little early.
What happened? You can't play it.
Wow,
over.
the thing was just thrown across the room
Yeah.
at Sam.
If you wanted to hear the rest,
Do we have a video? Is there like a video yet?
there's no music video.
Why?
Oh, there's gotta be. I bet
sure
they
it's in production.
I bet they debut it on the show.
See, I would watch that.
Dane,
Would you?
this better be good because we're talking about Jersey Shore and you're interrupting us.
Oh, no, please let me in on this fucking.
We're talking about season 2 of Jersey Shore. We got the official trailer, and we can't believe that we have to deal with this still. This Jersey Shore crap.
You know, it's weird. I just woke up. I just had a dream that I murdered the entire cast at knife point.
We were saying that, and well, Ann said it, and we all agree. The best moment was when Snooki got punched
Just
in the
got
face.
belted in the fucking her dumb face.
I mean, you know something about comedy. That's just pure comedy when she got belted.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was the first season, right, where the guy in the bar like smacked her around or something.
Yeah, you smack around. He fucking wound up and belted her in the face. She went flying. It was
more of a cold cock, is what you're
yeah,
saying.
it was great.
The best part, they showed it on.
Had a special effect though to give it. Didn't they add like a boing, 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 boing?
Yeah, make it fun.
Some cartoon sounds.
They had to make it fun,
right? But then MTV, they showed the clip a million times. But then when it was time to show the episode, they said, "Look, we can't show this. This is just too outrageous."
Meanwhile, they showed it
'cause
1,000 times.
That's MTV for you. They,
Yeah.
they're highbrow.
They sure are.
Yeah, they don't want to show that. What do the kids think?
Right.
Kids. Screw the kids.
Now, Dane,
Literally.
what have you been up to, my friend? I follow you on Twitter. You're doing all sorts of stuff, man. Did you go to the NBA Finals?
Yes, I did. In fact, you know what? I did this stupid thing where I was like, I'm just going to make a pilgrimage and follow basketball around. I'm just going to follow the Celtics for the next several weeks, and hopefully we'll bring it in, and it'll be a big win, and screw the Lakers. And so it was like this tremendous momentum. I'd never dedicated that much time to anything outside of comedy, except like I'm just going to go to these games, and I want to see us win it. I'm not going to think about anything else. And of course, when you do that, and you become so invested that it's beyond heartbreaking. It's dumb. You feel like an idiot by the end of it.
Yeah, you were going back and forth between Boston and L.A. Well, the Celtics had a good run, man. I mean, but that doesn't matter at all if you're a sports fan.
Yeah, but still to come that close, to come within minutes,
True.
And to lose it the way we did by just, basically giving them the game. When the Lakers win and they go, we don't even know how we did this.
You don't want to hear that.
No.
It was a great Game 7, though. It really was.
Yeah, I guess it was one for the fucking ages or whatever we're supposed to say, but still, it sucked to lose like that after, spending time, money, effort, energy, and rooting, and forget it.
Now, Dane, because we haven't talked to you in a while, I'm catching up a little bit, so don't mind me here. American Idol finale, you had that fine song going, and then you had a Kanye West moment with one of the idiots.
You know what? It was, in comedy, I'm sure you guys know, it's like the golden rule of comedy as a stand-up. The one thing you never do, you never hand the mic to a heckler.
Right.
Never give the mic to a heckler. So the day of the show, producers are like, "Hey, we have a great unthought through idea."
Unthought through.
One idea we have is, why don't we flew in some of these, has been, knockoff crazies. Why don't we bring them up on stage with you to sing the final part? And I'm like, I literally am like, all right, listen, yes, just keep them away from me.
Right.
Just, keep them because I know they're cuckoo,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to do whatever they can do to try to, oh, no, you know what? They're great people. They're cool. They know their place in life. It's going to be fine. And of course, right at the very last line of the song, one of the dudes went crazy and grabbed the mic, and I didn't even know what he said. I have no clue. He just started ranting about politics or something.
Yeah, he wanted Simon's job or something. I don't know.
Of course he did.
Yeah, it was a dumb moment that he was going for. And
yeah, and you know what? A moment that for me, I mean, granted, given the night and given like the finale and Simon and like I knew that nobody would. It's like, do the song. Hopefully, it'll be entertaining. Make Simon laugh, and I'm out. I knew it wasn't going to be anything people were talking about around the water cooler the next day necessarily,
Mm-hmm.
and yet it actually ended up being the best thing because then everybody was talking about it.
Right. I read somewhere that you were really close to just punching the guy.
Well, if the mic almost hit my mouth when he pulled it out of the mic stand, and yes, if that had cracked me in the mouth, there's that moment where you're like, I know I would have snapped. And granted, I'm glad I didn't, because I learned after that he was also homosexual, and that would have probably turned into some kind of
wow.
Yeah, that would have turned into like a.
You want me to say it? Fag bashing?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how
One
the
of
media
those moments.
would jump on something like that, of course. But, man, how great would it have been to see Dane Cook during the American Idol finale just wail and punch somebody?
I said it
great
too.
would that
It would
be?
have turned into American Beatdown if I got hit in the face.
Yeah, Jimmy, you saw this?
Great would that have been?
Yeah, we talked about it the next day because a lot of people were confused, like, oh, that was a weird setup moment. And I remember reading on your Twitter how pissed you were. So I'm like, it wasn't set up. He didn't have anything to do with this.
Just the attention whore grabbing the mic. That's so annoying.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. But I invited it. I literally invited the devil into my home. So, I had it coming to me. Now, Norton, you're in AC this weekend too, right?
Yes, I'm hoping they will go see you one night and me the next.
Let's do this. Let's just switch and show up for each other's headlining gigs.
How great would that
Damn.
How great would it be? I'll tell you what happened. There'd be some very happy people at the Borgata and a riot at whatever hotel Dane is at.
Dane's at Trump. Taj Mahal.
The Enormo Dome.
Yeah, right. One show Friday, one show Saturday for Dane Cook at Trump Taj Mahal.
Hey, are you a UFC fan, Dane?
You know what? Slightly. I'm trying to get into it.
Because I'm trying to find a place in AC after the Saturday show because the Lesnar Carwin fight is Saturday in Vegas.
Why isn't there more of a buzz on this fight?
Well, there probably is. We just haven't had anybody in.
It just
I
hasn't
see
been
signs
on,
all over.
It hasn't been on our radar this week, really. I don't feel it anyway. I mean, this is a massive fight.
This is the biggest fight in UFC, I think, ever. But I want to find a place in AC to watch that fucking fight, and I can't find anywhere. Is your Friday show later than your Saturday show? Mine is.
Yeah, I think the Friday show's at 9 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah, 9 and then Saturday 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I think I'm 10 and 8 because they want to give people time to get into AC. It's a holiday weekend or whatever. How do you do on walk up? I mean, I'm hoping because I'm not sold out, but I'm close, but I'm not sold. So I'm hoping that they do some kind of walk up. I mean, do you usually get a lot of people walking up?
Yeah, especially this weekend. It's a huge walk up weekend. So
is it okay?
You'll see a big bump. You'll see a spike in numbers.
Dude, all those awful fucking things that people throw at you.
Really?
Yeah, big wraparound sales from Tuesday to Wednesday. And
wraparound sales?
Yeah, that's what Pete calls it. Pete just my agent probably made that up.
Yeah, you know what? They always try to make you do these little, weird promo things like day of, where it's like, Dane, would you mind wearing a sash around
But this is the nerve I have, that I'm actually talking to Dane like we're just two people competing for the same amount of people. Here's the reality. He needs to go right now from probably 14,000 to 16,000 people. He probably has another 2,000 to sell out of 16,000. I just want to go from 50 to 80 people. I just want 80 people in the fucking room.
Hold on 1 second. I just added a third show.
Oh, don't tell Jimmy that. I've never seen. Yeah, go ahead.
Officially, it's as of this morning. I've realized because I'm like tech guy. We love our gadgets. Norton, I know you got the new iPhone.
I do, yeah.
I officially hate it. I'm sick of it. I think I'm tapped out on technology, and I'll tell you why. Because this morning I dropped it, and the sound of fear that came out of me. I put my foot up to try to break its fall like it was my newborn baby. And what I realized was, like a couple of days ago, somebody's like, "Oh, can I hold it?" And it was the first thing that I ever did not want to. I didn't want to hand it to somebody else because I'm so afraid of somebody hurting it.
Guy's right.
You know what I mean? They describe it now. It's like it's a piece of art. It's like, and I don't want to hold a fucking piece of. First of all, I'm polishing it like the Orloff diamond.
Getting the grease off of it. Yeah.
My buddy wants to take a picture with it. I'm like, it's like you want some kind of collateral because you truly feel like you're handing the Mona Lisa to somebody, and I don't like that anymore. I like it to be a little banged up and a little plasticky.
And it's funny, I've never used the Mona Lisa to photograph my cock and send it to somebody who I think is 18. Dude, I want to get an iPad. Fuck Apple, man. I ordered an iPad probably 3 weeks ago, and I know there's a back order for them, and the fucking thing still hasn't come yet. It's so irritating.
Yeah, you know what? I shouldn't be thinking so much about fucking technology and how to protect it. That's the thing. It's like, oh no, you got to get the case, and I'm like, yeah, no, I want to get it in like a velvet box that's sealed, that's glass. that only I know the code to. I should not care so much about protecting something that's in my fucking pocket.
Isn't it amazing how quickly your foot can get under something you drop? It really is. It amazes me. You don't think about it. You don't go, wow, that's falling. I better get my foot under there. It just automatically, and then you feel like really like, my reflexes are fucking cranking today.
Yeah, but I'm slipping a disc to save a phone. I care.
It's bad when you lose your phone.
It's your whole life is on that goddamn thing. That's what it is. Every bit of your life is on there. I was talking to Danny yesterday. I'm just like, you know something? You can't just put this down for more than a few minutes. You're constantly picking that iPhone up and just like looking at something, fucking around with something, grabbing a new app. I put the phone down. 2 minutes later, it's back in my hand again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing that really sucks that people don't realize what they're doing to themselves is like I'm cleaning out my office the other day. I found an old box of photos. I sit Indian style on the floor. Me and my sister pass them. Okay, then I found a hard drive that I had from 2 years ago that I know has pictures on it. I can't fucking access it because I don't have a FireWire 400 port anymore.
Yeah.
So your old shit is gone. It's gone. You're never going to be... You go into Radio Shack, you go, do you guys have FireWire 400? They're like,
Yeah, it's right by the tubes.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. There's no box of old photos anymore to find. There's a hard drive that you're just going to end up tossing because you don't have the right fucking wires to plug in.
Do you know, this is how paranoid I am about stuff. I just got a safe deposit box because I want to put hard drives in it that have fucking photos on them.
Pornography?
No, how am I supposed to jerk off in the bank? No, I want to. But yeah, you're right, man. The older hard drives and stuff. It's like, and plus, if it crashes, you lose everything.
Yeah,
everything.
You have to have a backup of your backup.
Yeah.
You really do. You have to have a main, like 1 terabyte hard drive that backs up your smaller. Because I broke a hard drive once, and then to get that repaired was like a couple of grand. And then the guy couldn't get the information off it. And he goes, well, you get your backup of the backup, right? I'm like, no.
Backup of the backup?
That's what this was.
Yeah, I hope Jimmy's bank burns down.
It probably. I bet you. As soon as I put it in, there's something to do. My hard drive will spark and fucking burn the place down. Hey, look, man. You want to but then again, a fire would ruin photos too, though. So it's like if all those pictures you found, one good fire would fucking wipe out an entire generation of memories too.
Yeah. You got to get one of those fireproof safes.
I just said something that added. How did I add absolutely nothing to a discussion about photos? I really did. I had nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no problem with what you just said.
Thanks.
It was a statement.
And by the way, I hate when people do, like Dane said, drop it and stop it with your foot, and people go, yeah, no, I did that. Literally, last night I have a flip cam, which is worth less than $200, and I'm going to put it in my USB, and I dropped it, and I stuck my foot out to stop it, and the USB part slammed on my foot, but it didn't break. And there might have been video of somebody getting his dick sucked, but that was more important than my fucking foot bone.
Of course
I will tell you my favorite tech moment in my life, and of course has to do with Bobby Kelly. I always have to have a Bobby story. 1993. Bobby was already, like, when I first met him, Bobby was already, like, on the cusp. Whatever the next thing was in technology, but, it's like Bobby had a Commodore 64 souped up something.
Right. Yeah.
So Bobby shows up at, we're at this gig. We're at a gig in Saugus, Massachusetts. We're all standing in this big parking lot. We're at a comedy group at the time. And Bobby pulls up, and he does this thing where he sits in his car right next to us, looking at something to make us all go like, what is that thing Bobby's holding? What's it? And we know he's doing it for show. Just like he gets out and he's holding. Do you remember this thing? It was called the Wizard.
The Wizard?
No.
Okay, the Wizard was like what the iPhone was now in '93. It was just really what it was. It was like a souped-up, portable. It was like a calculator with, you could put like your addresses in it.
Oh, almost like a Palm, like the first Palm or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is no lie, no embellishment. Bobby gets out and he runs up to us with this thing. It's the size of a Kindle, but at that time it's portable.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Check this out, dude. Check it out, dude. It's the Wizard." and we're like, whoa! And he opens it up, and he's hopping, he's bouncing. He's like, dude, fucking. Now I got my entire address book. Okay. He's scrolling through. He closes it, and this is exactly what he screams. He screams, "I got the wizard!" And he throws it in the air. He throws it like a frisbee in the air, and like 200 feet in the air. And then this is a skinny Bobby Kelly, and then he realizes that he's thrown his brand new device in the air, and then he runs across the parking lot and catches his own throw.
What an ass.
Really?
Was he fucking Mary Tyler Moore opening the show? But this is what bothers me about Bob. When he talks about something, it's like he'll say something like he was trying to explain the iPad to me when he first got it. He's like, dude, it's fucking amazing. You sit down, you got your cup of coffee, you sit outside, you got the patio, you can look at the paper, you can read the... I'm like, how many things are you going to list? Stop naming things. Like, you don't have to dress up the entire scene for me. You know, you're not fucking producing a film. I get it.
Tie my sneakers, I'm sitting down, I'm fucking... Yeah,
Bob does that when he realizes he's losing you. He'll actually just keep listing shit, hoping that one connects with you. Dude, you sit on the patio, nothing. You know, it's kind of sunny, you got your awning up. Oh, all right, awning. Got it, Bob, got it. Stop listing shit.
Brings you back in.
Bobby's big sell on technology, Jim, and I know you've heard him do this, is when he goes, to prove the convenience of use, it always ends with, after, dude, the awning, and then boom, throw it in your bag, dude.
Oh, dude, every time. Really? Every time.
I forgot about
that
one,
motherfucker says, throw it in your bag, dude. That to him is the selling point for anything. Dude, they're chiclets. Boom, you chew them, you throw them in your bag. He's out of your... Dude, good call.
Oh, that's a good one.
You throw it in your bag, dude.
I think a T-shirt needs to be made.
It's always a comic book fight description sound, like, pow, throw it in your bag.
Pow, whap, zings, zam, boom.
Dude, throw it in your bag is exactly what he says. Because Bob thinks he lives in the airport like it's a fucking Hertz commercial. It's like, I know you fly a lot, bro, but take a laptop. He's like, boom, you throw it in your bag, dude, you get right in a fucking plane. God damn it, he does say that. Son of a bitch. When are you flying in?
That's great.
I'm leaving in like a couple of hours. I'm going through Philly. I'm going to do some radio stuff in there, and then Friday morning.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing some AC stuff. Oh, so you're actually flying commercial?
Yes.
Does it suck flying commercial? I've never flown private in my life.
You know what? Once you have flown private, like I did for that tour, it's tough, man. It's hard to go back, but no, man, it's like you can't. That's also crazy to think you can afford to do that. I did that old school Bon Jovi thing where it's like I made promoters think the next promoter was taking care of me more than the last, and everybody should pay it forward. And so great deals on the
pay it forward for a private jet. That's wonderful.
Do you get scared flying private about maintenance and stuff like that? That would scare me. Or were you totally confident that they were good?
I was pretty confident, even though some of when they're, de-icing a small plane like that, and you watch the guys de-icing, you think they're really going to care about their job. They're going to be looking at every nook and cranny of the plane, and those guys are basically out there just yammering between each other, like looking at a book or something like. And you're literally staring at the window like Lithgow in Twilight Zone, the movie. Looking at spots like, get right there, get that chunk of ice right there.
Horrified.
But tell them if you ever think they missed something, fucking tell them, man. Always tell them.
Jimmy's got to be the most annoying guy on the plane.
I had a
He missed a spot.
Dude, I had a U.S. Air flight held up one time because they the metal tape they put on the wing and a piece of it was flopped up. And I told the flight attendant, she's like, oh, it's not. I'm like, I want the pilot to see that. And she went and got the pilot, and he looked at it, and he called maintenance, and they repaired it. So we were delayed by about a half hour.
Did he say, thank you, Captain Norton, for pointing that out?
I don't know
Would you
what
like to fly the fucking plane, and I'll do some jokes?
He didn't say that. No, nobody recognized me. He just went in. I was a younger guy going to do Atlanta, not particularly well known as now. And they fixed it. And I was in the emergency row. I was in coach. So it shows you how many years ago it was, coach.
Of course, coach.
But
Jesus.
the guy next to me got annoyed. He was like, huffing and puffing, and I normally wouldn't confront a stranger, but I'm like, do you want to fly with the fucking tape? I threw in fucking. Do you want to fly with the tape coming up on the wing? It's like people are willing to sacrifice their lives to get somewhere a half hour earlier. Way to mean nothing. Good.
I was just.
I think most people would be annoyed.
I think my favorite part about private, which was also kind of creepy, was every time I get a new pilot, I would always ask, hey, have you ever seen any UFOs?
No.
And not only is it like yes, but it's just so known that there's crazy shit out there, but they don't. They all say the same thing. They go, look, oh yeah, I used to fly United, blah blah blah. One night, this thing rockets by us, but none of them will report it, because if you report it, then you're going to lose your job, because you're going to be deemed as as crazy, unstable. So that's the best part, is they all have some of the most unbelievable, we could end up talking about conspiracy stuff for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, all kinds of stories, and
awesome.
They can't tell, like the beginning of Close Encounters. Nah, I don't want to report one of those things. The pilot, would you like to report? Negative.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had this one guy, this guy literally a Sully type guy, old school, World War II. We used to drink with the Foo Fighters. We'd land and we'd check out their craft, and it was like it's just some of the most unbelievable stories of what the hell is actually out there.
Yeah, airline pilots are guys who I hold. I mean, maybe I shouldn't hold them in esteem, but I take their accounts as credible. They're the ones who should be reporting this stuff. Anytime you hear audio of military, looking for stuff on the radar, air traffic control, those guys are normally not fucking crackpots. So I wish they would talk more publicly about it.
Crackpots.
I know, Aunt Jim fucking pipes in again.
Aunt Jim.
Those guys aren't as buggy as one would think.
They're a bunch of crackpots. They are.
They are the flotsam and jetsam of the airline industry.
Exactly.
Well, maybe I'll see you in AC, man, because I'm going to be down there for a couple of days, so maybe I'll hook up during the day.
Everyone's down there this weekend.
Yeah,
it's going to be a fucking madhouse.
Yeah, you
down
get
there.
to see Dane Cook, you get to see Jim Norton,
it's gonna be
and
great.
people are inviting you to their houses to watch the big fight, Jimmy.
Well, I don't know where.
Would you go to a listener's house to
in
watch
Atlantic
MMA?
City?
Yeah, I would, sure.
On a freshly stolen television?
It is a little rough when you get off
when
the
you
strip
get out,
down there.
when you get out of the compound.
UFC unfunny cracker and then punch me in the face.
The worst feeling is leaving Atlantic City and realizing you need gas. Oh, boy.
No, you never do that.
Not good.
Why, your limo driver doesn't fuel up before?
I don't have a limo
What?
driver.
Oh,
no.
shit.
Yeah, I know you got that. That's great for you.
Oh.
All right, Dane. Dane's got to fly.
Dane Cook.
Trump Taj Mahal this
Yes.
weekend, Friday, 9 o'clock show, Saturday, 8 o'clock show, Ticketmaster.com or TrumpTaj.com, right?
That's it.
Come see us soon, Dane, will you?
Yeah, I was actually flying to New York originally until I think you guys changed some scheduling stuff, because I wanted to be in there with you guys. But
Oh, that's right. You were going to be in tomorrow. We fucked this up, not Dane.
We fucked up.
We want to start our vacation a little early, so.
Yeah.
you have every right to, gentlemen. Norton, I'll see you down at AC.
All right, buddy.
Fellas, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care, Dane.
Thank you,
Later,
Dane.
man.
Dane Cook, everyone.
Bye.
All right.
I forgot about that American Idol thing.
What?
I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. That sucked.
The fucking
That sucked for Dane.
the boom, you put it in your bag. That is so.
He's
fucking,
done that to all of us.
How did we miss that
I
one?
wish Bob was on the phone because he throw it in your bag. God, he does say that.
Throw it in your bag, dude.
Dude. Why don't we go to break?
Certainly.
We got Ryan Keeley and Jade Vixen coming in studio.
Are they here?
They sound sexy.
They are.
Those names sound
Sexy.
Right back.
XM.
Yeah, a lot of people loving our Larry King tribute that Dirk put together yesterday.
What a collection of buffoonery out of Larry.
Unbelievable. And, a few websites picking up on the Larry King thing finally. We've been on this for years. And they have a montage of all his mistakes all over the place on the internet.
They put together some montage.
And you were telling me about one that I did not know about it.
Yeah, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr talking with Larry King about the Beatles and their solo careers and whatever. And, of course, the late John Lennon and George Harrison. Mm-hmm. I guess Larry wanted to bring that up, but Larry gets a little confused. Yeah. Why don't we play the clip?
Yeah.
And what a story. Where were you when John passed?
When John passed, I was in Sussex, in my home in Sussex. That's where I was.
Somebody called you?
Yeah. My manager at the time called me. And That was just the shock of all shocks, you know.
George, where were you?
George? No, this is Ringo.
Ringo, where were you?
I
was in the Bahamas.
I was getting to it when George.
Yeah, I was.
No,
in
you
the...
weren't, Larry. You've got
Shut
his
up!
name
It's my
wrong.
turn.
I know, but you got your name wrong,
I
Ringo.
know.
National
Give him
television.
a break.
We can't
Anyway,
play it. It's
I
live.
was in the Bahamas, and the kids called and they said,
But pause this. Ringo's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He doesn't like Paul.
Of course he doesn't.
He's tired of fucking being mistaken for George.
George.
No one fucked up John and Paul.
But McCartney was sticking up for Ringo.
Yeah,
and Ringo's
he's
like, it's my turn.
Larry forgot his name.
Move that back slightly. You could hear it in Ringo's voice. Just a little bit. Yeah.
There you go.
Sussex, my home in Sussex.
Sussex.
That's all right, whatever.
That's where I was.
We're just trying to
Somebody
kill time
called
for
you?
10:15.
Yeah, my manager at the time called me, and that was just the shock of all shocks, you know.
George, where were you?
George? No, this is Ringo.
Ringo, where were you?
I was in the Bahamas.
I was getting to it when George.
I was.
No,
in
you
the...
weren't, Larry. You've got
Shut
his
up!
name
It's my
wrong.
turn.
I know, but you got your name wrong,
I
Ringo.
know.
National
Give him a
television.
break.
We can't play
Anyway,
it. It's
I
live.
was in the Bahamas, and the kids called and they said, "We've heard something like John's been hurt." And what? And then we got a call that John had actually been seriously hurt, and we just got a plane to New York, said hello to Yoko. You know, you don't know what to do. I mean, it's so weird. And then
Paul's
it was
just
so
like, shut up.
crazy
He's
there.
looking at Ringo like, shut the fuck up.
Exactly. How long are you going to talk about? Talk about the flight.
God, yeah. So I got on the plane and forgot what they served. I believe it was blood sausage. Some kind of awful English
I
food.
asked for pudding, and they
Yes.
didn't realize it meant dessert. So
No. So they brought in George's head.
Was George dead by then or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why they only had the two on
Ringo.
instead of the three. Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Keeley and Jade Vixen are here.
Yes.
All right, we're going to bring them down.
Wow.
Dr. Steve's on the line. Dr. Steve, I'm hearing rumors that you're going blind.
Well, yeah, I actually went blind, and
But are you going blind? Because I was arguing this with somebody.
well, yeah, untreated I would be, but
That's what I told the person. Because what happened was, Dr. Steve, Weird Medicine, it's going to be happening Saturday. That's why you're calling a nice plug for
yeah,
Dr.
well,
Steve.
you know, I asked E-Rock to just throw in a plug for me at the end of the show, and he couldn't sit down and write 2 words for a sick man. It made me get
Right.
on here and.
All right, no problem, because I want to ask you about the video. Dr. Steve made a video where there's a needle going into his eyeball.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yes.
It was pretty disturbing. And the video did very well for you, Dr. Steve. So you got to do more videos like that. But then I learned something where you have 20/20 vision. Well, you have glasses, though, so you can't really have 20/20 vision. But you have okay.
On, I was 20/20.
Okay, and then what happens, all of a sudden his vision gets really fucked up and goes like 20/200 on him out of nowhere. So the steroid that's popped into your eyeball helps that?
Yeah, it does, actually. You know, that eye was 2200, and I'm probably back to 2050 now. But, you know, eventually it'll cause cataracts and glaucoma, so the end result is inevitable. It's just delaying.
Jesus.
Well, you don't know about that. You don't know what the future holds with medicine and stuff.
Right. And I stay on top of that research for uveitis, believe me. You know, it's they've got this stuff now that you can. What I've got is this inflammation of the retina, and it's antibodies. My own stupid fucking body is attacking my own retina, and so it causes all this swelling, and then it doesn't refract properly. So the images look all crazy and jumbled and all that kind of stuff.
But the good news, then they hit you with the steroid and it goes back to normal, right?
Yeah.
God, that's so weird.
I like to creep everybody out with the videos of me getting my eyes.
Right. But why does your body attack itself? Why does the human body do that?
Well,
it gets confused.
Like in rheumatoid arthritis, it'll do that, where you get antibodies to the joints, and then there are certain conditions where antibodies will attack different parts of the body, like the heart and stuff like that. And what the theory behind it is that you get some bacteria or some virus that the body makes an antibody to, to fight it off. And then it just turns out that the protein that it made the antibody to kind of looks like, say, proteins that are in your retina. And so those antibodies hang around and just start attacking the retina.
Jesus. You're creeping out, Anthony. You want to take a break?
This body is too fucking weird.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a bunch of goop that's supposed to work.
Right.
We're just
You've got
goop.
friend or foe transponders on airplanes, so you know not to shoot down the good guys.
Yeah.
And it's just like, the receiver gets screwed up and starts looking at friendly things as being foe and it attacks.
Isn't that wonderful? You have to trust the goop inside you to be doing the right thing for
all
you.
that goop has to do the right thing.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right, enough about that. It sounds like you're doing better, which I'm not going to make any jokes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing better.
We do have a great Weird Medicine this weekend, and it was inside.
Who's on? No, what do you have on?
No, I'm amazed at this because Dr. Steve came up with the vodka tampon challenge, and we started laughing. Like, the lawyers ain't going to let you do this, but it looks like with some adjustments, you're doing the vodka tampon challenge this weekend on Weird Medicine Saturday at midnight, right after Special Delivery, which is Sam and Dave.
Inspired by a conversation that we had on this show where those frat boys were taking little thimblefuls of vodka and putting it under their eyelids, and we thought that was stupid. We'll have a woman cram a vodka-laden tampon up her snatch and see if it makes her drunk. Because that is a myth that's out there. There are a lot of women that are doing this. It tends to be girls who, for whatever reason, don't want vodka on their breath, and so they think that they can get drunk this way. And my theory was that it wouldn't work because who wants to absorb? You don't want your vagina absorbing things.
Right.
No.
Stuff,
so where'd you find the woman to, stick a vodka-soaked tampon up her cunt?
Next to me, Todd, who you met, he's the one that tasted Pat from Unaki's urine on.
Yeah.
His girlfriend is
sorry for calling his girlfriend such horrible names.
But she's a good egg, and she decided that she'd do it for her. So.
Great.
All right. Well, I'll be listening Saturday at midnight.
All right.
Right after Special Delivery with Sam and Dave, Weird Medicine. And now I understand the shitty wine, by the way.
Oh, no.
You're blind as a bat when you're making this shit.
Oh. Leave the gentleman alone.
I'm obsessed with
By the way, Doc,
Steve and his shitty wine. I will never let it go.
There's an interesting photo of you in the Post signing legislation. Dr. Steve does do
It gets almost that bad.
You do a great show. Weird Medicine should be a nationally syndicated show. It's tremendous. It really is.
It's on Sirius XM. It's,
I tried for you, buddy, but I don't know. They're not listening to me. So that show should be all over the country on regular radio. It's a perfect show for regular radio because you doctors could get away with shit regular guys on radio can't.
Guys could say all kinds of shit because it's medicine.
That's right.
That's right. No, I really enjoy the. I'm perfectly happy having some airtime. We hit two.
Enough.
Oh, no.
I know. We have really fucking hot girls waiting.
Really?
Oh,
How much medicine are we going to talk
Exactly.
about?
I hope he's laughing right now.
We showed our concern over his blindness, his impending blindness.
No.
Now let's move on to the hotness.
The poor doctor.
I appreciate
Dr.
the
Steve.
airtime that you
Michikaku.
have given me.
Vodka tampon.
Yeah, it's a mucus liquid, viscous.
I'll be waiting for Ryan.
Mucus membrane.
We're still waiting for our hot girls to show.
Where are they?
One's here, one's not. They're kind of in the lobby. So where's Sam? Let's run back into this Jersey Shore fucking
Where is this bitch?
trailer. We were going to blow off the Jersey Shore trailer when Dane Cook called, but then we listened to a little of this during the break. Holy crap, this sounds horrible.
All I want to do now is Dr. Steve. Hi, Sam. Looks like you have a little Negro in you. I'll taste your urine. Dr. Steve rules.
The trailer's being played, right?
You will have to be tested for sickle cell anemia.
Yeah, you have vitiligo. Yeah, blotchy skin on your genitals.
It is fun to do the Dr.
It's
Steve
all I want to
impression.
do while I'm eating my girlfriend's pussy. That's what Dr. Steve sounds like when he's eating pussy. I want some more of your viscous fluid. He's all proper.
But he's so blind, he's eating out her armpit. He has no idea. Oh, the blind joke's going to be flying.
What do you think of that, Bat McGillicuddy?
That's right, Mr. Magoo. Go fuck yourself.
Get a shin guard.
I don't care. You put my mind at ease on a daily basis. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, Dr. Steve, you've done it again.
I have black and blue shins and tables. I'm always running into them.
Oh, God.
All right, listen, Sambo.
Because I answered the waffle iron.
I want to rub my fingers around the tender skin of your vaginal walls. How many women he's creeped out with his doctor talk? Yes, I want to.
I'm going to need to see your vagina.
Yeah.
I want to lick your labia minora.
Oh, that's so sexy,
Yeah,
Dr.
or if she's
Steve.
Jewish, your labia minora.
Minora.
That's official doctor humor.
Let's get the Jersey Shore trailer on before the girls get in here.
Steve.
So,
Where are these bitches?
give me a fucking quick little thing here so I can play this shit.
Well, it's all over the place, this Jersey Shore thing. It just came out yesterday. It's all over the internet, and they're putting it on the TV and everything.
Okay.
And it's, the kids are in Miami now because it's so cold on the east.
Listen to this, Ed.
There's 15 feet of snow in New York. They're calling it Snowmageddon.
It is freezing on the East Coast. There was more snow than I've ever seen before.
Miserable. Like it can't get any worse. So we're coming to Miami.
I'm in Miami,
I'm super excited. I'm back with all my roommates. I'm in Miami, bitch.
Hi. I definitely think it's going to be tough living with Ronnie again. Masada. The Jersey Shore people are here, and we're ready to come out and destroy this place. I love Miami.
I thought I saw a ghost. I was not expecting Angelina to show up at the house.
Yeah. You're the kryptonite to my tan.
What's your name?
Situation.
A name?
I kind of missed the duck phone.
Capital S-R-I-T.
Whatever, man. What's the order?
You go home with me.
That just sounds like a horrible.
Oh.
We have to see it, though. I mean, it might be some good vision.
Oh, yeah, that must be it.
Sounds like a party.
There might be some vision.
Let's play our new. Let's do our new bit. The batteries are pulled down.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, Dr. Steve, if he was a robot and the plug was kicked out, you know. My ejaculate. I want to swallow my ejaculate.
Ejaculate.
Yeah.
Milk the prostate. And your ejaculate
we
can
forgot
be
to-
used to determine many things about your health.
He made cumsies at the doctor's office the other day. I can't believe I didn't bring it up while I was on the phone.
Who did?
I don't know why he tells me.
Steve?
He had a prostate exam and he made cumsies. Get him back on the fucking phone.
No way.
Screw this Jersey Shore stuff.
Fair enough.
No, well, there's a couple things. Angelina's back. That was the one that
was the it surprised
Harris.
everybody. What?
She got kicked out of the first house or left because she couldn't take it. But she's
shit.
back because she saw how famous everyone else got. So she said, fuck that. I'm coming back into this world. And then Ronnie, isn't with that other broad?
No, Sammy Sweetheart and Ronnie broke up.
Why did they break up?
I don't know. It happened while between the seasons.
So that's going to make it tough for those two to be living in the same house.
Yeah.
What
I
a
mean-
storyline they got in, huh? What a
Oh,
storyline.
my God.
What's
I
going to
can't
happen
believe it.
between those two?
Poor Dr. Steve's trying to call him with a banana right now. Hello.
And he's slipping on the phone.
Hello. Chopping up his phone into his cereal. This is terrible.
Mikey Vinipoli, MVP. We're hitting the club.
Girls are flocking to us.
Gonna be no grenades in Miami. And I finally put some water on my face. I was like, we got grenades, man.
Snuck, come to daddy. Did I bang Snooki last night?
Like this big.
Me and Angelina need some privacy.
Sure, I text the Vinny, you want to text the Vinny.
I'm single, you know what I'm saying? I do whatever I want.
He told me today I'm his girlfriend.
I love single Ronnie.
I'm not going to sit in my bed waiting for my boyfriend who's at a club. Ron has been lying to her this whole time.
I'm gonna deny, and that's it.
I'm done.
I find this girl to be the dumbest thing on the planet. Did you grow some balls all of a sudden?
I always had balls, honey. I feel like Jenny 100% is into my boyfriend.
Really? Then to be honest with
It's like put firecrackers in like a dumpster. One match and poof.
Excellent example. So what happened there?
I can't
even
begin
follow
to tell
it.
you. Yeah, first of all, it's unfollowable.
Right.
Secondly, it's just noise.
Please tell me
just
Snooki gets
noise.
punched again this season. Please tell me.
Well, Snooki and
Please tell me.
Angelina were fighting over Vinny, and then Sammy and JWoww were fighting over Ronnie.
I could give a fuck.
And Paulie D in the situation were in the hot tub with some girls, and they said there weren't going to be any grenades there, but they got drunk and brought home some grenades.
Grenades.
What's a grenade again? The big fat chick you gotta like kind of jump on so
Right.
your friend gets laid.
Right.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
That is a
Grenade.
funny expression.
You jump on the grenade
You jump on
for
the
your
fat
boy-
girl.
for your boys.
I never heard that. That's hilarious.
There were a lot of grenades in season 1. That's why they're trying to avoid grenades in Miami.
I got you.
Oh, I'd hate to get grenades. I'd rather get yellow AIDS
Oh, shit.
or blue AIDS.
Yeah, we get it. The color.
Different colors, you know.
You ever deal with an iceberg?
What's that?
My brother Brett came up with that. I think it was the first time I heard it. Where you see a girl, at the bar, and from the bar up, holy mother of God, and then you go over there, and like an iceberg, there's a hell of a lot more going on underneath the bar.
Underneath that you didn't see. Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Steve's back.
I thought you meant that an iceberg was when you get someone and she's really cold.
And Jewish.
Dr. Steve.
Chip has bad mic technique. Talks too loud.
Dr. Steve. Were we having a private conversation that I wasn't supposed to bring up on the air? I forgot.
What was that?
Well, you said you made cumsies in the doctor's office when he stuck a finger up your butt.
I said mouth. His mouth.
Was that private? If it was, I apologize.
No. If I tell you something, it's.
You assume that I'm going to go on the air the next day with it.
I mean, I kind of assume that the nature of the beast that nothing's private.
Now, I'm a little confused because I've had at least 4 fingers up my ass in the last few years.
At the same
time?
time?
I have no desire to fucking make cumsies. What is that about?
Well, it's, shit. Now when I go, I can hear it.
Pressure's on.
I'm going to have to work on that vocal crutch. If your prostate is at all congested when they go in there, and if you've got a monster-fingered freak like my doctor is, then when they put the pressure on the prostate, it'll extrude fluid out. You're not actually having an orgasm.
Oh,
embarrassing.
It'll extrude fluid.
So you're just leaking clear stuff?
Yeah, watery clear stuff.
Yeah.
It's slightly milky clear stuff. It's a
You
combination
came.
of prostatic fluid. Yeah, but you don't have an orgasm. It's just basically hydraulics. There's pressure, and then it's
Whatever you say to yourself to make it okay, Dr. Steve.
Whatever you have to say to get through shaving.
Whatever you have to say, sir.
it's fluid following the path of least resistance.
Like they say, you have to please the sissy in the mirror.
Yeah. Well, we'll do this on purpose. A lot of times, if someone's got a prostate infection, you'll massage their prostate so that you can get fluid, put it on a slide, and look at it under the microscope.
Jesus, what a whacked out job you got.
Oh, man.
Hey, why don't you tell your doctor to use like a smaller finger?
Yeah, well, you got to
Enjoys it.
use your index finger. You can't get any other finger in there far enough because it's just the way the hand is constructed, so you end up using your index finger.
Oh.
He's just a monster finger.
Big mitts on him, right?
Yeah, big old mitts.
Wow, that's
yeah.
And how do you feel after you come in front of a male doctor?
Oh, you feel violated.
Was it all over his office, or did you have your underpants up in the front?
He's sprayed.
Yeah, it kind of drips down between your legs onto the little stool thing where you're supposed to step up on the exam table.
How great is that?
Now, if you're doing it on purpose, you have the guy hold the slide down under their penis, and that's a treat.
Sexy.
He's sitting there holding that, and then when the fluid comes out, they're like, "Oh my God, there's fluid coming out of my penis."
Yeah.
Dr. Steve is a fruit.
Dr. Steve, as a doctor, what's the worst thing you have to do? Where you go,
well,
fuck, I got to do this again today?
This is what I used to say to my patients when I was doing a lot of family medicine, is that, is it worse to get a prostate exam done to you once a year or to have to do 10 of them a day?
Well,
and I think that it was a little bit of a trade-off. So that's one of the worst things. You know what? The worst thing that I would do would be lancing abscesses on the ass or the back or something like that. And when they're under pressure, and when you lance it and the pus and you're not expecting it, and it shoots out, shoots across the room, and it stinks. It's foul smell. Oh my God!
I can't. I'm
tapping out.
I'm tapping.
Out.
Wow.
But that's the worst thing, when you realize you got that on the docket. You're not happy.
It's when you're doing it and you didn't realize how much pressure it was under, and it goes shooting out. I mean, I've had it occlude my vision because it got on my glasses.
Jesus.
Oh, you got bukkakied by pus. Jesus Christ.
Do you have the proper skill set to do this?
It's just one of those, if you do an infinite number of procedures over your career, and everything's going to happen. And, I've done quite a few abscesses.
Did you feel faint or nauseous the first time?
Well, the time that it got in my mouth, I did. Yes.
Ah, fuck!
Hey, do you have to look at old lady vag?
Oh, yeah.
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
What does it look and smell
This is
like?
off hours.
Really, for the most part, old lady vaginas don't smell. They've lost their estrogen. They're not producing fluid down there, so it's not bad. I mean, it's just part of the job. It's a part of the anatomy like any other part is.
Gravity's taking its toll, though, right?
Sometimes you can, one of the ththings that women get as they get older is prolapse of their organs. So sometimes you'll see a bladder wall sticking out of the vagina, or you'll see a uterus or something like that.
All right. Keep talking, Dr.
It's
Steve.
rough.
You keep talking, yeah. Yeah, bladder fucking wall. And of course, Danny's got to pop it up on Google.
Good boy, Danny.
But your job is to push that bladder back in with your cock.
That isn't
What
even
are we
right.
looking at?
They make these things called pessaries. Danny could search that.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. The bladder wall is coming out of the vagina.
No, is
And
that?
look at the hemorrhoids.
No.
Would you lick that asshole and pussy?
Oh, God.
What does she carry?
Would
a fucking
I?
safe on her back?
It's safe.
She's a safe carrier. That's what she does. She works for Brinks.
All right, Dr. Steve, can we listen to you try to hang up your phone?
Yeah. He's got little divots in the wall.
Oh, leave him alone.
Of course, that line only works if this was 1980-something and we all had old school phones still.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Steve, listen, Weird Medicine, once again, Saturday at midnight after special delivery, Sirius 197, XM 202, drsteve.com. Thank God they didn't take Dr. Steve away from you, sir.
All right, thank you.
They tried,
Yes.
I heard they tried to take your name, which is a little weird.
Oh, you mean serious?
Yeah, they tried to take
They
your
wanted
name.
my name. They wanted Weird Medicine, and
Yeah.
and for all of that, they were going to pay me the tidy sum of nothing.
Yeah, well, I don't know where the balls come from.
It's amazing.
It really is
It really is
astounding.
amazing sometimes.
But they finally came around, and they're still paying us nothing, but I get to keep my name. So.
All right, sir. Happy 4th of July weekend.
Yes,
to you, sir.
have a good weekend, Dr.
Have a good
Steve.
vacation, guys.
Thank you, man. We'll see you soon.
You
Dr.
too.
Steve, everyone. Quick break, then the girls. Is that cool?
Yeah, I'll take a quick leak, and because they just got here, they were late. So
my bladder is coming out my asshole.
Yeah, I'm prolapsing. Ryan Keeley and Jade Vixen, and we had Jade in already. She was very cool. We like her a lot, and they're promoting
Porn Star Sex Life.
Yes, which is Ryan's all-day sex seminar. It's on Saturday, July 10th, which is a week from this Saturday. It's at the Velour Lounge. It's on 10th Avenue here in New York off 27th Street, so we'll tell you how to get tickets and all that stuff.
Well, tickets, pornstarsexlife.com. There you go. Start getting your tickets now.
Opie and Anthony show. With, of course, the lovely and talented James Norden. We have girls in here today.
Ryan Keeley and Jade Vixen.
Yes.
They were late. That's why we have them so...
Not late with their periods, right?
No.
Oh, good. Phew. Phew, I thought maybe yeah, one of the girls that are here, Ryan? What? Yeah, she was the one that was here for cherry darts.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. She was the one. She was like the one ringer that we had, I guess.
Yeah.
And man, she was really hot.
Sexy ass on her and everything.
Really cute. She was the one that
legs from here to there, right there.
Yeah, she was very tall. She was the one that dumped all the cherry juice and shit into Bobo's ass crack.
And then started like spanking him, so whipped cream was flying everywhere.
Yeah, she was a great sport, man. She was really nice.
I missed a good one that day.
Yeah, that was a goddamn.
Here they come, Jade Vixen and Ryan Keeley.
Yeah, they are. How you doing?
Hi, Ryan.
ladies?
Hi, Jade.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, have you
Good
been?
morning.
Hi. Hey, want to sit down? Good to see you.
Yeah, take a seat. There you go. Hi, how you been?
Look at the high chair. I've been fantastic. I'm about to turn 25 on Friday.
Wow. Friday.
What are you doing for your birthday?
We're having a party at La Palme on 26th, and it's a toga party, so if you guys want to come, that'd be great.
Oh.
I'll put you on the list.
Great pair of togas.
I'll be in Atlantic City.
You can't do the toga party, Jimmy?
I would love to.
You can't stop by our toga party on your way to AC?
Yeah, you
no,
can
I'm
do
leaving
that.
Or on the way
tonight.
back.
I'm coming back on
Every time
Monday.
I see you, you're like on your way somewhere.
I know.
It's very important.
Busy guy.
I have to make a living.
Is the party going to be like Caligula?
Yes,
We're gonna
exactly.
Have like lard and fists.
Yes, I volunteer to have my hiney fisted with a large soaked hand. Apologize, ladies.
So she did.
I'll wear gloves. It's okay.
No gloves
I get down
necessary.
like that.
Just a big diamond ring. Show me who's boss.
So you did cherry darts?
I did do cherry darts. You made me look at the Eye of Sauron, a.k.a. Bobo's frightening asshole.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I'm still scarred. I'm like, no.
She looked into the face of Satan that day and actually lived to tell about it. Yeah, she was throwing darts at Bobo's asshole.
Yes.
Which is his entire body.
I think you guys owe me like hazard pay or something.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty.
How bad was his asshole?
Workers' comp.
You weren't there
I called
either,
it the Eye of Sauron. I mean,
No.
We both missed
I was
that?
doing Leno, I think. Remember, I was doing Leno.
he's very important. Remember?
No, it was a last minute booking, and I had to leave Thursday, and that was a Friday show.
I wasn't canceling that one.
I don't blame you.
I didn't care if no one showed up.
You're a smart man.
I wanted to watch.
Yeah,
very
there
smart
were some
man.
hot girls, and
Well, we
you
ended
were
up
great.
with me and oh my God, it's Jessie Lee covered in
Yes.
in whipped cream.
Covered in whipped cream, like duking it out on the couch, spanking each other.
Yes,
It was great.
So, Jade, I'm happy you came because, you know, it's like last time when Jade was in, I knew her name. I know your name, Jade Vixen. I know who you are. And I'm thinking now you're mixing her up with Taylor Vixen, who Anthony
I went out on a
with.
date with her.
Really?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
When was this?
Jade is all like
a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
She was in New York, so and she did our show, and I just kind of said, "You want to go out to dinner?" So we went out to dinner. It was a great time. Had fun. She was very nice, very sweet.
And you got
That she
nothing.
is. She's a great girl.
Texas girl. Yeah, if I got something, I would have said, you know, I wouldn't have said she's very nice and sweet. I would have went, wow, what a great piece of ass.
They went and ate a lot of meat together. This is a weird date.
She got a great set of tits on her. That girl.
She is lovely.
God damn. I'm just saying, you know, it's different.
I understand. I've got breast in root with that one. I just want to take him. Just
You like breasts?
Oh, I love breasts.
Me too.
I do. Like I've got
We'd
a
be
lot
a
of
good
ass,
couple.
you know.
I love Ryan's ass. Like Ryan's ass.
See, she's got the tits, I've got the ass. So, it works out.
It's like I just wanna
Together with
grab
a
her
perfect
ass all
woman.
day.
Do you have a nice? I didn't even notice it when you walked
You
in.
have to check out her ass. It is
Okay.
epic.
Yeah, it really is.
All right.
Actually, if you're on my Twitter right now, Ryan Keeley on Twitter, it's like I'm doing like an ass a day.
Look at that, Jimmy,
Christ.
right? Wow. Right? Look,
Yeah.
smooth as silk.
That is
nice. I like that black little number
It
she's
just
wearing
disappears into the hiney. It really is.
That's
applause worthy.
Her underwear is the only thing black I want to see not crack anything.
How does it all come back?
Why? We're all having fun. Why?
Well,
Why?
Would that be a turn off if you
Fun for me.
were getting naked in bed and your ass came out and I just went?
I respond to applause. Actually, that would be a turn on for me. I'm like, really? People are applauding me?
Would you get down and worship it, Jimmy?
I would. Yeah, I'm a big ass fan.
I know this. That's why I'm asking
Yeah.
you.
Do you know? I didn't realize you had been a dom. Like I know who you are. I wanted to session with you. You were at the Nutcracker.
Very long time ago.
Okay, that's how many years ago was that? That's
Like 99?
Was that many years ago? I was
Clever name.
Is that that many years ago? And
You
because
just
you,
don't know what you're going to get there.
yo, you do, yeah. That's ball kicking.
Exactly.
Yeah, the trip to the hospital.
If you're lucky.
But I had wanted to do golden shower. I didn't even know if you did it, but I had wanted to see
Well, I
you.
told you I was a pee fetishist.
But I mean, back then, that should have clicked that you are that Jade Vixen. I looked at your photos. I don't know if it was on Eros or what site it was on.
You two were talking like you went to the same high school. But remember, I wanted you to piss on me. Right? I told you I pissed on people. We have the same homerooms.
I just didn't make the connection. Like, this is
Yeah.
the Jade that I had wanted. I don't know why I didn't. I think I even called a couple of times. I probably hadn't gone to a dungeon at that point. That was fucking 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Wow, so I was like 30. I was a young 30. Looking to
Jimmy.
explore.
Looking for a dungeon.
A salty, warm beverage, and I have since.
I've
many,
heard.
many times.
There it goes, I heard.
Many.
It got back to me.
Much to my, it's
Everyone
pretty
knows.
hilarious.
Yeah, I'm a dirty boy.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that you were the same Jade Vixen that had the fucking frightening experience.
Yes, it was very highly unpleasant.
And, I guess I would like to ask you about it because I didn't last time, but it was simply because I thought I mixed the name up with Anthony's
Taylor
friend.
Vixen.
But it's a fascinating story, and you're here, which is great. You were a dom. Are you still a dom or no?
No, actually, I quit doming like quite a while ago.
Oh, you did?
And it's just one of those things where news media likes to take a spin on you, and they will just dig up photos that are no longer even linked to you. They're no longer active, and you're just like, where the hell did they even get these from?
Right.
Or they'll go through event photos and then like misconstrue them. It's
Sure.
like, you're at this event, so therefore that must be your slave. And I'm like, actually, that's just an event I was doing for fun. I was dressed up, you know?
Right.
Like,
So you were a dom at one point, and then were you doing fetish modeling for a
I
while?
was doing fetish
Okay.
modeling, but like I do mostly fetish fashion. I don't really do video. I do like solo girl softcore. I dress up in my latex outfits like we talked about last time.
So any photo screen cap from that is going to be like, and she's still a dominatrix.
All
And
right.
they can make it
That's
look
pretty
like
much what they did.
whatever they want.
Aren't they wonderful?
Once it's on the internet, it's there forever, girls.
Oh yes.
Remember that when you're sexting.
We're much too old to be sexting.
Be careful.
We're too old to be sexting. We're not 13-year-olds.
Oh, well, should see the ones I get. That's great. Love it.
So you were
Even the texts smell like bubblegum and homework.
Dear Uncle Anthony. They spelled his name wrong.
Anthony. I just have to put, how cute.
And what was it? I guess 2 years ago.
Yes.
You were. Walk us through what happened. Who was this person, and what? I don't even know how to start.
He was like I didn't have my own pay site up back then. My site is live now, jadevixen.com. But I was
Okay.
like gathering content for it. And this was like somebody that found me on MySpace, became like a really obsessive fan, and wouldn't leave me alone. To the point where, like, when I started ignoring him, he started like posting, like he made like a fake like MySpace video channel
brother.
with my real name on it. And posted my address and my cell number. Like, he was getting really aggressive with stalking me, and it was one of those
Had he
things-
met you at parties? Because they have fetish parties where
Yeah.
nothing really happens.
No, I think it's more like a meet and greet and get all dolled up,
Right, yeah.
I don't go to play parties, quote unquote, because that's kind of like, that's not my scene,
Right.
But I was at FetishCon, and like he like flew me down there, which was really nice. And like he was like, "Can you just walk around this party with me on a leash?" I'm like, "Sure," you know. But I'm like, I was there to network. I'm like, "Sure, I'll wander around with you." Those are the pictures that the press grabbed and slammed everywhere.
Was he a kind of was he like a casual slave, not a lifestyle slave, but
No,
a casual?
Definitely not a lifestyle slave. I mean, he was one of those people where I'm like, "Hey, go to Whole Foods. Here's my grocery list. Drop it off. Thanks. See ya." You know.
Right.
Or like take me shopping for shoes. You know, it was that kind of.
Absolutely, yeah, kind of like a financial slave. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing what you. Sure, that's the relationship that a lot of guys like. They like. It's not just about fucking. Sometimes you never fuck your dom. It's just a weird relationship of servicing them and doing these weird things for them that aren't even sexual sometimes.
Yeah, but then when I just said, "Hey, like you're getting in over your head. You're getting too obsessive. Your behavior is kind of screwy." You know, and I have a boyfriend, and I'm kind of quitting the business, you know, of like even entertaining men like you, like I don't want to field phone calls or text messages from you guys. Like I just want peace and quiet in my life.
Right.
He could not take it.
He couldn't take the fact that you were kind of moving on from that part of your life and leaving that part of the business.
I was just like, look, I want to concentrate on having my own member site and doing photography and modeling and what I love. I do not need to babysit adult men that need attention. You know?
What was his thing? What was his main? Thing? Was he a pain guy, or what did he like?
He wasn't a pain guy. He was more into like the outfits and the look.
Okay.
On you?
Yeah,
You
on
liked-
me, but he also was a member of God knows how many pay sites. Half his emails to me were like, "And have you seen this model and her site?" You know, so it was more just like he wanted to interact with someone that like was a fetish model more than anything else.
Now, did he want to sleep with you, or did he know that was an impossibility?
Oh, that was impossibility, and he knew that. That wasn't really his MO, because I'd hear about the girls he would date left and right.
Right.
So
Did he fall in love with you? Do you think?
I think it was more of an obsession, something very twisted, because he was very mentally unstable.
Sure.
I mean, I guess apparently he had a mental health history, which is why I found out after the fact. He had been like institutionalized, like involuntarily committed multiple times.
Wow.
And so he was getting more and more aggressive with you. He put your actual name on the internet with information that could lead to
He
who
like
you
got
really
off
are.
his meds, I think, is probably what it is.
Right.
That's what it sounded like to me. I mean,
So what started happening when you realized this was getting to be a very, very dangerous issue?
I actually retained an attorney and was about to file a personal criminal complaint, and he beat me to it by 12 hours by abducting me. Like the next morning, I was supposed to go down and file my personal. Because I didn't want to call the cops and then try to get a restraining order that way, because that usually will set off someone who's a time bomb. You know,
Sometimes.
You're better off filing a personal criminal complaint with the district attorney and having them make the phone calls. You know, it's a lot more quieter. The person's not arrested. You know.
So how did he abduct you? What was going? Was he a big guy? I don't remember.
He
I don't
was
know.
huge. He was like a steroid junkie. I swear to God.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, like imagine like 6'2" and jacked up on steroids.
Wow.
And what
and
happened?
off his psych meds. Not pretty.
Where were you?
Jesus, that is a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, because physically, it's a very. I mean, obviously, I don't just say why. It's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
So where were you, and what was the situation?
Actually, my boyfriend really thought I wasn't safe as a guy. Had been making all these weird threats to me, and then I changed my cell number that weekend, so I couldn't see what lunacy he was sending me because my cell phone was turned off and no one had the new number. And
Did he know the cell was turned off?
No, I guess he was sending me like 200 texts a day, calling me
Wow.
nonstop, and my phone company wouldn't block it. So they were like, "We'll give you a new number." I'm like,
AT&T
"Do it right
you
now."
had.
No.
Really? They wouldn't block it?
No, actually,
Oh.
most phone companies won't block annoying numbers.
Okay.
They tell you to get a new number. I'm like, well, that's highly inconvenient.
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
So he was sending you all these texts, and your boyfriend. How long had you been dating the guy you're dating?
We had known each other for quite a while. We had been
Okay.
dating for about 4 months at that point.
Okay, so you were kind of friends that turned into more.
Yeah.
And so this guy is sending you all this bizarre stuff, and you're feeling threatened, and your boyfriend's feeling like this is.
And my boyfriend was an attorney, and he was like, "You need to do something about this." He goes, "Here, call your lawyer, go file some paperwork, and I think it'll blow over." He was like, "Don't pour oil." He was like, "Don't set off someone who's already this crazy. Just kind of deal with it."
Did this guy know your real address?
I think he followed me and got my real address.
Okay.
He was following me. He like staked out my apartment. He knew when I was coming and going. I didn't know any of this.
Jesus.
Stop talking to someone for 6 weeks, and this is what happens.
Yeah. So it was legitimately a stalking
Yeah.
situation. Now, what happened? How were you abducted, and where were you?
So usually, my boyfriend, he lived in New York, and I was living in Philly at the time, and he would always go to work Monday morning. So Sunday night, I was usually by myself. And for some reason, he was like, "No, I don't feel safe with this guy lurking around. I'll just come down with you, and I'll take the 5 a.m. Amtrak back up to New York. I'll be at my office on time." I'm like, "Okay, great." We just bought the Amtrak ticket, so we drove down. from New York to Philly, and like I stopped at like a diner like down the street from my house. It was like open late. I was like, yeah, why don't we grab like a quick burger or a nibble and then go home, and go to bed early because of this. And then like I was living in this really crazy loft building, so I drove in through the parking garage, which had a big like industrial gate with an opener, and it opened. I drove in, parked my car. I was about to grab my bag out of the back of the car, and I hear someone yelling. I'm like, what the fuck? And there's this wacko holding a gun. I'm like, you have to be kidding.
Had he walked in as the garage door opened?
He must have run in.
Before it closed?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're alone or you're with your boyfriend?
I'm with my boyfriend.
And he comes in with a gun, and what is he saying?
It's like, I think he tried to drag me off. He's like, get over here. I'm like, hell no, you're holding a fucking gun. Are you insane?
And your boyfriend's in the passenger seat or driving?
Yeah, the passenger seat.
Okay.
But me and him had both gotten out of the car, and like I was like pulling bags out of my trunk. So I totally had my back to him when the guy came running in.
Okay. And what did your boyfriend do? What was his reaction?
He was like, hey, I think he was like, hey, stop, chill out. Why don't we talk about this? This is ridiculous. And like the guy was just like, there's just no reasoning with a madman. I mean, there's nothing else you can say.
So what did he do?
He shot my boyfriend, and then he grabbed me. He like dragged me out.
So he shot your boyfriend one time?
Yeah, once.
And he killed him?
Yeah.
Jesus. And
I was trying to hit. I was like trying to dial 911 off my cell phone, but like because the garage was underground, it didn't go off. And like he like grabbed my phone and threw it. And he grabbed my phone. And I tried dropping my keys, just anything, so someone would think something was wrong if they saw the keys and all that stuff floating around.
Mm-hmm. Right, they wouldn't just see your car parked, closed up properly.
Yeah.
So he's just shot and killed your boyfriend, and you know your boyfriend's dead at this point, or you don't know that you just.
I didn't know. I really wasn't sure. I really couldn't see. It was just like it was like a flash,
Wow. And then you go with him because what happens? He grabs you.
No, he had the gun to my head. He dragged me out of there.
And what was he saying to you?
He was like, "This is for ignoring me." He's like, I told you I was going to come for you. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, you delusional bastard,
Did you say that, or were you trying to calm him down? Or were you angry more, scared? What was your...
I just started screaming on top of my lungs.
Yeah. And he put you in a car?
Yeah, he had rented a car. So I didn't see his car in my lot or anything like that. Yeah.
All right, so it was obviously something he knew that if
it
you saw his car...
totally premeditated.
Sure.
Completely premeditated.
So what happened when he brought you in? Because to me, the amazing part of the story was that you're still here after such a crazy fucking person attacks you. What happens once you got in the car?
He drove around for a couple of hours with me. He sexually assaulted me. Thank you, New York Post. You're not supposed to publish the names of victims of sexual assault.
Did he... Was it a rape, or was it just inappropriate?
No, he was like groping me, and I was like, and I think I bit him at one point. I was like, I'm gonna fucking die before you touch me.
Right. So he was doing something that probably a big part of it had been like he had been in this relationship with you that he thought that you didn't think, and he wanted much more than you were going to give, and he just couldn't, and he had to just grab you.
No, actually, I just stopped talking to him. I told him, go away, get lost. I have other things going on in my life, and he couldn't accept that.
So you were fighting him. Did he park to try to assault you and then drive off? Or was he
I think he tried parking, but then he was being paranoid, and it was just...
What were you saying to him at this time?
I'm just like, can you just either just blow my brains out or let me go? I'm fucking sick of this.
Yeah, right?
Well, really?
He drove me around for like I don't know, 5-6 hours.
Wow.
Was he...
Don't even have a clue what
his moods
what
were going like this. Like, seriously, like a minute later, his moods were changed. And then he started calling all of his friends, started leaving, like, suicide, started calling up his whole family, telling them, like, sorry, this is the end, goodbye. And I'm just like, oh, my God.
What was he saying? Like, what kind of... Would he have an anger move where he would yell at you?
Oh, yeah. Happy, it's a good cop, bad cop, good cop, bad cop. Like 45 seconds later, his mood would shift. Like,
were there any times where you thought...
His friends were trying to get him to turn himself in, and that didn't work.
Oh, he actually got people on the phone.
Oh, yeah. At like 2 in the morning on a Sunday day.
Were there times where you thought, I could probably jump out right about now?
No.
Or, no?
No.
There was no way?
No, there's no way I could grab the gun away from him. There's nothing I could really do. You're kind of like, fuck.
Were you talking to him like... Because, again, being a dom, you have a certain insight into people's psychology. It's like, you guys really have
Yeah, but when someone's rapidly shifting, having these crazy mood swings, there's nothing you can predict.
Right. So what did you do to kind of combat each mood? Like, if he was... How were you... Because if you were just like, fuck you, when he's angry, it's just going to escalate angrily at each other, and then you're probably going to get...
Well, no, the funny thing is, like, when you just say fuck off to someone who's saying things to you that are inflammatory, sometimes it just stops them. They're like, what? You know? But I refuse to, like, I'm not begging for my life. You can go fuck yourself.
Oh, you didn't have to?
No, I'm like, I refuse to. I'm like, you know what? You go fucking do it. I will not beg for anything that is mine, so fuck off, you know?
And what finally happened? You were riding around for hours. He had been leaving messages for people, talking to people.
Yeah, talking crazy to people.
So the cops knew, obviously. Somebody called the police.
Cops didn't know because his friends just thought he was on a fucking drug or drinking bender.
Oh, man, they didn't call the cops?
No.
Was he drugged out when he came for you? Was he on coke?
Probably.
Oh, you don't know? Okay.
I have no idea. I mean, roid rage is pretty damn powerful. I mean...
So the upshot of it was he's driving you around, and what finally happened? Like, because
I don't know. I guess like I was like, I mean, I have anxiety disorder, so like I was like, dude, I was having a panic attack from the first second he showed up. I'm like, dude, I can't take it. I'm gonna piss myself. I started really bitching about it. I was like, I can't take this. I can't take this. He's like, just a little bit more. I'm like, a little bit more of what, you know?
He was saying just a little bit more, and then
well, he was like, well, I don't know if I should kill you and me, you know, Romeo and Juliet style. I'm like, that's not Romeo and Juliet style. You're not very well read.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than a guy misinterpreting a famous novel. At a time like that.
Painful. It was painfully funny. I was like, oh my God. Nowadays, 2 years later, I can see the humor in it.
Sure.
You know? The gallows humor, I guess.
Yeah. And how did you finally get out of the car?
For some reason, I was trying to convince him to drop me off at a hospital because I was like, look, I'm really gonna freak out or faint or pass out because my heart rate's sky high. Like I can't take this anymore. He was like, oh, you know what? I'll drop you off at my parents' house. They'll take care of you.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Great.
And is that what he did?
Yes, that's what he did. And I went running through the woods. Like, he dropped me off on a side road, and he drove off, but I had the description of the car already. I ran into his parents' house, and, like, I'm ringing the doorbell, and I'm like, calling 911 off my cell phone.
Oh, you still had your phone?
Yeah. I'm calling 911 off my cell phone. I'm like, hi, you should go to this address. My boyfriend was shot. And then I started calling hospitals and fire departments to see if anyone had pulled, like, had any ambulances that showed up there. And his parents were just like in disbelief. I mean, they knew their son was mentally ill, but you know, they thought it was under control. And they were like, "What the hell is going on here?"
So you eventually got now. What happened to him?
He blew his brains out after a standoff with cops. Was like, I called the cops and gave them the description of the car and where he was driving, and they found him probably not even an hour later.
Oh, okay, because he was probably driving erratically or whatever.
Yeah.
They knew what to look for. There's not many guys driving around crazily like that on a Sunday night.
4 a.m. on a Sunday night. Yeah.
So when he shot himself, were you? Hey, look.
They were trying to get me to talk him down.
On the phone?
Yes. His local police precinct thought it would be good if I talked to Looney Tune. I'm like, no, I've been sitting in the car with him for 6 hours. And then I think when I realized that no ambulance had picked up my boyfriend, I was like, you know, my boyfriend's fucking dead. This fucker deserves to die. I'm not helping you out.
Good for you.
And I told the police precinct, and I was like, and I think his parents called there. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Your son deserves to die. Whether he gets shot by a cop or he kills himself, he deserves to die. I'm not helping. I'm like, you know what? As much as I want to see him rot in prison, that's not really pleasure to me. I'm sorry. You deserve to die. There's some things that are just you don't deserve to live for, and that's one of them.
So you refused to talk him down?
No. Why
Good.
should I?
Good.
Wow,
yeah.
That's great to hear. I mean, that's exactly how you should react
a lot
to a
of
fucking
people
animal
would
like
be
that.
there. Oh yeah, okay, I'll talk and I'll.
And the whole time he was sending me text messages on my BlackBerry.
Well, wait, after he left.
After when he was in a standoff with cops, he'd sit there texting me on the BlackBerry.
Were you answering him?
No, because I think even though I changed the phone number, the BlackBerry Messenger function was still working.
Oh.
He was sending me messages on BlackBerry Messenger. I fucking
just text back, kill yourself, kill yourself,
no,
kill yourself.
I'm not that much of an asshole, but I refuse to help the cops.
What were they saying? The text messages.
Like you turned me in. I'm like, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Obviously, this is someone who's like shoe size and his IQ are about the same.
What a piece of shit I am. Wow.
He felt betrayed because you turned him in?
Yeah.
Wow, what a
that guy was definitely a psychopath.
Wow. I kind of last time I was like, how do we not talk about that? Because look, it's a terrible thing, but it's an event. You know what I mean? It happened.
It is an event. It's a life-shattering.
How do you not talk
life-changing
about
event.
that?
And after you had left, I was so mad because when I heard that happen, I read about the papers and all that stuff. Like I remembered, I'm like, oh my god, that's the person that you had wanted to see. It was like a weird.
It was like this weird kind of not quite meetings.
Yeah, and you're just you're very bubbly.
I do want to include Ryan in this. How does your ass react to this story?
I would like to know.
Yes, it is gorgeous.
Halfway through that story,
my sphincter is clenching in fear. Like, oh my.
But halfway through that story, she needed a hug bad. I could see that. You should have hugged her.
Did you know the story, Ryan, or had you heard it told like that, or?
I hadn't heard it directly from Jade, and actually I had heard some things, but when something really terrible happens to someone, I'd rather wait to hear it from the source.
Oh, thank you, lady.
Well, that's scary because
it's very scary, and it's such a thing for all models that really need to be aware of.
Watch out for your fans. Like your biggest fan could be your worst enemy.
Yeah, tell us
overnight.
about it.
Well, I'm sure you guys deal with that all day long.
We get internet idiots. Yeah, I love your show. You're great. I hate you. I wish you were dead. They're just awful people. All of you suck. Just leave us alone.
Then why are you listening? Don't look at me.
Yeah, don't listen or look. Go away, everybody. Is there anything you do different now that you've learned to just
actually,
affect it in a certain way?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I really don't interact with people.
Good. They're not worth it.
It may be so misanthropic.
Good.
What does that mean? I've heard that word.
I'm a total misanthrope. I mean, humanity, to me, is kind of lost. It's like we're a nation of people that love reality TV. I mean,
we're doomed.
We're doomed.
We're just doomed.
We are a country of asses, aren't we?
Yep.
So it's kind of made you withdrawn.
I'm here right now.
That's true. That's a dumb question. You know what? You're right. You're very
She's
open.
on a radio show, dummy. You're pretty withdrawn to yourself. Don't really talk to many people. Yeah, she's got a microphone in front of her face.
I think I tend to watch my personal relationships and friends, quote unquote. I really don't trust.
Yeah.
You become less trusting. This is what I just did, by the way. She said something, and then I repeated what she said in question form to sound like I knew something. What an asshole I am. She could say, it's kind of, well, you know, I'm all wet from the rain. Ah, so it's rainy. So people would go, wow, he's perceptive. He said what she said, but with a lilt in his voice.
All after that brilliant interview of yours.
Well,
that was amazing, Jimmy. You broke it down, my friend.
But I wanted,
you should be the new Larry King.
I couldn't do worse. Larry King would have fucked that up.
What'd you do with the groceries?
Yeah.
Did you have
King
groceries?
doesn't have the understanding of kink that you do, so.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to some fetish parties. I'm not a big fetish guy, like, as far as, I'm not a, as they say, a pen slut or any of that stuff. I'm not a cross-dresser. But I've done most of those.
I'm just imagining you cross-dressed and it's...
I see like a little blonde wig with like bangs.
Like a pink frilly
lollipop.
tutu.
Yeah.
They're actually figuring out what he would look best in.
If I was
And a baby bottle filled with urine.
If I was in great shape, I would fucking... No, I don't care. If I was in great shape, I put on panties one time years ago for a girl that I was sleeping with who she used to pee her panties for me.
Yeah. So did you put them on first?
No, I'm not into panties. I would do it, but she would pee her panties, and I would kind of lick her through her panties, and it was like
that's hot.
Yeah,
that is hot.
It was my entrance into getting a girlfriend to do that stuff. But then one time she's like, put them on. So she had peed in them, and then I put them on after. And it was fucking hot, man. I'm not into I don't think I've worn them since.
Keith Moon was into that.
Was he really?
Yeah, Keith Moon. There's all these stories. Who the girl, Pamela DeBarro, wrote, I'm with the band. She has this whole chapter on, like, effing Keith Moon. And it's all like he's, like, wearing her panties and her high heels and, like, banging her all night long in Frank Zappa's backyard because she doesn't against him.
Wow, and Frank was in the bedroom itching his colon. I know, I had to. I made a chance to do a Zappa cancer joke. Yeah, it's amazing what people believe me. There are, if I ever get to that level of fame, there's so many people who will come out, oh, he likes that, which I don't care. I mean, I've said it all.
You've been pretty honest.
Pretty much.
So it's not much left out.
I go with your full disclosure. It's kind of like, you know what? You let it all hang out and... What are they going to say? Well, Jimmy likes to drink piss. Well, that's hi.
Yeah.
This is one of the corner shows of his comedy
check the
career.
radio show. He's said it many times.
Not only did Jimmy like to drink it, but he would. This is the noise I would make when I used to see this one dom all the time, and she would piss in my mouth, and I would lay on my back, and she would piss in my mouth, and like when my mouth was full, because I don't want to. When you close your mouth to swallow, you lose a lot. I would go, okay. Like I would say, okay, and then she would stop, and I would swallow and open up again.
Oh, because you didn't want to waste it.
Yeah, okay. That's the noise I would
Through the liquid, it would be like,
do it.
Okay, let's hear. He's got some water in his mouth. Unfortunately, it's just water.
I wouldn't say, okay, I would say, and she would know that meant my mouth was full.
I would shit in your face.
Well, then you can't say you'd be here first.
They're loving you. They love Jimmy.
Did you ever do any doming, Ryan, or is it just strictly?
I have done some sub scenes, which actually makes me cranky because I am not submissive at all in any way, shape, or form in my personal life. And also, when I feature dance, I do an entire dom number where I spend...
I saw you tweeting about that.
Yeah, I spend like the first, it's a 5-song set. I spend the first 3 songs like literally bringing people up on stage and beating the holy living crap out of them.
Oh, really?
And it's like, it's how I always end the show because I'm like, beat the crap out of people. And then I do like, I like sensation play, but I'm not submissive.
What is sensation play? What's that?
Well, for this example...
Oh, just kind of scratch. It's like light tickling.
Or like even like ice or hot or like fur.
But I do it with hot wax, actually. So I invite the audience, everyone who I've beaten the crap out, to have a little retribution and pour hot wax all over my naked body.
Oh, that's kind of hot. There's something called...
What are we waiting for? Where's the candles?
Yeah, exactly. We're really unprepared, aren't we?
Really?
Can we just throw matches on you? Guys that don't get it? Can we set newspaper on fire and hand it to you?
All those things would smell bad, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
The matches would just smell really bad.
Yeah.
So it's
burning hairs.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
No.
There's something called sounds. This is how, literally, you think, sounds, I thought, was guys who get into having weird noises by their head.
No.
I swear to God, where something they'll tie you up and go in your ear, and you're like, oh.
But it's so much different. I mean, it's completely different.
It's much worse.
What is it?
Well, do you want the medical history of sounds?
I would like it,
I'll
yeah.
give you the medical history of sounds. Prior to modern antibiotics and modern medicine, when someone got an STD, STDs usually cause scarring when not treated. And in a man, you'd have a damn hard time pissing because all the scar tissue would form in your urethra. And same thing for a woman. So sounds are these metal rods.
Oh.
They're about this long, about
How
a foot
long?
long.
A foot long, okay.
And they come in different sizes based on the diameter of them.
All right, I'm grabbing myself
a doctor
now.
would insert them, starting at the smallest one, all the way into your urethra, and just upgauging in size until they opened you up enough so you can piss again.
So they're basically stretching your cock hole,
Yes.
your entire urethra with
Yes.
metal.
Mhm.
Now, would they do this all in the same moment? Like they would just keep putting them in?
If you couldn't piss, no, they put one in and then they go the next size up. If the size changes are gradual.
In how long a period of time?
It depends on how much your body relaxes, but usually with the sounds, it's like you can get one in.
Oh, you mean it's in the same section?
Oh, yes.
How big of a sounds have you ever put in? Because I've seen photos of people that have sounds in them literally close to a dime.
Yeah, that's really large. I mean, most people would use like a 14 French sound, which is like much, much smaller. It's like maybe half the diameter of a pencil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And they just put in the cock hole.
Yeah, it drops in with weight of gravity. You support it.
This is making me lightheaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm all woozy and nauseous.
By the way, can anybody... We have two really gorgeous fucking penthouse girls here. Nobody can remove the sexy like I can.
Yeah. You have done a great job of taking every bit of sexy.
I apologize to Ryan and
Out
Jay
of
and
the
the.
room.
I am a fucking a sexy vibe fucking vacuum. I just ruin it. I just opened the plane door and all the sexy got sucked out. There's just a room full of people screaming with wind in our face.
And all the men are squeezing their legs together.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. I was literally grabbing my cock, just squeezing.
Hey,
just when you walked in.
Just hope you never get in an accident where you need a catheter, because that's pretty much the same thing.
I
and it's much thicker, and that stays in.
Never.
At least a catheter is put in by like an MD or a nurse, but sounds...
Well, sounds used to be put in by doctors before modern
Dominatrix
antibiotics.
Yeah, but now it's just somebody in heels who wants to beat the shit out of you for an hour.
Yeah, it's kind of not very sterile.
Dominatrixes are very well trained.
Yeah.
And are very sterile.
Yes. I mean, all you do is autoclave everything, It's
The autoclave is like, that's when you heat clean things? Or, isn't that how they do?
It's heat and pressure.
That's like
So
how they
it
clean
kills-
medical equipment?
Yes, that's how they clean medical equipment.
Is that what they do in dungeons? They autoclave?
Well, clean ones do.
Yeah.
How do they clean... I've never been fucked with a strap-on. I've been close, but I can't take it.
I sterilize mine. I use...
You have a strap-on?
If you watch that movie that I was just in, they put me with a straight girl, and I was so cranky
Really?
about it that I pounded the shit out of her with a strap-on. Like, you are going to take it for being straight and giving terrible head. Because, I'm really good. So, obviously I'm about to do this, better sex seminar, pornstarsexlife.com. And so, I'm very sexual. I love giving people, and particularly women, sexual pleasure. So, of course, I go down on her first, and I'm, making her come all over my face, and it's totally amazing. And then it comes time to switch, and she was a straight girl who was, fence licking. And, when you fence lick, you're not getting in there and just, really
can you,
eating that
make
pussy.
this, gesture?
You're, sticking your tongue out and going, ugh.
Yeah.
Imagine painting a fence with the tip of your tongue. And that's, the worst head technique of all time. And that's what this girl was doing to me. And I'm like, I would like to have an orgasm right now. That would be awesome. I've been waiting around all day to have an orgasm.
Hell, I have your juices all over my face.
Right? I'm like, I made you come, twice on my face. And so that wasn't happening, so I busted out my strap-on. which is silicone, which you can sterilize in a lot of ways. I prefer to boil mine in between scenes. And I pounded the whole thing out of her.
Did she come?
Yeah.
You can't clean it in a dishwasher?
Some people you can, yeah. I don't have a dishwasher. It's New York.
It just seems like a really lousy fucking way to clean your rubber dick. You know what I mean? You pull it out with your wine glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's spots all over it. Looks like Michael Jackson's cock.
Oh, I got to put it in for another one.
I need
another
Cascade.
round. Right. Oh, man, what a fucking story.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah, what is this movie you have?
Can we watch some clips of that?
We don't have a DVD player in here.
Yeah, we're all
fail.
And we're getting ready for vacation.
Total
You're
fail.
making us work here.
It's called Variations. Penthouse Variations presents Tales of Twisted Sex, and Ryan is in this. You're in this with a girl.
She's a blonde cheerleader, which was always been a fantasy of mine.
Ooh.
And like most blonde cheerleaders, tragically straight.
Yeah.
Oh, really, huh?
But I had a good time because, like, for me, I get the most sexual gratification about giving pleasure to my partner. Like, that's what I'm really into. And then when she wasn't reciprocating, I'm like, I'm gonna use my strap-on skills.
So you just basically punished her.
Yes, I punished her with my big black cock.
Was it black?
It was actually. Yeah, she wouldn't take my big toy is flesh colored, but she was being like a piss. She got punished because she wouldn't take the big toy or give me an orgasm.
How big was the big toy?
I'd say about 8 inches. Yeah.
Are you a size queen?
No, not at all.
I like when girls are.
What?
Yeah, it just turns me on, the idea that they are. It's so dirty.
That they like the big
Really, you like
Most
big
guys
uns, do
with
you?
big cocks don't know what they're doing with it. I mean,
They think they're God's gift to women because they have a large penis, but then don't bother ever learning how to use it.
Yeah, I'm talking about that in my seminar, and it's like, some people do have advantages like charm and size, but that kind of wears off after a few sack sessions. You're like, okay, so your cock is big, but you really don't know how to use it.
That's when you're driving home and somebody's got a fucking Porsche or Ferrari and they're doing 60 in the left lane.
Yeah.
It's like, move that thing.
Right? You're like, that is
Go.
a waste of something that could be awesome.
Learn how to drive your cock.
See, that's the beauty of me. I don't have a huge cock, and I don't know how to use it. I'm over 2.
You should come to my seminar.
Dr. Steve's checking in again.
Okay.
Yep,
Steve?
we still do urethral sounding.
Yes, we still
Dr.
do.
Steve actually does that procedure.
Sure, he does. He's our doc.
He's our
show doctor, and he
more than he's
an MD for real.
He's the real deal.
Okay.
And he's a creep, and he's almost blind, and he takes fucking kerosene, and he passes it off as wine to his friends. Yeah, he does. He puts food dye in kerosene.
He makes really shitty wine.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
I think that's a great Christmas gift.
So what is your seminar, Ryan? What are you going to be doing? It's I will give a nice plug. It's you can go to pornstarsexlife.com, and it's
July 10th.
July 10th, which is a week from this Saturday at the Velour Lounge, which is here in Manhattan. It's 297 10th, which is right off 27th Street. It's an all-day sex seminar on a Saturday.
Yes, it's about 8 hours, actually.
They call you the Tony Robbins of sex. What exactly is that?
Well, the thing is that the way that I start any sex seminar is that it's I'll read you my mission statement. Well, actually, I won't. But it's an educational, inspirational seminar for people who want to connect with their inner porn star and develop the confidence and skills they need to satisfy their sexual partners, the confidence to seek out new partners and experience new behaviors like multiple partners, group sex, and fantasy play. And the way that we do that is we start the day off with like self-sexual actualization and problem solving. Because what
is that? Say that again.
Self-sexual actualization and problem solving. Because most people, what prevents them from being a good lover is, confidence and intention. And so they have all of these, bullshit, that little voice in the back of their head that says, oh, I suck in bed. Oh, I haven't had enough experience. Oh, I can never be good at
Not
this.
a little voice in the back of the head. It's my partner.
As you're saying that, I'm trying to put together a joke, and you just say it.
Yeah. Well, what we do
and she's saying it over through a vuvuzela horn.
But we start, first off, we start the day, and I talk to people about, have people, write down all of these things that, what are they telling themselves that why they aren't good in bed? And then we work through them. And then from there, so we talk a lot about, appreciating your inner person and learning to love your inner sexuality and learning to let your inner sexual beast out. And then from there, what we do is that we're actually going to have a really great, we're going to have a guest speaker come in and talk about getting out of the friend zone, because what I'm all about is ROI. When you meet someone and you have sex with them for the first time, you want to make sure that you do such a good job that they keep coming back for more. And so you want to make sure that, you know, with the people you have in life, like hot girls that are like you're in the friend zone with, you want to get out of that because you've spent a lot of time and energy on that relationship, and you need to get, you know, return in orgasm form.
See, I think you'll be good at that because like a lot of people who like a lot of times when porn stars do seminars like that or whatever, they're not comfortable talking and they're just kind of going to stand up there and be hot. But you sound like you really know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, it's I've actually spent a lot of time writing this out. I've literally spent like the past weeks like locked in my apartment writing out this whole script for, I mean, we're full on doing, you know, 7 hours.
In between banging blonde cheerleaders with black strap-on dildos. I like to really
I call that
get
research.
into my,
1 minute she's
Gotta
like
take
fucking
study breaks.
You know, I have actually had to be very sexual in the last few weeks because I've had to like work out, you know, what are the better sexual positions for, you know, ultimate orgasm potentials that work for, you know, a variety of penis sizes and shapes across the board. You know, what are like the most, you know, what are the sexual techniques that are going to work 90% of the time on 90% of the population? Because, you know, I could spend, you know, 3 days teaching the Kama Sutra, or I can spend, you know, 1 day teaching you a variety of techniques that covers a broad spectrum of partners that will work 90% of the time with 90% of the partners. Because there's always that 10% out there you just can't satisfy no matter what you do.
I might be in town.
Non-orgasmic.
Not orgasmic, or they have their own issues, or, yeah.
I'd like to volunteer my services. I'm going to come down and do a little segment, and it's going to be called Things to Say When You Can't Get It Up. For any men out there that might have
Will you really come down?
Sure.
Do you have one example of that, Jimmy?
Do I have an example?
Just
Yes.
one, please.
All right, say to me, what's wrong?
This doesn't seem to be working right now. Can I do anything?
It's not you. It's the oil spill.
anything as an excuse.
Anything. How can you want to fuck at a time like this? There's children starving.
See, but
As your
most
limp
men
dick is
cannot
swinging.
deliver it the way Jimmy does.
It's just swinging back and forth.
No
blood in it.
It's not even swinging. I'm on my back, and it's like a baby dick. It's just standing up straight. It's so devoid of blood, it just can't even bend. It's like a
Like
shame.
doing the turtle head.
It's hiding. It's hiding.
Yeah, it looks cold and devoid of all blood.
Why have you ever seen the turtle head? It's just beyond me. Like she'd be naked and some
Well,
guy's
you
got
know,
a turtle head in front of her.
When you're in a relationship for a long time, you know, like the first 3 months are awesome because it's always, you know, strong and it's pointing at you with intention. And then, you know, after, 5 months or whatever, you're like sitting on the couch and you're like, I'm going to touch your weenus. I'm going to touch your weenus. Or my favorite thing is in the bathtub. Like, I love playing with cock. I admit to it.
Oh.
They're endlessly amusing.
It's a great quote, by the way. I love playing with cock.
Yes.
They're fun when
Should
they're
be on your
hard and they're silly when they're
tombstone.
soft.
Yeah, put it on your tombstone. That's a great thing.
Why
Love
not?
playing with cock.
I do.
Yeah, you like just toying around with them?
I do.
Yeah, fiddling about?
I love cock. And this has been an amazing, amazing seminar put together because I've gotten to do so much research.
Oh.
And and the thing is, we're actually going to go, best sex positions, and from there we're going to do things to learn and disregard in porn. Because I recently, I've been having sex with this 23-year-old male model. Worst decision of my life. So pretty, so dumb. And keeps on trying to do these things in the bedroom. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, why are you opening up for the camera when there's no camera there? And I realized that a lot of young guys are learning all their sexual techniques from porn. So I want to retrain them.
Oh, so what has he got? His arm behind his back?
Yeah, the whole thing.
He's like, yeah, there's a camera by the door. And meanwhile, there's no fucking camera. Take both of your hands and grab my hips, dummy.
Yeah, I'm like, totally. But the thing is that I was asking a lot of my female friends, I've been doing a lot of research for this and talking to everyone, and they're like, yeah, they keep doing all these like really strange things in the bedroom. And I'm like, they're learning that from porn. And then I'm going to actually have the lovely Jade help me with talking about hair pulling and choking and slapping and spitting and how to, when it is appropriate to introduce that and when it is not. And
Like when you're kissing mom, hello for Thanksgiving dinner. Don't
you
spit in her
grab her by
mouth.
the nape of her neck and
Just punch her in the pussy.
Now, mouth spitting, I think, can be very sexy.
Yes,
as long as both
when
people
it's
are
done
orally
right.
hygienic.
When it's done correctly.
This is my technique.
Not even hygienic, just when it's done at the right time.
Like-
Don't huck a loogie.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. Like while I'm on top, she'll open her mouth and I'll go like,
No hawking up.
Give her a good nicotine lube.
yeah, like one of those thick.
Viscous.
Yeah.
So
One of those horrible those chest rattling coughs.
You don't want to brag that you just took some Mucinex.
What's a bad time? What have you had bad times at the mouth spitting or face spitting?
Oh, so many times.
Well, guys see it in porn, so
they see it in porn, and all of a sudden you get like a face full of spit, and you're like, seriously?
No warning.
Like, where did that come?
What the fuck is that?
Come on. Like, sometimes I'll be dirty. I'm like, yeah, spit in my mouth. You know, I'm a dirty girl, just spit in my mouth. So sometimes it's appropriate. It's one of those, like, if someone's asking for it, do it. If they're not asking for it,
Don't
do not
volunteer.
surprise
Yeah.
them. It's like anal. You never want to just, like, shove something up someone's ass.
Wow.
asking.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You got a lot of experience with that one?
Nah, it's just one of those things you really do have to ask.
Yeah.
You don't want to just try to slide
You
that
don't
in.
want a surprise.
Yeah,
a
but
goodie.
Put it this way. She's not going to not notice. Like, maybe she'll just think
If I do it, she
still
won't.
fucking
But
her.
yet again, these guys watch porn. They think they can just pull it out and stick it right in your ass.
Totally. So there's all these silly things, and so we're gonna do, at the end, it's gonna be a Q&A, and it's gonna be me, Jade Vixen, the lovely Justine Jolie, so we'll be there answering like any and all dirty sex questions, and then we'll do cocktails and fun stuff. But the thing is, with the VIP package, they're getting a gift bag that's worth $400 with sex toys, books, and also personal coaching from both me and Josh Rosenberg from UpYourAttraction.com, which is a pickup artist website. So it's like private coaching and all that. And so
Does he use private pickup stuff like Neil Strauss?
Exactly.
Or like the guy called
Mystery.
Mystery.
Fuck that guy. Seriously?
Real social dynamics.
He runs around in a cape. I'm sorry. I'm not going to have sex with that. Like, no.
Ain't a cape, huh?
Yeah, it works though. It really is there's a weird psychology behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, you do radio?
I used to. I had my own show on Playboy Radio.
About that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah, you should be doing it, man.
I would love to. You need a lady co-host.
They already have one. Tee-hee. I raised my hand.
Well, we know if you had a woman on the show, we would just suck.
Yeah.
We would
change our dynamics.
We would change everything.
Yeah.
Well, we could maybe help her get on the channel.
Would you be gentlemen?
I don't know. It's just
for the first week,
Yeah.
maybe. Then we just turn into "Shut up, bitch."
Yeah.
We just be nasty.
It would depend on
I
what
think that's how my first radio show went, actually.
That's how my first
It
relationship
degenerated
went.
into talking about wrestling and arguing.
Yeah, that's what just happens.
It would depend on what
it
she
is.
looked like. Like if she was a little heavy, everything she said would be followed with piggy noises.
Yeah, she just.
They would
I
get-
put my
It's
tits out,
wonderful.
I'll be like, hey, you can't
You
talk
missed
to me
that,
like that. I got
Jimmy.
boobs.
All right.
I didn't. Oh, did you show your breast? I didn't see. I did see. I lied. They're fantastic. I want to see it again. Whoa, someone's acting is getting better. Swim walk. Those things are lovely.
Yeah, well, pornstarsexlife.com.
Yeah, right
I mean,
on.
it's July 10th. I'm
Next
super
Saturday.
excited. And then July 2nd, also, La Palm. Come party with me.
Where's that?
You haven't. You just said it.
La Palm.
La Palm for the 2nd. So on
Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I didn't know that.
Man, all that talk of piss is clouded your brain.
I know.
It's like I can't just urine in my face.
I like it. I like it in the mouth, not necessarily on the face. It feels weird on the face. I actually prefer it orally. And
I got peed on once and it wasn't my thing.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just too
like-
messy.
Yeah, I'm like, I like peeing on other people though.
See, I like peeing on other
We can
people.
hang out.
I don't want to be peed on.
Yeah, I love peeing on. Now, do you do it in the bathtub?
What am I, a fucking rookie? No.
No, you do it in the middle of your bed or on your couch.
I do it. What I do is I lay an expensive painting under me, and that guarantees that I don't spill a drop. Or no, I lay on something that's plugged in. I lay on a toaster.
Pornstarsexlife.com, July 10th. There's 2 ticket prices. It's going to be awesome, and I
love to
will
go
be
to that.
groping the Jade Vixen. I'll be like,
Well, you both have great personality too, which is really cool. So you're not going to hear just some stiff bullshit. It's like
No.
And Justine is fucking great too. I wish she was here too. I really like Justine.
she couldn't be here.
the 10th.
Otherwise, they're an orgy would have broken up by now.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
she's fucking dirty.
I'm so glad she's not here.
Yeah, that would
ruined the
suck.
show. Ew, I'd hate to,
It'd be too much pussy in here. You can
Do
handle
it.
it.
Yes.
Ruin your little boys club.
Yep.
You can try. No girls allowed.
What is your elephant
so
tattoo?
going home and jerking
just
off.
the fuck.
What's that? Oh, it's a little elephant on the inside by her elbow. It's just a weird place for
That
it.
is a weird place for a
Well,
tattoo.
I wanted to get tattoos, but with the modeling, everyone's like, "Oh, do you have tattoos?" And if you look at me front and back, you can't see my
I
tattoos.
can't say it.
Yeah,
You only have that one, or you have more?
I have the one on my wrist too.
What's it say?
Breathe.
Breathe. Okay.
Yeah.
A reminder.
Yeah.
It's on my lung meridian for 5-element acupuncture. I haven't had an asthma attack since I got it tattooed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Acupuncture's the shit.
How often do you go?
I haven't found a 5-element person here in New York, so only when I'm up in Seattle.
What's a 5-element person?
Well, there's Chinese acupuncture and 5-element acupuncture. 5-element acupuncture is a little bit more accurate because it aligns. You have 5 elements. What is it? Earth, air, wood,
Wind.
metal. And
Cock.
Fire.
Just had to throw that in.
Cock.
Yes, if you're black, it's 6 elements.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Titties and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
How long since you had an asthma attack?
I got this 3 years ago. So,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I haven't
you
had
still
one
carry
since.
a thing, though, just in case?
No.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, completely off of the... 'cause the thing is, when you have the inhaler... This is really boring.
No, it's not, because I have breathing issues. I fucking at time will have breathing issues.
Yeah, no, it's 5-element acupuncture is literally cured. I had really bad sports-induced asthma, and I have environmental allergies. So the two of those meant that I couldn't breathe for years. And since I've done the acupuncture and gotten the tattoo on my lung meridian, I haven't had an asthma attack, and I go to the gym, I work out, and I didn't used to be able to do hardcore cardio. Now I can do hardcore cardio, and feature dancing is incredibly
that's so
incredibly physically strenuous. I've never had a problem on stage. It's been amazing. Changed my life.
Hardcore cardio sounds hot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's different than
I've
that?
got strong thighs,
Oh,
so I can
thought
ride.
It was something else.
Heart rate
was like-
monitors.
Stairmaster with a butt plug in or something.
See, I actually do that. I wear a strap on my forehead, and I walk uphill on the fucking treadmill in my gym.
I love those strap-ons. You can strap on the chin. Have you seen those?
The chin dildo,
They
yeah.
just seem silly.
They really
But
look
they feel
silly.
so good. You just because it's you're riding someone's face. You're also riding a cock.
Didn't we have Pete Johnson put one of those
Yeah,
on?
Pete Johnson put one on.
Really?
The chin dildo, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have pictures of this?
He was an old engineer. This guy was the last person you would... Well, maybe not the last person you would
Got on the
expect.
chin dildo.
Yeah.
Just seems.
Do we have a
familiar.
picture of the chin dildo?
Just does look silly, though.
Yes.
Now someone's running for one.
I don't know. This might be a tough find.
You
This
all
goes
came
back.
in. He thought you said chin beanbag. Fat neck. Hopefully, I don't have. What time is it?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh my God.
It's fucking vacation time.
Yeah, we have to. We're on vacation. So let's thank Jade Vixen and Ryan
Absolutely.
Keeley. We're ending the show with you two.
Thank you.
And it's again
Thanks for having us.
Saturday, July 10th on 27th Street here in Manhattan. Tickets, just go to pornstarsexlife.com, and I'm sure it'll be a great
It's going to
presentation.
be awesome. I am so excited, and I'm going to go molest 2 of my favorite models.
Nice.
And this is going to be great.
It's going to be great and educational. You're going to learn so much. And there's cocktails and Q&A and hot girls and dry humping.
Nice.
And education, too.
And getting rid of all these stereotypes.
Getting rid of so many stereotypes. And literally, by the time you walk into the seminar, you are going to know how to F. And,
You can say it. You can curse here.
Fuck.
You're going to know how to fuck.
Learn how to fuck. One of the best.
Yeah. Like I said, lots of research has gone into this, and it's really exciting and multiple techniques and blah, 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 and I've plugged this to
Nice.
death.
No, it's good.
PornStarSexLife.com,
It's gonna do very well.
JadeVixen.com, RyanKeeley.com.
Have fun.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you guys. I'll be in Borgata this weekend, and then
Yes.
fucking Montreal Comedy Festival next Tuesday through Sunday. So I guess we'll see you guys in a
Yeah, we'll see you in about a week.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Opie and Anthony mornings, 6 to 11 a.m. Eastern on The Virus.